Oh.
Braedon, we're gonna choose your water bottle.
Water bottle.
Oh. Oh.
Hey,
Oh.
that's a nice water bottle.
Oh, thanks, dude. Yeti, dude.
Hey,
It's a thickie. It's a thickie.
It's a thickie. Keeps everything warm, you know, and cold.
Ain't cold.
Yeah.
Crucial. I've got thick boy right here.
Jesus. All right. Let me
I
see
know.
this. What is this?
It is unnecessarily large, but
Yeah, dude.
it's perfect for the gym.
Call her Big Bertha.
Yeah.
Biggie
Shit.
B, dude. Biggie B.
Little Biggie B.
Wow.
Yeah. I
just don't-
think that's 64 ounces.
you could knock someone out.
God
like
dang.
fucking cold.
Oh, you could
64 ounces?
fuck somebody
I
up
want to say
with that
mine's like
thing.
36, 48, something. It's something like that.
Okay.
All I know is this is a shit ton. Dude, this got some weight to it too.
Oh, yeah, filled?
Oh, damn. Damn.
Swing that at somebody. Yep.
You need to go to the gym, dude. You just got
Yep.
your water ball.
Just start doing curls with this thing.
Yeah. No, seriously.
What the fuck's going on, boys? It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. I think last time we were all together was for
I think it was the
My
wedding.
wedding.
your wedding, yeah.
My wedding, yeah. No,
Hey.
seriously. Hey. No, seriously.
I mean, not a whole lot, really.
It's been a hot minute since you've been on the podcast.
It has been a minute. I think last.
It was back in my house.
I know. It was like, yeah, I haven't been in here since the setup.
Yeah.
It's nice in here, though.
Thank you. It's a work in
Yeah.
progress. We're chipping away at it.
Yeah, I mean, everything's progress, but,
Yeah.
progress is the name of the game.
Hey.
So. Yeah, it looks good, though.
Yeah, it's coming together.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's getting there.
Got the old little mini board over there on the wall.
It's got a nice little vibe to it.
That's back from high school. Yeah.
That
I was
is
gonna
back
say,
from high
that's
school.
what
from
you
back
used to
in your-
ride back in high school.
Yep.
Mhm.
Wasn't that in your room?
Mm-hmm.
Just chilling in there?
Yep. Now I brought it over here.
Yeah, probably when you could see the floor, but,
Oh, yeah.
All right. We're gonna start slinging shit right after that.
Well, you can see the floor.
Okay.
Yo, dude, I'm just saying, dude, your room.
All right. You
Oh,
know,
no, I mean, every time we
once
came...
upon a time, yeah. You
This was
know,
back in high school. That was back in high
shit.
school.
I had better things to do.
That's
now,
okay, dude.
Every time we went over,
That's-
your parents had to
yeah,
give,
that's,
they jumped on the bandwagon with us. So.
That's yeah.
It's okay.
Every time.
My
Mhm.
car used to be caked with
They're like,
bullshit.
don't mind, oh yeah, he's back in his room. Don't mind his room though. We've been telling him to clean it, but like, well.
Surprisingly, how messy it was, it never smelled. I mean, I didn't think it stink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess
That's
a
a good point. I
that's a
never
good
actually
thing.
thought about that.
Yeah, no. That's a worry
Didn't have any,
sometimes.
like,
Listen,
hidden dishes
when
under
you
there or
walk in the
something.
room and it smells like
Listen,
that.
I feel like you both can't really judge.
Oh no, I
if
can't.
We're,
No,
yeah,
our
no,
place
yeah.
is our place is pretty.
Yeah.
nasty,
No, I
right?
can't. I mean, I can't judge. but
Kaz,
I
I
will.
feel like you can't judge based off your car. Not
Yeah,
even just
no,
your room, off the
I
car.
already said it. I already said my car. All right, I threw
Damn.
myself under the bus before you could get there. Okay, so you
Yeah, your
can't.
car- yeah, your
we
car was
can't,
pretty bad.
You can't shit on me. I'll shit on myself before we do before that happens.
It wasn't so much the car. It was just, what was it? The chocolate milk stain or something that was in the back.
Did you have
there
a
a chocolate
chocolate
milk
milk
Was
stain?
it chocolate milk? You don't remember that fat stain
There was a-
along
there
the back
was a-
seat? And Kaz was like, oh yeah, somebody just spilled something and never never cleaned it
I
up.
just never cleaned it up.
Yeah.
I just looked at it. I was like, yeah.
Wait, which car was that? Was that
This
the
is
gold
back-
one or the
No,
blue?
That's my blue one.
that was
Blue
the first
one.
one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the blue one.
Oh.
I had it for what, like a week, and then I got.
Oh, and then
away.
you
Oh my
got taken away
God.
because of the whole shit with you guys.
Yeah, because freaking Nick had to pull up with his giant truck. And he was like, "Hey, room, you ready?" I was like, "Fuck,
Listen,
He's like, I ain't no.
I ain't no puss. I'ma fucking go."
listen, I don't feel like I was the instigator in that. I feel like I just got swept up into Kaz's bullshit,
whoa,
you
whoa,
know?
whoa. I pulled up to the light, perfectly calm, right? I pulled up to the light. You pulled up next to me, and you said,
Oh, is this one is
"Let's
a
fucking go."
big ass like black loud?
that
Yeah, the big
Dodge.
ass fucking
That
loud
black
ass truck,
Dodge.
dude.
Yep.
He revved that shit at me. I was like, "Oh my god, my tiny little."
You know,
thing,
my
right?
foot might have slipped. I'll admit to that. My foot might have
Slipped a little
might have
bit.
slipped.
Might have gotten a heavy foot when the
Yeah.
light turned green.
And then
It's
I
a
had,
big
like,
truck, that gas pedal.
I think it was like, who the hell had my car? I think it was Dustin. Did I have the twins in my car?
I wasn't with you
Also-
guys. I just heard about it after the fact, so I know I wasn't there.
Because I know Dustin
Yeah.
was there. And I know Rain was also there. And they were.
And
they
they
were
had
all-
didn't they have to walk afterwards?
Bro, they were egging it on. They were like,
Oh.
"Oh, like you gonna let that happen? You gonna let that? Are you just gonna let
You
him
should
do that?" I
you
was
should have
like,
told
"All right."
them beforehand. Be like, all right, if we end up getting pulled over or something,
Y'all are paying for that
and
ticket.
my mom gets called. I want y'all
My
to.
mom didn't give a fuck, dude. She was like, "Your bitches are gonna walk." All right.
Yeah.
She didn't give a shit. That was nice. Thanks, Nick.
I can't believe she made him walk.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, that's right. Where were you guys?
We were on Broadway.
I know, but like, where on?
It
Broadway?
started at it was the light by McDonald's,
Yeah.
right? That's where it started.
The one over by the mall. or the one.
Yeah,
that
by
was
the
on,
mall,
like,
by the
4th
mall.
Street.
And it didn't really end until we got close to Wendy's, like towards that.
Damn, you guys were flying all the way down
We
to
just
Broadway.
kept
Holy
kept
shit!
on
I thought
going, dude.
I thought it might have been like at the most maybe to the bowling alley.
No.
No, you guys went all the way across town.
No, 'cause
Holy shit!
I slammed on the gas. And he
Okay,
slammed
here.
on the
Do you want to
gas.
restart? Do you want to start the story from the beginning for
From-
people
from the
listening?
very-
Just to
Okay.
set the scene. So we pull up to this light.
Right. Pull up to the light. We pull up to the light, right, and then we're right by McDonald's.
Caz starts revving his engine.
No. I pull up to the light, nice and calm, like a normal fucking pedestrian that just got his damn car, right? Nick pulls up beside me right here with his monstrosity of a vehicle, fucking huge ass thing that has a base that can just shake the whole fucking world, right? And then he just apparently his foot slipped, and then all of a sudden I just hear rum rum. I was like, oh, dude, I low key didn't want to do it, but then I had the fucking bystanders in my car. I was like, oh, you gonna let this shit happen? Is this gonna?
Come on, you can't puss out, dude.
I think it was especially Dustin.
Probably.
I feel
could
like
see
it was
that.
Dustin's fault.
Dustin.
If I'm being honest.
Dustin, he just has a way of like making sure that like, hey, are you gonna let this happen to you right now? I didn't want to feel like a bitch in front of Dustin.
because he had nothing to lose.
No, he didn't
Yeah,
have
he's
anything
just
to
back
lose.
there
He was
talking
just-
shit.
I had everything to lose. I was like, all right, bet.
He was
dude.
just a passenger.
So we both slam, and we're kind of evening it out, right? We're kind of evening it out, and then it keeps on lasting. Did we ever hit a stop light, or was it all good?
No, we hauled ass all the way from McDonald's down on Broadway to that curve past
that
Wendy's,
curve to
by
Wendy's.
Christina's.
I was able to slow down to go straight into the driveway. Nick, right, once he hit that curve, he almost fucking top heavy his truck to the point
Well,
where
that thing was pretty high up there. Too.
it was
pretty
pretty
lifted.
high. It was pretty lifted back.
Mhm.
I think it had a 6-inch lift.
God damn.
Yep.
Like when I was pulling into the driveway, I just see Nick fucking just.
I saw you make that turn, and I was thinking, there's no way we're turning that sharp. I don't even know if we're gonna make
Which
this-
one did you go into? Into Wendy's?
Yeah, that
Oh, you guys
first,
went into
that
the-
first
yeah.
turn. Yeah.
Like right before you hit the bend.
Yep. And then I'm in this parking lot. Nick pulls in the parking lot. We're laughing. We're having a good time. And then all of a sudden we just hear, woo! Lights are flickering on the left and right. There's I think it was 2 cop vehicles, right?
Yeah. I don't even think I'd thrown it in park yet.
No.
I had just
They were
gotten in,
already on
looked
you.
over at Caz, everybody's laughing, and bam.
And then bam, it just hit us. And I was like, oh no. And I knew my ass was just in deep trouble after that. Deep trouble after that. And then my mom's gonna get called. I knew shit was gonna go south for me. And you know what really makes me
Oh
mad?
no!
about this?
No, I already know where he's gonna go.
Yeah, I
know
was
what?
gonna say.
I
I know
already
where
know where
this
he's
is
gonna
going.
go.
You know what really
He's gonna-
pisses me off about this?
I feel
shit?
like this is gonna be some bullshit. Whatever's about to be said.
Oh,
I
some
just,
bullshit?
I just feel like it's
I
not factual.
guarantee you it's not gonna be some bullshit. What really pisses me off, right?
You didn't even get any
shit
Wendy's.
happens to no. First of all, Wendy's was closed by that time. All right, it was fucking late. I don't know what we were at the river.
This was probably
It probably would have had to have been because Wendy's like, when does Wendy's close? It was like 1 in the morning, right?
yeah. So this was
Had to have
probably
been like 1:32 in the morning. For you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, it was late enough for my mom not to give a fuck about me.
and
that
make
point.
people walk.
And
Not
make
care
people
about
walk.
anybody's safety.
No,
Yeah, y'all are
no.
walking home.
What really? Like I'm like
Well,
I don't even
Rain
care.
Lives all the way over by the golf course.
She
That's
does.
like all
She
the
lives
way.
all the way
That's
across
about as
town.
far away as you can get from the golf course.
All the way across town from
That's-
that point, dude.
Rough.
And it was. I honestly didn't. I really didn't give a shit because I was more.
You
worried
were
about
dealing.
my
I was
safety.
just saying you
I was
you were
gonna
dealing
say-
with your own stuff at the time.
Even Dusty, I heard like Dustin really didn't give a shit either. He was like, I'm just gonna fucking leave.
I thought Dustin and Zach got a ride. I don't know whatever happened.
I feel like their
Right.
mom.
I think their mom.
Didn't their
I
mom?
feel like their mom probably wouldn't have got him.
That might be Dustin might have to actually.
I was gonna say he'd have to.
But back
So-
to the shit topic, right? So
Yeah,
back-
what upset you about that?
So,
Matt?
You know, I feel
It's
like
not
we
the
could just
car.
skip this
Like,
part.
even
I don't
in my
even think
car,
this is
dude.
relevant to the story.
I had my car for a week, got taken away, right? Shit happened to me at home.
Had
that-
just gotten your
whatever,
permit.
Whatever. You know, I came to school. I wasn't feeling so good, right? Let's just put it at that point. Nick somehow talked his ass out of it. He somehow was able to communicate to his parents. First of all, if Massey ever came out and like he woke my ass up at like 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, I'd be like, "There's no talking to me. There's no talking to me. One word from you, I'm gonna elbow you right across the fucking face, dude." And somehow Nick talked his way out of keeping his truck right, no punishment. He probably was like, what, grounded for like a couple of days. A couple of days. He was free to do whatever the fuck he wanted, right? And my ass is over here just like,
Yeah, yeah, you were hurting.
Listen, to be fair, I went through a lot of emotional
Went through a lot of
turmoil, and it
emotions.
was scarring. And I still, it still shakes me up sometimes when I think
really
about
need to know.
it.
First of all,
I'm curious. What did you say?
yeah, what did you say to your parents?
How did that conversation go with your parents?
I
I'm
don't
curious.
get it.
We're gonna.
I'm so fucking salty. I've been salty about this for years.
I was just honest, and I said, because you know how the speed changes, it goes from 40 to 30, right in the middle of that stretch.
Yeah.
I just laid it out very casually that we had maintained a speed that was
Greater than
above the 30 mile per hour limit as we transitioned into that 30 mile per hour section, and the cops just happened to be there and tag us. It was very to the point.
No race
just,
involved.
Just the facts. Just the facts.
The facts.
Kaz and I were driving. It happened to look like we were side by side, and the cops must have had a bad night. Must have had a bad night.
There is nothing
65.
factual.
I don't know.
There's a small truth.
Allegedly, Kaz was going pretty fast. I would say faster than 65. Me, I was just barely over the speed limit.
No,
Kaz,
But you guys were maintaining
there's
side by side,
exactly.
right?
The whole.
I'm
the
sure at
whole
some
ride.
point.
The
I'm
whole
sure at
ride.
some point we were side by side. I don't really recall
The
that
whole
part.
time, Nick.
But I'm sure at some
We were
point
side
we
by
must
side
have
the
been, right when we
I can't
started
believe
going
this
35,
bullshit.
40.
I cannot believe this bullshit right here. There's no way that your parents gave you the time to even say any words.
I just laid out the facts. I
What
accepted my
facts?
punishment, and
You gave
life
them,
is
you gave
moved
them the
on.
tip of the iceberg. You're like, here's what kind of happened.
All I'm saying,
And you left out all the
the
other
tip was all that
bullshit.
was relevant. The other facts just didn't seem to fit in.
You amaze me and piss me off at the same
I
time.
remember you being so mad when we got to school, because that was Friday or Saturday
Yeah,
night.
well, because you came to school, you're like, hey guys, hey.
And Kaz was
Kaz over here limping.
I don't
Kaz was like, I don't even have my fucking car. What?
I have a car. I don't even know if I had my phone at the time.
How are you getting to school?
They made me take the bus.
Oh
again.
yeah, I remember
Yeah, I
that.
had to
You
take
had to
the
take the
bus.
bus for a
Right.
I had to
minute.
fucking take the bus.
The bus is it's ass.
I have that. Am I allowed to name drop? I'm not.
You
I'm
can do
not-
whatever you want. This
I'm
is a
not gonna name drop.
podcast. What are
I'm
you
not
going to talk shit about the bus driver?
No, bus. No, Larry. Hey, listen.
Hey.
Larry-
Larry was cool, bro.
Larry was a solid guy. Larry was like, he didn't take no shit. He kind of did though, but it's the one girl that had the major crush on you.
Oh,
You-
rough.
That's
We're
it.
not.
That's it. The
we're
one
not-
that shall not be
Nah,
named.
we're
How
not
is
name
this-
dropping. Yes,
Yeah.
How is this relevant? Where are we going with this?
because she was on the bus,
Cause she was on the
Oh.
fucking bus, dude. She was on the bus.
and he had to deal with her.
I had to deal with her left and right. She was.
Okay, hold up. Are we talking about the girl that really had feelings for Braedon and just manifested?
Oh, and then I pawned
Those
it off
really
on, and then I
Yeah.
pawned it
Yeah.
off on you,
I'm-
right?
that was-
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how that went.
Like, let me get the bus is already loud. There's a shit ton of kids, but for some reason, she can be the one person you hear throughout the whole
Oh yeah,
the whole
yeah.
trip.
I know. I was
You-
on the bus with her too at some points.
There'll be some like fancy car behind us. She'd be like, "Yeah, that's my boyfriend. Oh yeah, he's just following us, making sure everything's all right." No, I swear. Next day, like what? Probably like 3 days will go by, then all of a sudden there's like a minivan. Oh my god, it's my boyfriend. Oh my god.
I jumped the last guy. It
Yeah.
didn't really work
This
out.
is my boyfriend. Oh my god, he's following me. I had to break up with him and all that bullshit. I was like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. That's not true.
Damn.
I'm not gonna
Oh
name
my
drop though.
God. I
but
forgot about her.
For those who did go to school, they could probably like connect the dots. Like who that might be.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. I think.
Sounds like you had a good time.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that you just told them the bare minimum bullshit?
Well, you know what? To be fair,
I probably would have done the same. shit.
yeah, thank you.
If I would have gotten pulled over, I'd have been like, your mom got called down there. You got to go home, right?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
he
'cause
fucking-
I had my
I saw-
legit license.
You
I
only
had-
had a permit.
He had
Yeah,
just
dude,
gotten
I
it the
just
week
got my car.
before.
I just got
He'd
my
been
car.
driving for
fucking
a
way.
week.
They're not even legally allowed to
I
be
I literally see Nick pull off. I was like, oh god.
Because your mom had to be called. Did she have to talk to the police?
Both of our parents did.
100%.
Oh, your parents did too.
Yeah, the officers called both of our parents but because I had my license, I was able to drive everybody home and then go home.
Oh.
You know what's crazy? My
Caz
mom
was not.
My mom stayed up. And she was like, I had a feeling something was gonna happen, so I stayed up. I was like, God damn.
Damn.
Bro, your mom's psychic. She was like, Caz is gonna be in some bullshit tonight. I got that feeling.
She really is though, and the worst of times too. The worst of times. I wish he was asleep.
Rough.
You know what I should have done? I should have given my dad's number in Kansas. Be like, yeah, give him a call.
Yeah, that's what you should have done.
Yeah.
That would've
You'd
a
have
good
been
idea.
waiting there for a while.
Wait a hot
Yeah, we'll
minute,
just wait
dude.
for him to get here
What's
back.
up?
Yeah, no, that works.
Yeah,
that
he'll be
works.
here in a few minutes.
He'll be in there in a hot minute, but it's okay. You know what? I respect that you talked your way out of that bullshit.
I didn't talk my way out of anything. I just talked the facts. I just laid out the facts. Kept it short and sweet. I didn't want to add any unnecessary information, and I just said, "Hey, it's a."
Gotta take a sip.
You know that officer though that tagged us,
Yeah,
Sanchez? I think his name was Sanchez.
I have no idea.
He was part of that texting scandal.
I had a feeling that's where you were going with it. Really?
Texting scandal.
Really? Did you hear about that?
No,
No.
what is that?
I'm sure he knows probably more about it than I do. I remember hearing about
I
it.
do not, but
I do
I'll start
not.
talking. There was a group chat amongst EPD,
Mm-hmm.
and they were saying some shit about the homeless and referring to citizens in a not very positive way.
Okay.
And that group chat was released
Mm-hmm.
somehow. Somebody screenshotted.
Somebody got a hold of it.
Was
Yeah,
was
put
this
it
like a
out.
specific group of citizens, or they're like talking
They
shit?
were
on?
talking about. I think it was like mainly like women
Oh,
and like talking about them in a very like sexual manner. I wanna say is
Oh.
what it was.
Yeah.
Right. And then yeah, that got a hold, and I think a bunch of them got laid off. That everybody that was like a part of that chat. But yeah, I didn't know too much details about it. But yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah, that was the cop. He was a part of that.
how'd that get leaked?
I think one of the officers put it out.
Probably somebody that worked with them that found out or something.
Oh wow, dude.
They got added to the chat and was
Oh
Rough.
no.
yeah. It's like I can't be a part of this.
Yeah.
You know, some major hazing probably went down for that one specific dude. Cause I feel like they would know. I had this guy in, and all of a sudden, my career's all fucking
All of
shit.
a sudden, everybody else is just getting laid
Yeah,
I
off.
just
dude.
lost my job.
I just exactly lost my job, and now, did he really lose his job? Is he
I
died?
don't know about that specific one, but yeah, I mean, I think pretty
I
much
wouldn't be
everybody that was
surprised.
involved in that, I want to say most of them either got like a suspension
There we go.
or it was or they were just like
Suspended.
permanently.
You're
Yeah, a
suspended.
little slap on the wrist, you know.
You know, fucking. Don't you ever do that again? How dare you, good sir?
Yeah,
See,
a
that's
little
all
slap
I
on the
hear. I
wrist.
never hear about cops getting like fired over bullshit. Even if they do something major, it's always like a little.
it's probably because they're just, I mean, desperate for the
Cops.
need for
Yeah.
police officers.
I mean,
There's not a lot of people going into that, work.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's definitely a lot of police officers that like get fired over some bullshit, but still.
oh yeah,
But especially now, who wants to run out and be a cop?
yeah, especially with all the bad hate that you're getting as a cop just for wearing the uniform.
Yeah, especially when those protesters were going down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
especially when then that was a bad time to be a cop.
Well, even now there was a shooting a little while ago where someone just started shooting cops.
Oh
They
yeah.
just jumped.
I
There were
wonder-
like two cops.
Okay.
Yeah, I have heard about some
Yeah.
like
I mean,
similar
pick a story,
scenarios where
yeah.
there's more of them out there, but people just just shoot
Run up on a
cops.
cop.
Yeah,
what had to happen to you to be like, all right, today's the day. Today's the day I'm gonna take out some fucking people, mainly uniforms.
People feel
So people
strongly
are
about
very
that
upset,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can
that's a whole
understand.
other topic. I mean,
I can understand if you're like suppressed, and like you're part of those group of people that like get like shit on by cops for apparently no reason and stuff like that. I get that.
yeah.
Was this person a minority?
I don't even want to speculate. I
I
don't know.
don't know.
There's been a ton over the
Yeah.
past 18 months.
Yeah, probably.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go. That's America for you. That's the country we're living in right now.
The men in blue.
Men in blue.
Yeah, I mean, which sucks for all the the ones out there that are just trying to be a part of.
Just
they're
be a good
they're just
cop.
trying to help.
Yeah.
Keep their community clean, and they're just. I mean, just because they wear the uniform, that goes along with these other people that have been caught up in shit like the whole tech scandal or whatever. They just get a bad
Yeah.
rep for it, and it sucks because I mean it's a hard job, and I can't imagine doing that job because imagine the pressure you're under, especially if you're in
stress.
like you're trying to suppress somebody down where they're kind of out there, and you're trying
Yeah.
to not, I guess, rile them up, trying to calm them down.
Yeah.
I was like the whole video that Dustin just showed us not that long ago with the person that was up, what was like Hoopa or something with like the machete,
Oh yeah.
what
and he
video?
like started running
yeah.
at cops with the machete and was like swinging at them,
Oh, and
Yeah.
and
they
they
shot
shot
him.
him, they shot him and
Yeah.
killed him, and it's like things like that where it's like, how do you know what is a good way to act in that scenario when you're just like your adrenaline's running, you just like a fight or flight, it's.
I'll be
How
honest.
do you-
Somebody comes at me with a machete.
Oh no, yeah, no, like that. If somebody comes at me, yes,
Like,
Yeah.
no, for
done.
sure.
Done. I mean, that's a hard job. There's a lot.
It's a hard job because
Yeah.
like you can never know.
That's the crazy thing.
You
is
never know,
You
and
could
then-
walk up to a car and they just start shooting at you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's like I was just gonna give you a ticket for your out tail light.
Well, and there's been plenty of cops who have died like that. It was just a routine traffic stop. They ran a red light or was speeding something, and the cop ends up coming in and getting killed because he was just trying to give him a ticket. And so it's like you just never know. And so it's like you wonder why. I mean, a lot of cops are on edge. Obviously, can't assume about that for everybody, but there are those scenarios that it makes you wonder, like, okay, is this gonna be the time where I go up to a window and somebody's gonna pull out a gun on me because I'm trying to give them a ticket? So, I mean.
Exhibit A of why I'm not gonna be a cop.
No, yeah,
Exhibit A.
it's not my line of work for sure.
No.
I mean, respect to everybody that does, but
I don't
not
have
for
enough
me.
patience to be a cop. No,
Cause
I'd
you'd be out
get,
there slapping people. Get your shit together.
I'd get fired like probably immediately.
Like
I'm
this
not-
is
I
your
don't have the
5th
patience.
ticket this week. What are you doing?
Yeah. To start calling them out. You got fucking. Is your life going in order? Huh? You're gonna be a screw up. You know that for the rest of your life. I can't do it, dude. I'd probably.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel bad for the good people out there that are cops
Yeah.
and they're just wrapped up in this guilty by association.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. The bad apple ruined the bunch for sure.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's how it is with like everything. really.
Everything.
Well, it's also like, because you never hear anything about good things happening with cops when it comes to media.
No, because the media likes to. I mean, that's what I really dislike about the media.
Yeah.
Media is so. Because they know that those are the stories that are going to get seen. That's how they make their money, is because their story's going to get out there. Oh, you're not going to say, oh, this cop did something. No, this cop, shot and killed these 3 people, and oh, they were unarmed and all this. Those are the stories you're going to see because those are the stories that are going to get out there and get noticed and make their company money or whatever.
You never hear about the story of like a cop going to like a burning car and just dragging someone out and saving their life. You don't hear about that shit.
No, and that's because the media is just
It wouldn't sell.
it wouldn't sell.
I feel like it's because
And that's what I don't like about it. Is that's what's corrupt about this country is everything's money.
Yeah.
Everything's all about money. So it's like if it's not going to make money, then we're not going to put it out there. And so, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't watch the news. I've
I-
been
I-
watching
I
a
don't
little
either.
bit, but
I don't either.
it's too much.
Most of it's just negative stuff.
Well, didn't like the news like lie? Like let's say like CNN.
Which time?
CNN.
I was-
CNN.
I was gonna say,
which
like,
time? Like,
Which time?
Because like CNN like made a whole bunch of lies about Joe Rogan, right?
They're
about-
going after
they were going
him.
after him
They're-
about
right
that.
now. They're going
Like
in.
still?
Oh my god!
Wow. 'Cause
Have you not heard about all the Spotify stuff?
No, I haven't heard about the spot. Okay, yeah, I listen.
Oh my
I live under a
God.
rock. I have a kid.
It started with Neil Young.
Yeah.
He pulled his music from
Oh,
Spotify.
I heard about that.
Yeah, in response to he said that Joe Rogan was spreading misinformation on the platform, and
Oh,
now
wow.
a lot of people have been pulling their music.
Really?
Yeah, The Rock just denounced him.
Really, The Rock?
They're
The Rock said
gunning
no,
for
no
him,
more
yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, but he's
They're
such
That's a big
gunning-
person to
they're
have. Like,
gunning
denounce
for
you
him.
as The Rock.
Oh wow.
A
Before
lot
what?
of
Just
artists they believe that he's spreading misinformation and
About
they
the
don't
COVID vaccine?
about the COVID, about everything, and they want Spotify to pull him, and Spotify
Said no.
Said no. We're gonna keep him. Maybe we'll take these steps and like put up misinformation warnings or
This can't be about the whole like him taking like horse dewormer, right?
It's a little bit about that. Well, he had on 2 doctors. One of
Yeah.
them helped invent the mRNA technology that
Okay.
was involved in the vaccine. That was one doctor, and the other is a very high-end doctor who has published more in his field of study than anybody else
Okay.
alive ever. So like legit people, right? Not just
Yeah.
homeless people off the street. And those were the two big ones because they said a lot of stuff regarding COVID, and people were like, "This shit
This is not-
cannot stand.
Okay,
gotta-
dude.
Take him out." And
Hmm.
then he said the N word a few times on his podcast, and somebody's
The Rogan?
yeah,
No.
yeah, not in reference to anybody, but in reference to things like, "Oh, so and so said the N word in this joke," or "Oh, you'll get canceled if you say the N word," but he actually said the N word, you know.
He actually said that.
Things like that. And so somebody clipped all that and put it out. I think that's why The Rock went after him, was the combination of those two things.
Mm.
Wow.
They're going for it.
I need to look this shit
They're
up.
going in, yeah.
That's terrible. What?
I've been hearing about it. I haven't really been like following it, but I've been hearing about it.
Yeah, I've just maintained a cursory glance. I haven't tried to delve into it because,
That's a lot.
yeah.
I mean,
Just
I'm
the hole that you'll just lost him.
I never hear anything about because my life is full of just kid shows and fucking
Hey.
kid movies and shit like that left and right. I hear stuff on my phone, even on my phone. There's like nothing news related on my Twitter.
I don't ever. I don't. There's nothing that I want to
It's okay. I'm not mad about it.
see in the news that
I would
it's
have
all
definitely
negative based.
looked up that whole Joe Rogan thing. I didn't even know any of that. All I know was like the whole CNN saying that he was taking horse dewormer, but he got that prescribed by a doctor.
Yeah, that was the first wave.
That was the first one.
This is the
This is
second
the,
wave.
this is the second wave.
Tsunami that's coming.
Oh man,
Yeah.
such a swell guy. I thought he was a swell guy. He might be a swell guy. I don't know.
He might be a swell guy. You know. I
Who
don't know.
knows? I don't want to talk shit too much.
I don't know. The problem is nobody is above public opinion. And
Oh,
when
no.
that
I
shit
mean-
turns against you,
It's game over, man. Unless you
I mean,
can-
all it takes is a couple big people like
Yeah.
The Rock.
The
or anything
Rock.
that has a ton of influence, a ton of followers.
millions of
A lot of people
influence.
love The Rock, so as soon as he starts saying
Millions.
something, well, I 100% support this dude. So I'm gonna believe what he says, whether you even look into the situation or not. Just
That's
because he's
crazy.
saying so, I trust this guy. I'm gonna follow him behind.
and
you know?
meanwhile, Whoopi Goldberg said some shit on The View that, oh, the Holocaust wasn't about race. And she just she had a 2-week suspension, I think. A little slap on the wrist.
What did she say it was about?
Not race.
Not
Oh,
race, it
We're
was
gonna watch
something.
this. We're gonna watch this video because I haven't.
She's over here like, nah, dude. Nah, I swear. Millions
Well, it's like-
millions
I
and
mean,
millions
it's
of Jews dying.
It's like
not
the
about race.
people that, I mean, say it didn't exist and didn't happen. I'm
That's a
like,
crazy
I'm
one.
like, how they have?
That's
all,
a crazy
They have all
one.
the camps. They have all like all the different files and stuff that show all the people that they had in these camps and
I feel like just
all
they,
the people's stories that they've
Yeah.
had from their families, like the personal stories. Like how do you?
I feel like they just can't wrap their head around the, like people throwing a child in the pit of fire.
Well, to be fair,
Or a gas?
who's gonna
chamber.
lie
Or a
about
gas chamber.
6 million Jews dying?
How do you?
Right,
How do you get
f-
what you can't
yeah,
lie
they
about that?
How do
fake
you
the
just
whole
sweep that
thing.
under the rug? You know, so, oh yeah, 6 million people. Yeah.
And that was before the internet. You can't really get away with that bullshit nowadays. Whoopi Goldberg, she apologizes.
She apologized, but she didn't take back what she said. Oh, here we go. We don't need to hear this chick.
Talk show host made the comment during her
About race. Holocaust isn't about race.
Oh my god. No fucking way.
Just off that, just the opening statement of the Holocaust isn't about race.
Race?
No fucking
Whoa.
way, dude.
Pretty sure the Nazis thought it was about race.
Absolutely.
No, it's about
a different race.
But it's not about race. It's not about
What
race.
is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about.
Huh.
Those remarks were
I mean,
Huh. I mean,
Yes and
yeah.
no.
You kind of get what
Yeah.
she's saying,
Well, yeah.
Right.
but it's definitely about race.
It's definitely about
Oh,
race.
it's
It's definitely
100%.
about race.
They singled out a certain group of people. You can't say that it's not. I mean,
And purposely just mass murder.
you did, yeah. Like you didn't, yeah. So you didn't. They weren't going to different countries and grabbing just other people and just
No.
including them. It was
No.
only this certain group of people.
They,
So.
they just wanted the Jews to be gone. Jewish people.
YouTube privacy.
YouTube privacy.
need-
Ah, screw it.
Because there's more. I was trying to find because there's more to that.
Which was never my intention.
Why don't I need to hear the apology? Let's hear the real
So fuck your apology. I want to
Okay,
see
here we
this.
go.
seemed taken aback
No, it's not about race.
Oh, Sister Act is
It's about
a different race.
but
Oh, God.
It's not about race. It's not about race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man.
She also characterized
I don't know how I
the
would have been able to
slaughter
hold
of
my
6
composure.
million
No,
Jews.
I'm like, hey,
I'd be like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
excuse me?
I'd be
I'd be like,
dying.
okay, I'd be like, okay, hold
Yeah.
on. Let's stop right here.
I'd be like, somebody cut
need
her
to
her
talk.
severance package because
Yeah.
she gone.
Can we take a
like-
time out real quick? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, we might go past our allotted time here. We're gonna have a conversation.
I mean, look at her face right there. Look at that face.
Yeah,
It's
I'd
like-
be, that's what face. I'd be like,
There was more shit to that, but they don't want to. They don't want to show it. There's a longer video.
this explains more of her thoughts behind it.
But yeah, I mean, you get her sentiment when she says it's about man's inhumanity to man.
right. I mean,
But
it
it's
makes
definitely
sense.
about. She said some shit like, "Oh, I only see a bunch of white people out there, so that's why it's not race." Because it's just white people. I'm trying. We gotta find the whole video because that's if that's not true, I'm gonna get bit in the ass for that.
I was gonna
Like-
say,
I was like,
you're not just making
Hey,
That's
claims.
a wild statement to just throw around.
Someone's like, hey, Nick is just talking out of his fucking ass, dude.
You might be right there with Joe Rogan getting
Oh,
canceled.
yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
man.
like, oh, dude, let's boycott him.
Listen, they'll come for everybody eventually.
Eventually. Everyone gets one. There's a whole bunch of white people. It's not about race. I don't think she really
She
understands.
got suspended. She said she misspoke.
She misspoke.
How
She
do you-
said that so clearly.
No, and then she repeated herself.
Yeah, exactly.
Repeatedly.
Like how do
Repeatedly.
you misspeak and then just go ahead and repeat your
I just keep
misspoke?
going. You know what? I fucked up, and then I just kept fucking up.
I
I
just
just
kept
kept
doing
fucking
it.
up.
It was just, you know, when you fall down the stairs and it just keeps on going and going. It was like that. It was like that. Every time I see Whoopi, I just think of the movie The Sister Act.
Sister Act. I've heard of them. I don't think I've seen it.
You haven't
though.
seen the movie?
I don't think
You haven't
so.
seen any movies, dude.
You know
fucking,
what? I
I'm
don't
just
need-
saying.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah,
Here it
I
is.
don't need
I don't know why they won't show the whole video. It's so Whoopi Goldberg says it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about. And her co-host Anna Navarro says, but it's about a white supremacist going after Jews and gypsies. And then Goldberg responds, but these are two white groups of people. Bruh.
Yo.
Here's the problem. There are legitimately people out there that think racism is only between black
Black
and
and
white.
whites.
And that's
Literally.
racism.
Literally,
That's it.
that-
And it's one way. It's
It's-
whites against
Yeah.
blacks. That's it. That's racism. There's
No,
there's
dude,
nothing
There's
else.
no other
No,
way.
dude.
Like, yeah. I mean, well, there's racism in China and other like Asian countries. They like look down on you if you're like a darker skin color, and that's the same race.
Yeah.
But if you're a lighter skin within that race, you are still looked at as better or more pure than this other person. So it's like,
Or North Korea versus South, you know.
Or literally anybody.
Or
I know a
anybody.
lot of there are black people that are racist, there are white
Yep.
people that are racist, there are brown people that are racist.
racism is racism towards any group. There's no.
I
it
didn't know
doesn't
that
just
had a
exist for white
color
and black.
distinction.
Yeah.
I've even met some Islanders. I'm like, yeah, you kind of fucked up, bro. you kind of, man, your head's not on right, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I heard. I don't know why
Too
they're
white.
not putting that in the full video.
I've always been confused about like racism.
This
and
is
all
on
that.
Fox News for people
I've
that
never understood.
Yeah, I never understood it.
racism.
I don't
It's
get
like,
it.
How do you
yeah.
just like look at somebody and you don't know them, but you just immediately
shit
don't
on
like them? Like I've never understood that. I just never understood that. Like if you are a dick, you're a dick. It doesn't matter what fucking color you are.
You're
You
just
are
a dick,
You're an
right?
asshole.
Let's
If you-
just
it-
get
it's
that along.
Exactly. Like it doesn't have to do with what you look like or what your skin color is.
No, dude.
Just-
Absolutely
yeah.
not.
But how crazy is that?
That's
That people actually think, oh no, racism is one way. It's just
I've
this
heard it
group against
plenty. I've
this
heard
other
it
group.
plenty of times, and that's there again. It's a lot of it's because of the media. They don't show the stories from other groups targeting other groups. It's all, oh, this white cop killed this black person. You know, that's
Yeah.
and
yeah.
it is. It's a lot of it's the media because that's what a lot of people get their
It's
information
always
from.
white against black.
That's
always white
exactly,
against
and they're
black.
always pitting the whites against the blacks. And then there's so many people that, I mean, because like I told you it was like the one dude in the park. He like walked by. I was like, hey, what's happening,
yeah?
dude? And he like ignored me. Caz says the same thing. 2 seconds later, hey, what's happening, dude? And he like had a full on conversation with Caz. I was like, all right, dude.
And neither of you knew him?
No.
nobody.
Oh.
No,
No,
we didn't
no.
know. We were just throwing the frisbee in Sequoia Park.
I'm just saying hi.
Yeah, it was a black dude, and I was like, yeah, how's it going, man? Just completely like looked at me and then looked away. I was like, all right. And then Caz was like, hey, what's happening, dude? And he'd like, oh, what's happening, brother?
He was like,
Like,
what's up, brother? What's up?
yeah, I was like, okay, like
up,
that's
dude?
cool, dude. All right, like, it's just,
Damn.
yeah. But
He's he's got the hate because of his skin. He's got the hate.
but yeah, and so it's like, yeah, it doesn't just yeah, and I can't, I can't put myself in the same boat for, other types of racism because obviously, the African American group has gotten far worse than it,
That's what
just because of how the system was here, but it doesn't just go that way. It's always it's all colors.
Race was never always a white and black. Because when I lived in Kansas, I've definitely been called the sand N-word plenty of times.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
'cause
and they were
olive tone.
in Africa. There were different like colonies that kept slaves from their own colony and from other colonies. They would enslave them and make them work as their labor force.
Well, here's the crazy thing.
And so-
Slavery has been around since
Forever.
the beginning of
But every time you
mankind.
think of slavery, the U.S. started it. It's the white people were
The white people were the
forcing-
ones
they were-
doing it.
they were forcing them to
You
be
damn.
slaves. And so but no, it way before that slavery existed in Africa
Apparently,
and a bunch of other
y'all's people just started the whole cotton picking thing.
Yeah,
you
God,
know?
God damn it!
God damn it! You go
I'm
out
pretty
there
sure white people invented cotton too, just to
just to
fuck around.
fucking just get it in
Yes,
there.
yep.
Just to fucking just get it in there, dude.
First, we're gonna invent the cotton, then we're gonna get some black.
Yep, sounds about right.
That is so fucking crazy.
because like what you said, it's like slavery has been around since like forever.
It's been
Every society has
every
had
society.
slaves.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Greeks.
The Greeks,
they had
yeah.
slaves. They had indentured servants that was the lowest class, and they were forced to work
And it
for
was
like
such-
no pay. It was slavery.
And it was so normal back then.
Yeah,
It was like, yeah, dude, I'm a slave.
exactly. I mean,
Slavery and rape were just.
It was
That's
normal,
what
dude.
it was. That was life.
Why are you crying? Oh, because he did this.
you
That
just
sucks.
got to put up because that's your master or
That's-
whatever. You just have to. You can't speak out, or
Hey,
you
sucks
can
to suck, buttercup. All right. I don't know.
Because if you spoke out against like your master, I mean, they had the ability. They could just take you out and
Oh, yeah.
kill you and whatever.
That's why I never understand people as like, I wish I was born in like a different generation, like in the older generations or anything like that. Like I was born in the wrong time. No, bitch, you were born you were born in the right time. This is the
Well,
time.
To be fair, I don't know if anybody's saying, "Man, I wish I was born in the 1700s."
Okay, not the 1700s. Okay, but there's people that be like, man, I wish I was born in the 50s. No, you don't. Why? Because you're a woman and you would have had no rights.
That's
You-
true.
That's a
You
good
wouldn't want
point.
that. I wish I was born in the 60s. No, you don't. It was
Dude,
only
it's
10 years after
wild
that.
It's wild that like it was only like 60, 70 years ago that women and like African Americans were finally able to get rights and vote and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like
A generation ago.
And they didn't
That's
even-
one people.
my
ago.
grandparents are older than that.
They didn't even
Wild.
they didn't even fight for like, equal rights. They just want civil rights.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Just-
They just wanted some sort of rights because I mean, at first they were just counted. African Americans it was like the 2/3 law.
Yeah.
You were counted as 2/3 of a human. You weren't even considered a full human.
Just
It's just
That's
I don't understand.
I don't
I would love to go back to that time and talk to the people and have conversations with the people that came up with those rules
No.
and just try to like pick their brain and like why.
Yeah, you have fun with that. If I did that, I'd,
Well,
I'd
Kaz
get
was
shot.
like, I don't know if I'd make it back.
I'd get
I'd
shot
be
so
coming
quick.
back as 2/3.
You are the perfect candidate to do that. To do so.
That's true.
I
It would,
I
I,
would-
get what you're saying. It would
know,
definitely be interesting
because
to go back.
I can't understand that like that line of thought. I just can't.
Different mentality.
You just look at
Yeah.
somebody and be like, okay, well you're not,
Well,
as you're not the same amount
Yeah.
of human. as
Well,
we
not
are.
even that. Even having a slave that's somebody that's the same color as you are, just owning another
Or what-
person.
Yeah,
How crazy
dude.
is that?
That's
The idea,
fucking
oh,
wild.
you're
You're
my property.
You're
now.
my property. I could do whatever I want to you, and you can't say anything about it. If I chop off your wrist, then I chopped off your wrist.
Sucks.
This kind
Yeah.
of sucks. We'll get you healed up,
Or not.
or not,
Or not.
or no, or
Well, no,
not.
because if you couldn't work, you were no good to them.
Oh yeah.
And so if you chopped off their hand, they couldn't work it.
They still
Bye-bye.
got one good
Bye-bye.
arm. He's got one good arm.
But yeah, but if you work too slow, if you're not
Then
working
that's
up
on
to their
them.
standards.
That's on them.
Exactly. If you're not working up to their standards, you bye bye.
Shouldn't have lost that arm.
You should have lost that arm. That was your fault.
And all
Well,
the families that were split up, all the kids that were just forcefully taken away from their families.
it reminds me of like movies where like the husband has to watch his wife get plowed by a slave owner, dude. just reminds me of those type of scenes. I'm just like,
Kaz just goes right in.
I was
Just
not
goes
expecting.
right in. We were walking
wife
a line.
just-
No,
Yeah,
no,
we
no,
were
no, no,
His
walking
no.
a
wife just
line.
gets plowed. But
it
I'm
gets
like,
And
plowed
he's
by
just sitting
some
there
other dude.
watching in the corner.
no, it did. I am very aware.
I'm not afraid to talk about this.
I was not expecting. That
Yeah,
to be said.
I was like, we were going down.
This is a part of history.
We're talking about families being split up, and then
Yeah, well,
That's fucked up.
it is
that's
fucked
pretty
up.
fucked
It
up.
is fucked up.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's all really fucked up.
I don't know what movie I saw that scene in. It was like, I think it was The Butler. Yeah, it was like the movie.
I don't
The
think I've
Butler.
seen that movie.
Yeah, it's about a man who was born into slavery, worked his way up, and became the butler at the White House.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he went through like five
Different.
different presidents. Yeah, no, four. I want to say four or five. He lived long enough to see Obama, at least. So, at that point, but it started off fucked up. It started off right off the gate. It was like, hey, yeah, my mom got plowed, and my dad tried to say something about it, and he got shot in the head.
It's like that's how the movie starts.
Yeah, it just kind of starts that way because the guy was like, "Hey, man, that's my wife."
Yeah.
The slave,
How you should be able to say.
slave owner doesn't say shit. He just pulls out his gun, shoots him in the head, and walks off.
You know what I've always wondered about, and this is such a naive viewpoint, but I always think about it, is why weren't there more revolts? And I feel the same way about the Holocaust.
Right.
Like, why didn't there were so
How
many
many more people that there were than
like, if you know you're gonna die, you hear the stories of, oh, people are being rounded up and put on trains and they don't
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
If my ticket comes up to get on that train, you're gonna shoot me
My
out here.
ass
I'm
is-
not getting.
Yeah.
I'm not
I'm
getting
not-
on that train.
no.
Because that's just like not a lifetime, but like a shit ton of misery to go through that most people will never get out.
But if you know you're all gonna die, and maybe that's what it stems from, is you hope there's a chance you
Well, because
won't
they weren't
die.
told that they were gonna. They were just told that they were gonna be put in these camps and blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden they line up to go take showers, take off all your clothes, and it's a gas chamber. It's not showers, and all of them are dead.
All
and
of
then
them
they
done.
just toss them in and burn their bodies. Like and so they were told that these camps were just for a place for them to like live. They weren't they weren't gonna kill them or whatever. It's just it was dark time.
Doesn't matter, dude, if you're a child, dude.
Oh
If you're
no,
an innocent kid or anything like that.
no, they didn't.
If
care.
you were too young, you're fucked. All right, so
If
there's
you're
that.
too old,
You're
you're
fucked.
fucked.
But luckily, it wasn't about race, so we have that going
Yeah,
for us.
apparently
we
they-
have that going for us.
Whoopi said.
Yeah, the
all
wise
right?
words of Whoopi Goldberg. You know?
Whoopi said, and I'm sticking with it. All right, she says not about right. I just like how you think that's not.
You know what my biggest problem with that is? Not even what she said. I mean, that's a problem, but we want to say some dumb shit. I think everybody should be allowed to say some dumb shit.
yeah.
My problem is that, and this is the same with everyone, when they do those fake apologies. We all know damn
dude.
well she's not sorry.
Yeah,
No, she starts getting all the.
She meant what
starts
she
getting all the
said.
lash, and she's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't actually mean to say that.
I
That's not what I
misspoke.
meant by it."
I misspoke. I
Mhm.
misspoke my words. That's not what I was trying to convey.
Just be honest.
Bitch,
If that's
why?
what you believe, and you really believe that,
Yeah.
ride that train until somebody convinces you otherwise.
feel
Don't
like
do
you-
that fake apology
Or just
shit.
try to
Yeah.
I guess try to as elaborate on it, because maybe it's like you had a thought in your head that wasn't and you said it, but that's not how you meant for it to come out. Maybe like elaborate on it, but don't just be
I feel
like,
this
"No,
I don't know
way.
if she should have
I feel-
elaborated. I feel like that fucked her up even more.
I think
she
it was
should've
too late at
just
that
stopped.
point.
Yeah, she should have just said,
Well,
it's about
no.
race. What do you mean?
I'm just gonna leave it at that."
I'm just
I'm
leave
just
it at
going to
that.
leave it at that.
I'm gonna let your brain.
Because when she
try to
said
figure that
it's
out.
just two groups of white people, that's... Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
two groups of white people. If that was the case, then they wouldn't have done that. You know,
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. No, she fucked up.
it's okay. You know,
She just
she
got a
got
little
suspended
slap
for
on
like
the
what?
wrist.
Like yeah, for a week.
I think 2 weeks.
Oh, 2
that's,
weeks.
That's it. 2 weeks.
She got a 2-week vacation to go do whatever the fuck she wanted to do, and then she can come back to work. Okay, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, what a time we live in, you know? Fucking bullshit time.
It's crazy.
It is.
It's
No.
all crazy.
How come people are not? I feel like there's got to be a stand against her, right?
I
No,
was just
I
thinking
don't
about
know.
that. But then you got a white guy, Joe
I was-
Rogan,
'cause-
but then he says something, and now everybody in the U.S. is
Everyone.
coming after his ass. But then you got Whoopi Goldberg. I guarantee a lot of her skin color is what plays
Oh
into that.
yeah.
If it was a
yeah.
white, I
yeah.
guarantee if it was a white person that said that,
Well, let's
it's
It'd be a wrap.
it'd be a wrap for that person. They'd be all right. You're fired. Bye bye.
bye. Why? Why am I
Well,
fired?
you said this, and we can't have that on the show. Sorry.
I'm be honest, cause you white. Cause you white. I like you, man. I like you, but you gotta go.
Yeah.
We got to save our money.
Yeah. No. Everyone talks about white privilege, but I think there's definitely a rise of color privilege.
Well, because everybody's
Yeah.
Even
feels
saying
bad.
that, even you saying that is like, people want
Whoa.
to push back.
Whoa, dude.
David, it sounds better coming from you.
Brent's
yeah.
over there like, I'm glad I
Well,
didn't
I'm
say
not
that.
gonna
I
agree.
didn't say that.
No, you didn't agree. Right?
Brent's like,
that.
Nick, cut the fucking mic.
Cut
Cut
the
my
fucking
mic.
mic. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna apologize. Fuck you. All right, dude.
Well,
That's
but
my
I
opinion.
mean, yeah, no, I think I agree. Just like because
I mean-
of like they're trying to make up for what happened in the past.
exactly.
We're
It's just- it's what-
overcorrecting.
exactly, and so it's
Exactly.
like now, okay, now we're trying to make it. We're trying to put the the white people out there that we're just we don't care about them. We only care about you guys. And so
Right.
yeah, that's what I think.
Because there's a lot of culture-based things going on around right now in the media and television and any sorts of form of media, shape or form. There's a lot of like just colored-based things. That it's cool. It's cool to be like that, and we even got people trying to be like black or anything like in that sort of nature. I'm not gonna say that they don't have a certain point where like they're getting shit on, like police brutality and all that. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. But at some level, colored people do have a certain privilege that they can do, but those who are white can't.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
like
agree.
the fuck. I just throw it out there. The whole N word, right? You can't say it. I'm not gonna say I can say it, but black persons can say it, right? Y'all, not y'all, but white people gave them the word. Black people owns it, but if you say it in front of them, there's a good chance you're getting like, knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
Well, here's the
Something
crazy
can knock you
thing.
out.
How often do we all hear that word?
All
It's
the
in
time.
music.
All the
It's
time.
on.
They throw
It's
it-
in movies.
Yeah.
It's
All the
in
People
time.
throw it
pop
all the
culture.
time as like just nonchalant. Like
Yeah.
if it's such a word that's taboo, why are we just throwing it out left and right like it doesn't mean anything?
Right.
If you were impartial, if you were an alien and you came down and somebody said you just managed to speak perfect English and someone says, "Oh yeah, you can say every word you want to except this one word. Only this group of people can say this word."
Right.
I'd be like, okay, well,
What
why?
the
Like,
Why?
What's wrong? What's up with this word? Why can't Yeah.
And then, I mean, the argument will always be thrown is because like the white man gave us this word to put us down, to make us not less of a man, or to make us less of a man, and we took that and it means brother, it means family.
But if it does mean that, then
Then
shouldn't
why
it mean
can't-
that for
exactly.
everybody?
Exactly, and that's what I'm like. Yeah, like obviously the hard R should not be said because that is a derogatory term towards that certain group of people.
Factual.
But a
if you-
soft A at the
but
end of
this-
that.
but then- But if you have the soft A and it supposedly means okay, you're my family or you're my brother, then yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. I don't know
Like,
anybody
why?
alive today that had slaves.
No, same.
No.
I was hoping you were gonna say something. I was like, Braedon, do you know?
Well, I got
I
some
mean,
fat.
no.
But how
As far as I know.
how crazy is it? There's this one word. That's the only word I can think of where
Just off limits.
it's
Yeah,
just
it's
off limits.
100%
There are racial
off
slurs
limits.
that people are like, you shouldn't say that. But this
Yeah.
is the only one where it's off limits, but only for a group.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's-
And not even a group, because you could probably get away with it.
You could
it's
probably
it's
get away with
skin
it
color
because-
dependent.
Exactly.
You just got to be.
Yeah,
You
I
just
probably
You
could.
got to have a shade.
I'm not gonna test it out. Probably could.
Pull a Joe Rogan. I'm gonna just.
I'm just gonna say it, man. I'm just gonna say it.
But-
No, I'm not gonna do that. Because
People don't even want to have that discussion.
But in that
Exactly.
sense, I mean, that is a form of racism. In that sense.
in a sense,
It is.
Yes.
Because you are restricting a certain group of people or other people, other colored groups to not being able to say it because they are not part of your colored group.
and
so
everybody hears it. That word is
Everywhere.
I have a ton of rap songs on my workout playlist that have that.
oh yeah,
That's-
100%.
I mean, you turn on the radio. I mean, I guess you can't hear it on the radio because they probably censor that. But I mean, you go on to Spotify, you listen to one playlist,
Instagram
Dude,
video,
it's-
TikToks.
it's literally
Exactly,
everywhere.
You
everywhere.
have white people singing along to songs, and then at that word they stop,
they
and
stop.
then they keep singing.
exactly.
Every
I've
time
seen
I
that.
see that,
I've seen
I
that.
just sit there like, what? What are we?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm like I don't know what they had their like they're growing up because like black people, everyone's culture has to grow up differently, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know exactly what they've been taught when they were growing up. I know what we've been taught in school and shit like that when it comes to like slavery and all that bullshit and why the N word was given to them. But I don't know exactly uh, from a young age to adulthood why we can't say it
Yeah.
on their behalf. I could say it on our half of like, hey, dude. Like when I was in high school, I said it. I throw that around. You know,
Yeah.
there's a point in time where I was saying it a lot, and then now I don't feel comfortable saying it. You know?
It's just
I mean-
weird because it's only a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it, I don't buy into that all, we're co-opting it bullshit.
Yeah.
Because if that were true, anybody would say it. So
Yeah.
clearly it has some negative sentiment still even in the black community.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So then why would you want to call each other it?
Yeah. No,
There- you-
exactly. If
it's like we're all walking this weird line because nobody wants to be insensitive, but we're playing a game that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen lots of it because sometimes I just get bored and I go on YouTube and my YouTube would just take me to a place where
Kev just goes to a bunch of white people.
no, seriously, my YouTube will take me to a place.
I gotta get pumped for this work, Alex.
I was like, oh shit, dude. I was like, oh cool. White man gets knocked out by a black man. I'm clicking that. That's what happens. What's
YouTube,
going
I
on?
mean, yeah, YouTube, we can go
YouTube's
down a
got
whole
some
quick.
shit.
Oh yeah, dude, it really can. And it was like this white. They were in the gas station, right? It always happens in the fucking gas station. Like a lot of the videos I've seen, it's always in a fucking gas station, right? And this white man's just yelling left and right, and he's dropping that N bomb like and this and that and this and that, and the black dude's just chilling there. He's staying calm. He's staying very calm, right? He drops his drink. He goes to pick it up. The white dude tries to kick it, right? And then he misses. So what the black dude just grabs the fucking can and just slams it against this guy's face. All of a sudden,
Damn.
all the drink goes everywhere.
Have you seen that video?
I haven't seen that.
Is this the Twisted Tea one?
Is it the Twisted Tea one? Are we thinking about the same video?
I think we're thinking about the same video.
I think we're thinking of the same video.
Well, regardless, I feel like we have to just watch it now.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I have not seen that video.
I'm not even gonna explain any more about it just because like it just fucking is ruthless, man.
Oh, here we go.
Man beaten with hard iced tea.
TKO Slugger in viral Twisted Tea video speaks out. Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
this is it.
Yup.
Yeah, this is it.
Gonna pop up.
So this white guy
He's speaking to me.
is talking a bunch of shit
I'm not trying
to
to
this-
disrespect you. I just
to
said
this black guy, and
talking about the N word.
Where you from, nigga? Where you from?
He's
Where
gonna
you
pop
from?
up.
Where the fuck you from, nigga? You from here? Get the Oh God, you a
Talking
clown.
shit about this black guy,
Here, you a clown.
left and right.
he just picks up that Twisted Tea.
Smack me. Smack me.
Boom!
Boom!
You got yours, buddy.
And that's not even the end of it. Gets thrown on the ground. Bam, bam, bam.
Okay, here's the thing though.
See, that's where the word starts going. Like,
If-
if you're aiming it towards somebody,
Yeah.
then that's not okay.
But playing some sort of devil's advocate, if that white guy was a black guy and that same situation played out, do you think he would have hit him?
Yes and no.
I think it would have. I mean, not until, he like tried to kick at him or like hit him or something like that.
There-
Then I think it would.
No to the point where he's saying the N word, right? No, because he's saying that specific word. But yes, for getting into the guy's face.
No, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like until he like kicked at him and motioned like, okay, I'm just trying to start some shit.
In that
then-
video, the guy was already tense because he just kept on getting bombarded with this word by this white dude, left and right, left and right. And then he did pick up that Twisted Tea, like, because he held it a certain way. He was like, "Yo,
Oh yeah, no,
fuck-
he held it like he was. he
Yeah,
was
I'm gonna
ready to
fucking
he was
do
ready
some
to
damage
something
on you,
with
bro.
it, Yeah,
you thirsty, bitch."
boy, busted it over his head.
No.
Yeah,
YouTube will take me to a place like that. I'm like, God damn.
I've never seen that video.
No, I mean, I've seen other videos where it's like,
Just whopped him upside the head.
yeah. Like, if I see a dude with a mullet right? Full blown mullet, cut off T-shirt. He's got fucking blue jeans on and big old boots on, and he says a word. I'm gonna look at him like, yeah, you racist, man. I'm like, unless he's like, I don't even think there is any other way for him to not, in my mind, to not be racist, unless he was surrounded by a group of black friends. Then maybe I was like, okay, maybe okay. I mean, they're not fucking, they're cool with you. All right,
I'll be cool. I'll be cool with you.
All right, fine. You just say it. That's just you. You got your N card. That's a thing, though. That's been a thing. An N card. I had a coworker named.
Ooh.
I had a coworker.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time, I had a coworker that worked with me, and then she had a black roommate, and she was like, "Yeah, I got my N card. Yeah, no," and then she was just dropping left and right. I'm like, first of all, your friend's not here.
I was gonna say.
There's no one else
Nobody
around.
knows that your friend exists.
She's
and
like, I don't give a fuck. You should.
You
You
should.
should give a fuck. Someone's gonna come over this counter and beat the shit out of you, and I'm gonna watch it. I'm just gonna be like, okay,
That happened.
that happened. All right. Do I still get my paycheck?
Yeah, so even if I was given an N card, I wouldn't feel.
But even
comfortable
just
saying
the
it.
plausibility of people passing out an N card.
Yeah, so it's like, why is it still like?
Right.
how
It's
is it-
got to
how
be
is it-
all or nothing.
Exactly.
Either
Like, how
everybody
is it
uses
yours
it and
to-
we just deal with it, or nobody uses it and we just accept that.
Yeah, like how is it? Yeah, yours to just give
This
out.
half in, half out shit is ridiculous.
Yeah,
The fact that you can have someone be like, I give you the right
to
To
say
use
this
this
word.
word.
to use this word.
Yeah, that's like me like saying, okay, nobody's allowed to say my name. You know, another word. Like it's just
Can't
you
say
can't
it.
say it. You just can't say it. It's
No.
off limits to you guys. Like it just yeah.
It's
I
a
don't know.
it's a slippery slope, man.
Oh, it is.
It's a slippery
Very
slope type
slippery
of
slope.
conversation.
It is.
I wish we had.
A black person here to kind of.
Yeah.
I knew that's where you were going. When you look down and you're like, I wish we.
I knew that's where. Yeah,
fucking
you were
knew
going
it.
to.
But how weird
really
is
do.
that? Like
Just to get the other side of the
Oh,
story.
nobody in
right?
this room is racist.
No,
No,
Yeah,
no.
we all know that.
But it's like you kind like you
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 get
go
a
to
little-
say that
you
you
get
go
a
to
little
say, I wish we
antsy.
had, you know, it's like, and then you're just like, I don't know if I'm like supposed to be saying this or if this is the right way to be saying it. You know,
Yeah.
it just shouldn't be how it's not how it should be.
I just wish we were done. I'm so over. I wish we could heal and move forward.
You can't
That's
heal
the
by
key.
not conversing with it. How do you expect a problem to go away if nobody wants to talk about it?
If you have a different opinion, that's fine. Doesn't mean there should be a fist fight about it.
No,
You know.
should be able to have a civil conversation about something. And okay, we're just not going to agree on this topic. All right, we'll just agree to disagree.
Exactly. I
That's
would
fair.
love to talk to people about shit that they don't like,
Yeah,
as long as it didn't go into like an altercation. I'm like, then
yeah.
that defeats the
It
whole
doesn't get
purpose.
heated or
No,
anything.
it doesn't get heated. Like, okay, you can say this, I say this, you say this, go back and forth. Fine. But there's a lot of sensitive bitches out there, man. A lot of sensitive
And it
people.
just gets more and more like
Yeah.
I mean, because even like when we were kids, look at the TV shows that we had on. You had like Teen Titans, and you had other shows that like that. Now you look at it's like, dude, everything is babied. You got like grown ass kids that are watching these shows that it looks like it's for like a 5-year-old. I'm like, dude, what is this shit?
I never noticed this about Disney, right? But back in the day, like it was like the Goofy movie. I saw a clip.
Hmm.
I think it was on YouTube. Fucking YouTube. It's always
It is
YouTube,
again.
man.
It's always
Fucking
YouTube.
YouTube, man. It was YouTube. And it was this guy. He was like, he was so confused because it was like the Goofy movie, right? The Goofy movie with Goofy's son.
Yeah.
And Goofy's son is like how old in that movie? He was
I think
probably
he's
like
like a high schooler, right?
I think he was a little younger at that
Is he
point. I
supposed
think
to
he
be
was
young?
like in the second movie. He
That's
was a little older.
The
Oh,
first
okay.
one, he's skateboarding, right? It's
Right,
It's a
right,
skateboarding
he's like-
competition.
And they go,
It's
isn't that when they go on like the family trip, just him and the dad?
I
And they
believe
go like
so. Yes.
on the RV,
Yes.
like
I think he
cross-country.
is in
and he
high
wanted to
school.
go to that concert.
Yes.
and-
Yeah.
that movie. Yeah.
But freaking, they had one of the little girl that he had a crush on,
Mm.
right? And then so the little girls right now in cartoons, they're just fucking they're billboards. They got nothing going on for them. They're just nice, innocent young girls, right? The fucking Goofy movie. This bitch is curvy, man. This bitch got the thicky everywhere, man. And she's laying there. She's like this, right? She's fucking like she's laying there like this, and then you just see the curvature of her hips, and she flips her hair and looks at him like, "I'm ready." I'm ready. And this is all in his daydream. I'm like, this happened while we were kids. right?
And we didn't think anything of it.
No.
You don't like grow up and you're like, oh my God, like why was I allowed to watch that? You don't think of that.
No.
But it's all these parents that are like overly sensitive and like, I can't have my kid watching this. It's not appropriate.
I
And
can
it's
name
like,
now that I think about that, I can name a few cartoons that had like some thick women, right?
yeah.
Everything Disney put out.
Everything Disney put out.
90% of their catalog is
The
just
Incredibles, Elastic
thick for no reason.
No reason. No reason.
serves no purpose.
Powerpuff Girls, right?
Not moving this. Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls.
Oh,
That redheaded lady.
You know the girl
No,
that you never saw her
You never
face?
saw her face.
Oh,
They're
She
working
fucking had
fucking-
the skinniest waist.
Yeah.
The skinniest waist, and then all of a sudden, damn, bro.
Mrs. Incredible?
Mrs. Incredible.
Yeah.
Right?
Elastigirl. Yeah.
Right? There's even a part in the scene where she's checking herself out. And she turns around and she's like, "How's my butt look?" Right? And that was 14 years ago, right?
Yeah. I mean, because I don't know. I don't see a problem with it because it's not like kids aren't gonna sit there and just when you're young enough age and you're innocent like that, you're not. Your mind is not anywhere where it shouldn't be at that age like
Don't
that.
sit there and it'll be like,
You're
"Oh
not
my
visualizing anything.
I gotta go
or-
back to my room for a second.
Yeah, when you're sitting there at 7 years old, you're not visualizing anything from your animated TV show. Like it just doesn't happen. So dude, everything is so babied and like
So
censored
babied,
now.
man.
It's just
So
ridiculous.
babied.
Well, everybody gets offended at everything.
exactly
Everything.
You can't have thick cartoons anymore because that's unrealistic beauty
No.
standards.
No.
Yeah, and
It's
when
okay.
you wonder why, we can't have conversations about things. It's like if people are like trying to cancel TV shows. You think we're gonna be able to talk about other big worldly problems? Hell no.
Well, I
It's
think
just not gonna work.
The problem is like the internet. I feel like I talked about the internet the last time.
You definitely did.
I definitely
I'm
did.
saying the internet triggered that memory for me.
Yeah. I talked about it.
Kaz went in on the
But it's
internet.
like the
last
internet,
time.
man. Like the internet gave not only like because there's some people that would never share their opinions because it's like, okay, I'm just gonna keep it to myself. But the internet gave the power to like you can create an anonymous account,
Nobody
say
knows who the fuck
the
you are.
worst of things to someone just for the fuck of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the fuck of it.
No, yeah, it's the dark side of the internet. I mean,
And then-
people say whatever the fuck they want.
So there's that side, and then there's a side where it's like, I don't like I don't like that video you just put out, even though I just watched the full 15-minute video.
Mm.
I don't like it, so I'm gonna complain about it. I'm gonna report you.
Yeah.
All that bullshit.
So you don't get monetized for it. You don't get
Yeah.
to make money from it. Type of whatever.
It gave a lot of people who are very dumb a voice,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
is not necessarily a bad thing, but it is when everybody starts listening to that dumb
It
voice.
Yeah.
It is
Because
And
the
it
people
becomes a
putting
problem.
out that content are gonna want to please their
Their
I guess
viewers.
demographic and their viewers and their
Yeah.
audience. They're gonna want to please them to keep making money. Obviously, they're gonna be like, "Oh, sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with it," because then you're gonna lose a lot of money and you're gonna lose a lot of your audience.
Yeah.
And so they're like,
100%.
"Okay, well, we'll remove it so that you keep supporting us and keep giving us your money." That's what it's about.
Here I am saying
Everything
shit.
comes
You
down
might have
to-
to cut some- that's okay. You might have to cut some things out.
Everything comes down to money. It just does. Like everything is run on money.
Money make the world go around.
It does.
Well, and it's weird how we just
Sadly.
let it infiltrate everything.
Everything, man. Everything.
People will attack you for anything.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For no reason too.
Yeah, you could
They
have
could-
like innocent, meanings behind what you're putting out or what you're no bad anything behind it. And
Well, I
it's
never
just-
got right. It's like okay, they didn't like that video. Okay, but then all of a sudden they watch all the other
The
videos.
related
They just
videos
kept
that
they
are-
just kept on going with it. I was like, if you didn't like the person,
Why watch it?
why watch it?
Why support
Just
them?
go away.
Yeah,
Just go away. That's not content for me. I'm gonna go check it out somewhere else. It's that simple.
yeah.
Not dude, but I got a feeling in my chest. I need to let the world know what the fuck I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
they're a bad person. I need to bring them down.
need to bring
I'm
them
gonna
down,
cancel that
fucking-
shit.
You are a piece of shit, and I hope you die. I see that a lot in
Oh, yeah.
comments.
No, people people say like the wildest shit on the internet. But it's like, okay, guarantee you if I would have showed up your fucking front door right now, are you
Got
still
this
gonna say-
twisted
you
tea
still-
strapped.
You're still gonna say-
that twisted tea.
You still gonna say the same thing to me right now? Like
No.
it
That's
just-
the problem.
People have power behind the words because nobody knows who the fuck they are. They, oh, you live in who knows fucking where. I'm in a different country. Obviously, I can't come find you. It's like it's just not gonna happen.
No.
And so it gives them power and the ability. Oh, I can say whatever the fuck I want. Nothing's gonna happen to me.
Nobody's getting beat up anymore.
Like that accountability is taken away, man.
Mhm.
It really is. There's no more natural consequences. when it comes to the internet, unless they find exactly who you are.
I was gonna say, unless you got somebody
That's-
that's just on a different level, and they're like, "I'm gonna hunt you down."
I'm gonna hunt you down.
and they end up showing up at your door. But most people are not gonna care enough about it to be like that.
No, man, no. I mean, thank God I was raised by a family that really didn't give a shit about my feelings, right?
Yeah.
Because it gives you a thick skin, right? I mean, I'm gonna say they cared, but they didn't. They didn't hold. They didn't hold things back whenever they had a problem,
Yeah.
and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally fine. But if I can't have that conversation with someone else that's like the same age as me, and then they get easily offended, I'm gonna look at them. I'm probably gonna look down on them a little bit.
Yeah.
I can't talk to those people.
No.
If you can't have a conversation with somebody and disagree
Yeah.
and not get all defensive,
Yeah.
2022. 2022.
Yeah. Like we're getting better in certain aspects, and then we're getting worse in other aspects. It's just like, yeah.
No,
Oh, no.
man. Like I support the movements, I support people, if you feel a certain way, you have a movement going on and you are legit about that movement and you're not abusing it in any way, shape, or form, I support it. But there's like things like, I don't know, fucking like feminist, right?
oh, Cass is just swinging for the
I'm
fucking fence.
like feminist. Yes, I agree with you, but then there's some people that just abuse that because what YouTube showed me.
Fucking YouTube.
You gotta talk about your YouTube habits.
Dude, I
what are
know,
you
dude.
finding on YouTube?
What are you
the algorithm,
watching?
because I'll just click on random videos and they just take me places. But there's like because there's I support feminism and the correct way, right? Like you just want equal rights, equal pay.
You just
wanna
want 'em in the kitchen.
Yeah, you just.
Damn.
Whoa! Whoa! No! Yo, that's not where I was
That
going.
was an untasteful joke. All right, boys, that's a wrap for me. This has
Nice
been Growing
follow, Laston.
Pains.
No, man, like-
Feel free to take over. I'm out of here. I've said what needed to be said,
Yes.
and now I'll get
Oh
canceled.
Lord! Oh jeez, we're getting
Your face was you.
I'm like,
I was not expecting that at all.
Yo, man.
It didn't register for a second, and then it clicked, and you were like, "Whoa!"
Because it sounded like you were
Bro.
agreeing with him for the first part, and then all of a sudden that
That's-
came out, and I was
no.
like, yeah, and I was like, wait.
Because I was saying equal rights, equal pay. He was gonna be like, yeah. And
Yeah,
he
you're
said,
like,
yeah. I was like,
and
I was about to
you
agree. I
just
was
want
like,
him in the kitchen,
and then you
were
said
like,
that.
yeah.
I was like, what? What the fuck? No, that's not where I was going with this. They just want equal things. They want to live life in society and not be afraid to look over their shoulder type bullshit. But what? but then we got people. I saw a video.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
On YouTube.
On
YouTube.
YouTube.
Got it.
Yes, YouTube again. I didn't get a chance to throw it out there before Nick threw a bomb at us. Fucking, and it was just like this lady. She's just screaming. She's like, "Are there no more gentlemen? Are there no gentlemen? Give me your seat. Give me your seat. Is there no more chivalry in the world? In the world?"
I'd be like, bitch, you have 2 legs. You can stand up just as easily as the rest of us can.
Yeah, dude.
Like, why are you gonna force somebody else to get a seat when we were here first or whatever?
And she's yelling at this dude. She's like, "What did I do to you?" I'm like, "Bitch, you're yelling at his face."
Yeah,
The
you
fuck
are
you
doing
mean?
it right now.
You're doing it right now. It's just like, it's crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
how about the fact that some people, supposedly, some women, if you open the door for them, you're a piece of shit.
Oh, because they're
You
independent.
can't, yes, they don't
Yeah.
need anybody to
It's
open the door.
so back and forth. There's
really
like
is.
you
To be
can't-
fair, I haven't met anybody that said I open
No.
doors for anybody.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you
yeah,
are.
same. Like
yeah.
if it's a guy, a girl, child, anybody. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. If I see you coming, I'm not just gonna leave the door closed.
And then
in
you
your
get
face.
fucked up because 20 people start walking.
I know.
towards you,
Then you're like, I know. Then
"Ah."
you're just sitting there holding. You're like, all right, yep.
Fucking
keep going,
15 of
guys."
them doesn't
This
even
is
say
my new
thank
job
you.
now.
Dude, I know there's so many people that just do not say thank you. Like you'll just open the door or you'll do something for them, and they're just like,
Or walk
I'm like,
so
you're welcome. Or yeah,
slow,
like you're letting them cross the
so
road,
slow.
and you're like, you stop for them. You don't have to stop for them, but they're on the crosswalk, and you're like, okay, it doesn't look like you're gonna have any time to go here
No.
real soon. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna let you go, and then you're like, and then they just take their time. They don't even acknowledge you, and I'm like, I should have let your ass sit there.
I'm
a
just
little
enjoying
longer.
the scenery. Thank you for this wonderful time.
It's yeah.
Is that me? Or is that
That-
you?
oh shit, that's me. I get what you're saying about,
Right.
your feminists. There's shitty people in every movement.
Every movement.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
The
yeah.
problem is
100%.
people don't want to call out the shitty ideas within each one because then you're attacking.
Because
the
then you're
movement and
attacking
then
that movement.
you're
You
a
don't.
piece
You.
of shit.
You
Yeah.
you-
Just give me the mic. I'll fucking
Let me
This is
Adam.
why Caz couldn't be a cop.
Yeah,
You
this
be
is-
out there, your ideas are dumb. Go home.
Your
Get
ideas
a
are
life.
dumb. I'm
Watch
offended.
YouTube.
It's like if you're offended, just say I'm dumb. Let's banter a little bit. Go back and forth. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Don't be
But these ideas aren't even crazy. The idea that racism is bad,
right.
I think it's safe to say most people agree with that statement. That
Most
equal rights for men and women, not
should be
crazy.
just
not
given,
crazy.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
Should be a
thing.
given.
The
It
right
should
to
be a given.
abortion, go ahead.
Go
The right to
ahead.
have a gun, go ahead. But everybody starts breaking that down. No, no, you can't have that. You can't be giving out abortions.
No, and then
You can't have no guns.
you can't have no gun. It's like, well, all right, for like abortions, if a woman gets raped, right? The woman gets raped, and then that dickhead of a guy gets her impregnated. I feel like she should have the right to abort the child. That's an unwanted child. That is a
I mean,
That's-
I feel like they should have the right. It doesn't matter, whether there's something they're consenting to, whether they get raped. If it's unplanned,
Yeah, rapes.
rape.
I don't know anybody that's going to disagree with that one.
Yeah,
Well, no,
exactly.
yeah. But just like,
But there's
yeah,
people that do. There's people that will disagree, but
No,
like,
yeah.
no, that is still a
it's
child.
still abortion.
It's-
Yeah, you're still killing a person.
I was like, oh, that's unwanted, And if they don't want the cat, if they don't want the kid, they don't want the kid.
It's their body.
Exactly.
It's them. Like that's like me coming up to you and saying like you can't do a certain thing. Like it wouldn't work. But it just wouldn't work. Or if you were to go up to a guy and like it's like the whole what was it, the vasectomy or whatever? You have to get a vasectomy. You can't just be having kids. That wouldn't fly.
No,
But it's because
no.
it's women, and women have always still they still don't like. Yeah, they're getting more and more rights, but it's still not equal.
Yeah, there still
by
needs to be
any
work to
means.
be done.
Oh, a lot of work.
A lot of work that needs to be done about that.
But we can all acknowledge we're a hell of a lot better than we were.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
100%.
People don't want to acknowledge that.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, when I see like a girl telling me, I want to be born in the 50s, I'm like, you're fucking dumb. No, you don't.
Yeah, maybe you. Yeah,
No, you don't. Your ass would be in the kitchen baking pies. All right, you don't want that.
I like that. Now we can get canceled together. We'll
There
go
you
to-
whoa. You said the current?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
a-
clip
I
that part.
said the
Cass
past.
said, "Yeah, you should get your ass back to the
that'll be
kitchen."
the intro part.
If
The
that's
intro
the fucking
clip.
intro clip, I'm gonna be so. I'm like, there's no way this guy actually did that. Because I'm talking about the past.
He
of
just
this-
cuts out like everything before it, and it's
It's
just that.
Just that part.
Your ass would
Just-
be
Yeah,
in the
women
kitchen.
women should be in the kitchen.
That would be the only thing that would be said.
fucking. Well, then. This will be the last time I come to this fucking podcast.
Braedon, this is now your podcast.
Yeah, apparently.
Kaz and I are getting the fuck out of here.
Hey, I was talking past tense, okay? All right. I was like, you don't want to go back because your ass will be in the kitchen, which is facts.
Yeah.
Factual.
Context
this-
is important.
I mean, definitely. I mean, that's what a lot of the. I mean, and there's so much of the media that just they have a video and they pick and choose what they want to show on the video, and so then they put it out to the media, to the society, and they're like, oh, okay, well, it looks bad because they cut out all the whole conversation before they. So you don't even know how it ended up at this certain spot.
Nick's going to clip all my somewhat heated things I just said in this podcast and just bunch them all together, right?
Post it out on Facebook.
Yeah,
and-
fucking little fuckery cocktail, right?
We make it look
Just-
super seamless too. So it's just us being like, Kaz, you're watching a lot of YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Women need to be in the kitchen. These feminists are shitty. It's just gonna be a long monologue.
Fuckery cocktail to ruin my life.
That's why I don't edit these at all.
No, it's just
No.
raw.
When you sit down, unless
Yeah.
somebody leaves and nobody's talking, then I'll cut the
Edit out the-
silence.
mhm.
But I do that for that specific reason.
Yeah.
Because then if people wanna say, oh, this is what was said, or take shit out of context, here's the full
I
fucking
was gonna
clip.
say, I will give you the full.
There you go.
I will give you
There
the
you go.
full
It's
clip.
out there.
No.
Yeah,
If you want a timestamp, here it is.
yeah.
Take it or leave it. I mean, that's like what the news would do. News, any
Mhm.
type of media will do, and then or people with social media that just want views, right? They want their view count to go up, so they'll put some pretty controversial shit that if you went to dive in, and it's really not that controversial.
Yeah.
Right. I'm glad we live in this type of time, right? It's like the best time to be alive. It does have its downsides.
I mean, yeah, I feel like there's
When
always
doesn't?
gonna be
Yeah.
downsides.
When doesn't?
Yeah, I'd rather take these downsides compared to like the past downsides.
Oh, for
100%.
sure. Yeah,
100%.
because I mean, I feel like a lot of the major downsides that we had in the past are starting to get better.
Yeah.
But as you come out with new things and new technologies and new industries or whatever, you're gonna find newer and newer downsides to
Yeah.
things. It's just how it is.
And
But
I feel like what I like about the internet is like.
there we go again.
Hey,
Just looking
dude,
at-
listen.
Are we gonna loop back to YouTube too?
Hey, no, I'm not
Listen,
gonna.
I was watching this YouTube.
I was watching
video
this YouTube
about
channel.
the
My
internet.
whole entire education is based off YouTube. Thank you. But no, like what I really like about the internet is like when something changes, people find out instantly compared to back then. When something changes, it will only slowly start to spread.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
It only slowly starts to spread. Which now, if something happens, everyone knows instantly. So I feel like we can progress in a quicker rate compared to back then.
Yes, but there is a lot of
There's an argument against that.
there's a
right?
lot of things
Yeah.
that are out there that shouldn't just be out there for everybody. Say kids. There's a lot of shit out there because you can find anything. If you got a phone, you have anything at your tips.
anything.
And there's a lot of shit out there that just should not be at the grasp of kids. It
We've
just
s-
shouldn't.
yeah.
we've seen a lot of that shit.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
listen.
And it's just like, I mean, it just shouldn't be. But because you got a phone and because we're very involved with the internet, that you can find anything.
How do you think a kid should be before they even have access to that type of stuff?
I mean, they're always gonna have that because if you have a computer at home, before I had a phone, that's how I would like communicate. I would go on because that's how I used to like message him back in like 7th grade because I didn't have a phone because my parents didn't want to give me one.
Right.
My parents
For
didn't
that-
even know I had that Facebook.
For that reason, yeah,
Yeah.
my parents
Really
barely-
though,
no,
they would have
same.
been.
My parents barely let me get the Facebook. The
Yeah.
only reason they let me get it was because when we moved up here from SAC, I was like, well, I would like to stay in contact with some of my friends down here.
Yeah.
And that was the only way I could because I didn't have a phone. And so, yeah, but it took me a while to finally convince them that I could actually get a Facebook. And so, but yeah, back in 7th grade, I would like go on the computer and I'd message him because I didn't have a phone. So I'd have to go on the computer and use that. So even then, you still have access to everything.
Yeah.
And so, and I mean, even if kids don't have phones, a lot of parents buy them tablets, which if you're connected to the Wi-Fi, it's the same fucking thing. You can
Right.
still access the internet and everything else. You just can't call, And so which calling is the most innocent part about a fucking phone. Everything else that comes along with it is not.
Right.
Dangerous.
I could. Well, listen, I'll pull out some dark shit about the calling. We got phone sex. We got all this other shit going on.
Are you worried about when to let your son?
Oh,
access
100%,
it?
dude. I'm like, I don't know, because
I
I don't
feel
know
like-
if I can ever stop it. Like, I don't know if I can completely restrict
Well, that's the
it.
thing.
I mean,
you
that's-
might not give him a phone, but then he goes to school and his buddy's got a phone
Well,
and
I
he's
feel like
looking
that's
at
not
their
a
shit.
conversation you can have now because I mean, look at just how much things have changed in the last just since we were in say 7th grade. There were so many people that still had like those little flip
little
up
flip-
phones.
Hey.
Flip
I had a
phones.
slider, dude.
You
I wish I had a slider, dude. I was
Dude,
rocking
he
that.
had a flip phone for fucking ever.
I think
I
through
it was like
freshman or sophomore
year.
I
he
wouldn't
still
even
had a
want to
flip
text
phone.
in class
No,
because I'd whip
literally.
that out and people would make fun of me and I'd be like,
what
that
the
shit's going
fuck
back
do
in
you-
my pocket.
What the
No,
fuck
literally,
do
he
you
had
have?
like a flip phone for
Every
the
time
longest time.
before. Oh, this was prior to I think you being in
Before-
This is probably before me.
You moving?
Yeah, because I moved here. Like,
I'd whoop, we'd be standing in the hallways, all of us. Every time I pull it out, somebody starts cracking jokes. Every
That's
time.
cool.
Clockwork.
That's-
Yeah.
This is great.
And so it's like even just since then, look how like things have changed since then. Nobody has flip phones. Don't exist hardly at all
No,
anymore,
no,
unless you're
No.
one of the older, citizens that
Yeah.
you don't want a smartphone, you don't want all that shit, so you just want to be able to text and call.
And they're so dirt cheap now.
Mm-hmm.
They're so dirt
Literally.
cheap compared to how they were back
You
then.
can get one for under $50.
Oh,
I would say
100%.
20,
I
30
was gonna say,
bucks.
like, 20, 30
exactly.
bucks,
There you
yeah.
go. There you go.
No, but but now you don't even see them anymore. It's like, you got iPhones, you got Samsungs, you got just the smartphones. That's literally all that exists out there.
That's the thing, because like I don't know how it's gonna be when he gets to a certain age,
And
like
that's
when he
what-
starts school. Because when
And
school,
that's what I'm saying.
they like when I was in freshman or even before that a little bit, they're starting to implement tablets to like kids.
Mhm.
Like in my freshman year back in Kansas, every kid was designated a tablet.
Yeah,
Everyone-
we didn't have that shit.
Yeah,
in
we
Lehigh.
Well,
We didn't
yeah,
have
We
that.
were ghetto out here in
Yeah,
Humboldt.
it was like it was a start of a thing, and like some classes would
How
implement
how
that.
the fuck
Everyone
did you guys
had
pull that off
tablet.
in Kansas?
Yeah, they I don't fucking know.
No,
That's
he went to
fucking
some
Kansas.
fancy ass
Yeah,
school.
this is where we find out it was a private school. Kansas
No,
dress
bullshit,
code.
dude. All right, they made that school. They had a person that was a professional at designing prisons design that school. There was only one way in, one way out. It was all fenced around, right?
Damn.
And then there was police patrol.
What was going
Or-
on in your
Gee.
community? dude?
A lot of shit.
Apparently.
A lot of shit would go on in my community. At one point in time, my Garden City, Kansas, had the highest teen pregnancy rate in the United States.
God damn. Little tiny.
At
little
one
city
point in
Kansas.
time.
How big was it?
Fucking.
It's 500
Actually,
people.
no. It's like not as. It's probably a little bit bigger than Eureka.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, around the same.
Hmm.
Definitely around the same. And then, but they gave us the tablets, right? And they gave us the tablets, and then, of course, for the school district, they have so many restrictions on it. But there's so many people that were able to find a way to get past those restrictions
Yep.
easily. When the school find a way to disable that, some
They'd
other
find another
smart ass
way.
kid, right, will
Mhm.
be able to find a different route. He's like, okay, you guys blocked that. Fucking, I'm gonna go this way.
Well, and talk about the teachers. Remember some shit? Braedon and I back in the day.
Yo.
Dude.
back in the day. What was
Alright.
that? 7th grade.
English? I'm not even saying that.
We're not gonna
I'm
throw
not
out
gonna
names
throw
of this
the teacher
teacher.
out there,
Nice
but I-
teacher,
Oh yeah, he was
great
cool.
teacher. Let his class get away with a lot of shit.
Because we had to go. Well,
but-
we had books that we had to read, and so we were supposed to be reading like a certain amount of books per certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And then we had to go onto his computer, his personal computer,
Oh
and
no.
and take quizzes on those books and like input how much time you read and all this and that.
Tell the people what we found on his computer, Braedon.
Well, no, somebody came and told us about it. We weren't even the first to
I think
find
it was
it.
Brendan. I think it was Brendan.
Probably.
I think it was Brendan.
We weren't even the first to. Yeah, we weren't the first to find out about it. Somebody had come and told us like, "Oh, you should go see what's on so and so's computer up there." And we're like, and so we're all like huddled up there. He's helping people. He's helping kids around the class, and we're like looking. And he had pictures of. I'm not.
Listen.
of your
No,
classmate?
no. Of a
Oh my god.
of a
Oh,
Of
woman.
the classmates.
No, that would have been.
Oh my
hey,
god.
hey, I'm just throwing it out there.
Listen, what are you guys doing out in Kansas, guys? We
No,
gotta
hey,
start calling people.
we've had
Oh my-
4 teachers
Oh fuck.
that have
I don't
had
know.
sex with students, middle school students.
No wonder your fucking teen
Gee.
pregnancy was so fucking high.
No wonder you
Or-
guys were in a prison. They were. It
damn,
was for the teachers.
You
The-
fucking telling me,
The
bro?
kids couldn't escape.
They couldn't, dude. They
One
really
way in and one
couldn't.
way out.
Oh,
One way in, one
so
way.
this is where you said the teen pregnancy was between adults.
It was a
and the
mixture.
kids.
It was a
Okay.
mixture.
Holy
It was
shit.
a, like,
Damn.
nice little
You
cocktail
guys are
fuckery
fucking
going
going
around.
hard out in Kansas.
Hey, don't say you guys like I'm a planet. Don't fucking say
I
you
got
guys.
out.
All
We're just
right?
gonna bundle you right in there.
You can
with
tell. You can say them.
Jesus.
No, but I'm saying, whoa. Before we dive off and
Oh,
my
yeah.
shit,
She
whose pictures?
it was of a woman.
of a woman, like barely any clothes on.
I would
was like
classify it as swimsuity.
It was a bikini.
Yeah, bikini.
Okay.
It was like very thin, spaghetti strap,
Okay.
little
Well,
thong type of thing going around back.
How would you classify this woman?
I don't know if I want to.
I don't know if I want to dive
I don't
into
know if I
that.
wanna say.
That might be a little hostile, man. I don't know.
Listen,
You-
Caz and I are already getting
I know,
canceled.
I'm already in the shit bucket, dude.
I mean, she was a little on the curvy side, I would say.
That's an interesting.
Curvy side?
I would not say.
Like how
not
curvy are we
good
talking
curves.
about? Like Elastigirl curvy or like?
Not good curves.
Ooh.
I just don't want to be like overly just like.
She was very large. She was. That was not. I tried to walk into that nicely.
I was gonna say,
and that
like,
was probably the worst way to walk
I
into
was
that.
gonna say like heavy set.
Yeah.
Okay,
would
she's
be-
plus
She-
size.
If
Plus
I
size.
had
Plus
to,
size.
if I had to
Plus size.
guess weight,
This is
I,
slippery
I
slope.
have some expertise
is-
in the air just because. Have you seen those like My 600-Pound Life?
Yeah.
It's really fucking tight.
This is a very slippery
My
slope.
sister
we're going.
used to watch those shows, and I would watch them with her. So I feel like
Okay.
I am
So
somewhat.
you're certified.
I have somewhat of a background in the ability to estimate
Okay.
ranges.
All right. So if I had to pick a number, what number would that
I
be?
would say, not unreasonable. in not an offensive way. I mean this, coming from a great place. That she was probably 500 or so pounds.
Oh
No, yeah.
my
And
I
like
would say that.
her bikini was like not really fitting that well.
Okay.
It was. It
was
was
getting-
pushed to its limit.
It's very
That's
so
a
what
way
you're
to
telling me it
put
was
it.
very stretched out to the point where we can see some things.
Literally. And so people told us about this picture, and I'm like, and so we're like, all right, well, I guess we got to see for ourselves.
Yeah.
And so we started snooping around
Inquisitive young minds.
we started we started snooping around the teacher's computer, and yeah, fair enough. It
was in a
sure enough,
folder.
there it is.
Yep.
And it was a folder, and it was just we were able to access it.
So this guy thought, hey,
my
we should
my
look-
work school computer is the place to keep this picture.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Yep.
This is fine.
Well, and here's the thing. Thinking about it now, it's probably more realistic that one of the kids put it on there and started telling people. I'm just thinking
That's
about
true.
this
Okay.
now that we're talking about it.
Okay.
But if it was him,
If it was him, was it easily accessed? Like if you can see it, like was
I
there
think
like
it
a
was right there on the
folder?
desktop.
I think it was
Wasn't
I think it was in a folder on his
the
desktop.
Yeah.
What was the
The
label?
problem is the guy was a little.
Is he a little weird? He was
You
a little
know,
off.
he was different.
You wouldn't be shocked,
Okay.
so it was plausible. That's why you
But
can't.
was he the type of person of like you can tell that he'd be able to hide his shit?
No,
No.
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 He didn't
Okay.
seem like he was very tech savvy.
He seemed like the type of guy that would have that blown
was-
up as the desktop.
He was
Yo! Oh shit!
I don't think he really understood technology
because he was older. I mean, even back when we were there, he was probably pushing 50.
Yeah.
And so like by that
Okay.
time, technology was still
Fairly
fairly
new.
newish.
Yeah, ish.
And so like, yeah, I don't think he understood technology very well. So maybe he thought he was hiding it in a folder on his desktop. If it was him,
Okay.
it was definitely not hidden.
Well, see, there's your guys' end, and then
but
there's
that's
my end.
mild. I mean,
Yeah,
not in context, but the things that are on the internet, that's pretty tame.
Yeah.
oh, for sure. And I mean, as a kid, you just think it's funny.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
were
You
di-
just- you
the
don't-
whole
we're
class
just dying
was
laughing.
dying.
We're all just sitting there like looking at each other and like, dude, did you all see that picture? And we're just laughing. It's like it's not like we're like, oh my god, like I gotta go tell my mom my eyes have been burned. Like
My
that,
eyes-
you know, like you
My
don't.
innocence
We don't
has
get
been ruined.
offended by it. We
But
just thought it
kids
was
today
funny.
might have
Oh,
gone to the
100%.
principal and tried to get that guy fired.
Fired.
Pro-
yeah.
yeah,
And he was a good-
probably.
He wasn't really a good teacher. He was a great guy,
Yes.
Great
He was
person?
a great person. Yes.
But teacher-wise,
education wise. Yeah.
no.
Oh no.
I don't-
Those
I-
tests that we were supposed to take. We were supposed to read like 6 books and who knows how much time. I didn't read hardly any books, and I passed the class because I just go in. I'd be like, I read this book and this
Nice.
book and this book and this book, and this amount of time. And then I submitted my answer or whatever. And then you have quizzes that like we just like had somebody that would read the book or whatever, or we just look up the answers right there on his test, and then we'd minimize the tab when he came over.
Oh, cool.
All I remember from that
Cool.
class is just us all laughing all the time.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't tell you if he went up and lectured in front of us. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't
him.
remember.
Oh,
I
wow.
just remember it was
Sounds-
like
I just remember him like wandering around the class like talking to kids. Like
Yeah,
I don't remember
like letting
really
us do our own things and
Yeah.
expecting that we're
working.
doing what we're supposed to do.
Yeah,
He was just there for the paycheck.
pretty much.
He was just there for the paycheck. He's
When
like,
I think
"Fuck it."
he maybe was close-ish to a retirement, I want to
Yeah,
say for
because
some reason.
I don't remember him. I mean, even after
And that
well, no, I
school
guess I
was-
don't- Oh yeah.
You did not miss out. I remember one time
No.
I walked into the bathroom, that bathroom which was right
Over
next
right
to
next to that
right
class?
next to our classroom.
Okay.
Like what, 5 feet away
It's
from the
literally
door.
so you go out the door and it's literally like right there.
Yeah.
It's probably like if this wall was gone, it'd be like right past that wall.
It's
you have
probably
you have the little
literally the
walkway.
distance from that wall to that wall.
Yeah, because you have
is
like
door to
you know,
door.
you have like when you're in a school and you have like the overhang and the awning, you have like the walkway.
Yeah.
There's the walkway and
Uh-huh.
then there's the bathroom.
Where
And
the
so
fuck
it's-
is this going? Where's this
Well,
going?
you never knew when you walked into that bathroom if you were going to be walking on the floor, the tile of the bathroom, or a nice lake of piss.
No,
Nice,
dude.
dude.
The kids there were gross. They would just go. They
Nice.
wouldn't half the time. I heard that kids like I hardly ever used the bathroom. The only bathrooms I used were the ones across the school because they were locked half the time. And
Oh,
those were
good.
much nicer. Those were the teachers.
Oh,
Those
good.
were the teachers' bathrooms, and so those were the ones I would use. But kids, I would hear that they wouldn't even go into the toilet. They would just pee on the floor.
I heard
Why?
that people would shit and wipe it on the walls.
Why?
Dude, gross.
If I was a
Gross.
janitor, dude, I'd
Oh,
walk into that scene and
oh,
be like,
no,
I'm
I'd
out.
quit.
No, yeah.
I'm fucking
No, the
out.
first time I went in there and I was like, I thought it was water for, and then I start to smell and I'm like,
This is
I'm
not
like,
water.
what the fuck is all of this? And it's just yeah, puddles. on the bottom. It was gross.
It's that middle school mentality,
Dude,
bro.
literally, like,
It's
kids
that
didn't
middle
give a
school
fuck.
mentality. Like,
And now those same kids have the internet.
Exhibit A.
If you can't hit a urinal, I don't know if you have the power to actually use a cell phone. I feel like that should be a requirement.
I mean, that's a fair statement, honestly. But nowadays, when Massey gets to a point where he's going to school, it's going to be a completely different level than what we have even right now.
Oh yeah.
Like
Mhm.
right now, this is the best of the best we got going on. But at that point, like this could be another 7 years or so. That's a lot of time
A
for,
lot of shit
for
can change.
technology. Yeah, that's
I mean, yeah. It's been like, how long has it been since we were in junior high?
I'm
Maybe
not
about
even-
10 years?
Yeah, I'd buy
10
that.
plus?
I'd buy
Yeah.
that.
So, I mean, look in the last 10 years. We went from having like flip phones to them not even existing. So then you had another 10 plus years. Who knows where we're going to be?
Exhibit
You might
B.
just every kid might be getting sent home with a tablet. That's
Yeah.
that's where they're going to be doing all their homework. They're not going to all the books are going to be on there. They're not going to have any physical book. You never know. Like,
No,
you just don't know how fast that's going to progress within the next, however many years.
it's gonna be crazy. And then when I think about that, I was like if there was an age restriction, like let's say like in a different alternative situation with the world, what would that age be? What would that age be? Like
It's tough.
I would probably say like if you can't drive, you probably couldn't. You probably shouldn't have access to that. But at the same time, like I feel like it's a good thing to have access to it. It's very one's.
And I mean,
Slippery
a
slope.
lot of it
Slippery
depends, I
slope.
feel like, on how, I guess how you raise your child. Because if you teach them, that there are, they should have a decent awareness that there are things that they shouldn't be, I guess.
Yeah, but
But then if you
But-
tell them, but then they go and look.
Come
obviously,
on.
That shit would get amplified super
yeah.
super quick
Well,
when it
yeah.
comes to that. When it comes to like, oh, dude, fucking, whoa,
No, I know. But if you shelter them,
Yeah.
oh, it's gonna be way
it's
worse.
gonna be the opposite.
It is. It
All the
is.
kids that are sheltered too much, they do complete 180s by the time they actually have freedom.
That's the whole Catholic schoolgirl thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Is that sheltered?
They're so restricted until a certain age, and then they get out on their own, and then it's like I haven't been able to do anything my
Anything.
entire life, so
I'm
now
gonna
I'm
go
gonna do
fucking off.
everything that I can.
I'm gonna go the fuck off and
Literally,
just go,
I'm gonna
just do whatever I need.
everything, and so it's like, you have to. I feel like they have to be exposed to it.
Oh, yeah,
a certain amount
100%.
because otherwise, when they finally are, they're just gonna go all the way to the side.
It's just one of those things that like our parents didn't really have to think about because they were in the process of seeing it. They're like, oh, okay. And at one point in time, they were like, this is just a fad. The internet would just go away. It's not something to take seriously. But now, for our generation that are having kids right now, it is something to worry about. They're like, okay, what's gonna happen once they reach it to a certain point, right? Because we've grew up with the internet, we've seen it go to the where it is right now, and we all know 100% that it's gonna keep on going. There's nothing that's gonna stop the progression of technology.
Yep.
Like nothing. I wouldn't be surprised if eventually they were like, "Hey, no, screw schools. We're just gonna have virtual school going on."
I wouldn't be surprised if
Not at all.
in-person learning was just a
Yeah.
thing of the past.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just something that I stress about. Maria probably, I don't know if she stresses about so much, but
You shouldn't be stressing about it. There's nothing you can
Yeah,
do about it.
yeah, and you've got
It's
time.
time. Things
It's
are things are gonna progress. You
that's easier
stressing
said
about
than
it.
done.
Things are gonna.
That's easier said than done, man.
Oh, I know, but
I stress about a lot of things I shouldn't be stressing about. Like,
Caz is out here watching all those YouTube videos, just psyching himself out.
oh, absolutely. Oh, 100%. 100%. That does fall into that, man. But there's like I'll be stressing about him even fucking walking. I'm like, oh, dude, he's gonna fall, crack his head, and that's gonna be the end of it.
yeah, but that's a current problem. I understand why you stress about that. That's
Right.
because he is able to walk. That is years and years away. You stressing for the next years and years and years is, not gonna be able to do anything about
Easier
it.
said than done.
Yeah, once he starts knowing how to spell and can Google search things, then it'd be like, okay, maybe we.
Then you start, looking into it. But he can't even do that. So
but not yet.
Exactly, not yet.
And like we can't compare it to the when we started growing up and doing it because now technology is to a point where a kid can go into a tablet and open up a search bar and look up things easily.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's been done. It's been done. A lot of kids have done it at a super young age. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
I don't know how you protect them from that because there's a lot of shit online.
There's so many ways to access
There's
it.
a
I don't know if it's
You
about
can't-
protecting. It's like trying to guide them.
And that's what I'm saying. To have you be able to kind of inform them along the way. You can't just completely cut them off because if you do, they're gonna go all the way, opposite of what you want by the time they actually have the ability to do so.
Yeah.
But being able to guide them along as they, give them a safe amount of exposure to it, to where they know how to use it, I guess, safely, in a sense.
Yeah.
But that's, I guess, the best you can do because you're not gonna be able to keep them from doing it. It's just not gonna happen.
No.
Even with the limited amount of technology we still had access to it. I had a computer at home. My parents had phones. Like, we still had access to things.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and that was with the limited amount that we had back when we were kids.
It's that limited, and now it's infinite.
Yeah.
And now that's a whole different ballgame. These kids are gonna grow up to be a different breed. Completely different breed. I don't even know what the future's gonna be hold up for these guys.
Nope.
Yeah, and especially other kids, man. Because now it's just a normal thing, and it's just something to worry about. It's something to worry about. And I'll probably keep on going through until it actually happens. We'll cross that bridge when it gets there, but it's gonna continue to be on my mind at a ridiculous rate. Like, I get it. I shouldn't be worrying about now. I'm gonna.
Well, because I stress about shit that I shouldn't be, but then I think about it and I'm like, me stressing about it
Doesn't do anything.
doesn't do me any good to do. Like, there are tons of things I can't help about that. Yeah, I stress about my parents' well-being. They could pop up with something that I don't know about, or there's something inside them already.
No.
I stress about it. When my dad was going through all his shit, I stressed about it. Me stressing, I ended up getting to the point where I'm like, I don't care anymore because there was no point for me to be stressing about it when I couldn't do anything about it. Me stressing, me bringing it up to him, didn't change the fact that he was still doing it. He wasn't stopping, so there was no point to me stressing about it. And like I said, I understand. I stress about shit that I shouldn't be. But then I think about it, and I'm like, there's no point. Like, and then I end up getting over it. I'm like, I get past it.
I think that's the key. Is you just can't get hung up on things that are
You just have to accept it.
just out of your control sometimes.
That's
Yeah.
kind of hard though when you're raising a human.
Oh, I bet.
It's kind of hard because at one point, because right now I have to have full control. I'm like, all right, there's certain things that he'll still do. I'm like, all right, that's you. I'll let him like do sensory things, and like if he wants to touch things, like go ahead, yeah. But then when I'm like, all right, now for the long term, how am I gonna raise my child to not be a sack of shit and be a good person, right? It's just one of those things that you do when you're a parent, and it's like, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain because it's Maria and I's responsibility, right? So it's our responsibility to make sure that he grows up to a certain point, and then after that certain point, he needs to go figure it out for himself. And I'm not gonna say it's 18 because it's way before that, right? It's probably like at the age of 12 or 13, or even a little bit before that. It comes sooner than I'm thinking. Because when I was a kid, right, in middle school, I was out doing them wherever I wanted because I was riding my bike all over town. I took myself to school. I took myself home. In between those moments, I was doing the most. And I was figuring it out. There's a lot of times that if I chose a different path, I could have gone a certain way. But I had my dad's teaching, and then some of my mom's teaching as well in there. But now it's like the whole world is teaching my son, right? If he gets into the internet, it's not just me, it's not just his mom, it's not just his teachers. Now it's like any type of influence, it's all around for him to be exposed to.
This weighs on you, huh?
It does weigh on me, man. It does weigh. I think it just. There you go. Here we go. Oh,
God, there it goes.
Caz is out here breaking shit.
I broke it.
I think if you just slide it up
Back on
and then
it.
tighten the.
Up.
Need some assistance.
I do actually.
He's struggling.
I do need some assistance. I'll hold it like this from now on.
There you go. You slide up there and then tighten the knob, right?
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly it.
So this is what my struggle is going through. This is what I was struggling.
Hell, Caz, what's happening over here, man?
You know?
He's been working at it the entire time. He's slowly just
There we go.
loosening
That
it.
one's on. This one's. Oh no, it's like this.
Maybe you have to loosen it more.
How you
then,
loosen it?
Then slide it on. I think you
Slide like
twist
that.
it.
It's on.
Cool.
This is all part of the fun of doing a podcast, boys.
Yeah? Probably the only
There it
person
goes.
that's ever happened to. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Well, you want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
I did a podcast with two people. I think it was the one I did with Danielle and David. And before they arrived, the mic stand broke. So I'm over here freaking out, trying to set up the mic, and I couldn't fix the stand, so I had it just rested on the stand, and I couldn't move it for the whole podcast.
That's
So,
cool.
Yeah, that was nothing.
That was
Nice.
nothing.
That was nothing.
This is a nice little hiccup.
Yeah, that's all part of the fun.
Yeah.
If something doesn't break, it's not a real podcast.
Yeah. Always gotta have problems with the technology. You know?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah.
you guys have that streaming and shit. If something doesn't go wrong, is it really? Is it
yeah.
working?
I mean, yeah, the
I
whole
mean,
beginning process is a pain in the ass.
I'm still in the beginning
Pain
processes.
in the ass. Yeah, I mean, there's always something. All of a sudden, your audio cuts out, and you're like, "Dude, what the fuck? I didn't change anything. Nothing. No settings
is it
were
not
changed. Like, why the
working?
fuck is it all of a sudden just not working anymore?" It's the pain. Audio's the worst fucking part.
I haven't even streamed in a long time. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, well,
No, I haven't.
you got a kid.
I was just like, I'm so tired by that point because I wake up at I wake up at 5, and then by that time it's like I'm so tired, super tired about that. And yeah, Massey does weigh in a good chunk of that my energy for that, like a great chunk of that. He's a very very uppity kid. But it's okay. It's okay. Some of these things, a lot of these things work out, and then the other parts we just have to figure out.
I mean, yeah, that's
That's
of it. You
life.
just figure it out along
Yeah.
the way.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's everything.
no, like I get where you're coming from, but it still weighs on me.
Yeah,
Still weighs on me right here. Just because it's like how I don't want to
But
be a
there's
good
a-
parent.
yeah, but there's like I said, I stress about things all the time. But there's a difference of like acknowledging it and thinking about it and realizing that yes, it's a problem, and then letting it overwhelm you. There's a
Well,
difference.
I'm not saying I'm letting this overwhelm me.
I know, but the way you're talking about it,
It
makes
does
it sound
seem-
like it's been on your mind
Oh,
constantly.
I've
for
thought about
however
this in,
long.
in very detailed form, but it's not gonna like take over. It will play a tribute on like, all right, how am I gonna go about this when certain situations pop up? Because who knows what's gonna pop up. But as far as it taking over, no, I wouldn't say that. I thought about this extensively. Like the moment, like I probably thought about this when Maria said she was pregnant. There's a lot of things that just flood in my mind.
I mean, I've thought about things like that, and Mary's not even pregnant. It just I know that it's gonna happen eventually, and I've thought about it. I'm like, okay, eventually I'm gonna have kids. Like, how is this gonna work? How's this gonna work? And I've thought about it, but
yeah, I think you and I are just in a different stance about things.
Mhm.
Just because I'm here. It's now, and it's like, all right, if I mess up, then I mess up, and it's not something you want to mess up in. And
I think the fact that you're worried about messing up means you're going to be okay.
yeah,
I think it's the people that aren't worried about how they raise their kid or the direction their kid goes or the impact that they have on their child. Those are the people that kid kind of.
when you just have to look at the type of people that you guys are.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be fine.
Oh yeah,
Like, that's
we'll be-
that's what it comes down to. A lot of the kids feed off of what they see, and so if they see you guys being good people, then that's what they get. Like if you see your parents being assholes to everybody, not acknowledging, not thanking anybody, just then obviously your kid will be similar to that.
He
in that
better be.
sense. And so, but if he sees that you guys, okay, I see what my parents do, I want to be like my parents, because a lot of kids look up to their parents. That's their role models. That's who they look up to, and so they want to, I guess, resemble that in a sense. And so okay, my dad's a good person. I want to be like my dad when I grow up. And so yeah, they'll just feed off of.
I think the only
you as a
role model I
person.
had growing up would be my dad. But then my mom was a completely left field during the time. She's written her wrong. She's admitted to a lot of things, right? But there was a lot of times where my mom would do something that was just super left field, and we just had to roll with it. We just had to roll with it or anything like that. Or when shit went south with their marriage, we as a family were put on a back burner. You know, it was like it was almost like we were like a second thought type of deal. And I've seen my mom's mistakes from firsthand, right? And then that's what I'm saying. Like there could be, if I just chose something differently, I would be in a completely different space than I am now. 100%. And that's just like such a small thing. Like if I go back in time, it could just be the littlest detail, and then I could either be in prison, addicted to drugs, or selling shit that I shouldn't be selling. But then my life took a slight turn to coming here and finding right people, all right, that didn't put stress on my mind. And even then, not gonna drop any names, but it's like a couple people that I first initially became friends here with weren't really a right fit. And even that could have took a turn to a certain point. So it's like when I think about it in that sort of scale, and the way he's growing up, and then eventually he's gonna be nowhere in my sight because eventually the school's gonna raise him unless we do homeschool. Like eventually my child's gonna be with the school district, and then we're gonna be part time. It just happens. It just happens like that, and then so many things can go on, and I just have to hope that he picks the right things. Because even solid kids, they get fucked up in the head if they have other influences telling them, no, this is cool, this is okay thing to do. Even in the back of their head, like, I don't know if I should be doing this. This is a cool thing to do. Because back in Kansas, I was doing the most, and even I had my dad's teachings right in my head. I was like, no, I won't fit in. I won't fit in. So I'm gonna just go do what we're gonna go do. I'm not gonna say what we're gonna go do, but there's a lot of things that could have happened. And
You can't stress about it.
It depends on the person too. Like, look at me and my brother. We were raised by the same people. Look where he's ended up. Look what all the shit he's gone through. That is because he himself is his own person. Doesn't matter who the fuck raised him. He's his own person. So by that time, you just have to hope that, okay, you can make the right decisions. I can't make them for you. You have to make them.
You telling me you don't see the stress in that?
I do see the stress,
But
but
it's
there's
not.
I'm not saying. That's what I'm saying. You have to acknowledge it,
But
but
not-
not stress about it.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing you can do about it, so it doesn't help to stress about it.
I got a shit ton of gray hair.
Acknowledge about it.
I got a shit ton of gray hair
Gus is
saying
over here
otherwise.
going through a crisis.
Like, you didn't see all the stress I went through.
No.
And I went through the whole fucking phase with my dad. Yes, I acknowledged it, and I stressed about it for a long fucking time. And then I realized there's no point. There's nothing I can do about it. Me stressing, obviously, it's not changing the fact that he's doing what he's doing.
Right.
So there's no point in me stressing about it. You just have to come to that realization eventually, because yes, I understand the stress. I understand acknowledging it. But he's going to get to a point where you're going to have to release him, and you're just going to have to hope that you and Maria, like raising him, he's learned enough to be able to make his own decisions, and that you hope that he makes the right decisions.
It
That's what
sounds
comes in.
cheesy, but it really does come down to that kind of faith. You just gotta trust that the lessons you guys instilled were enough.
Because you can't like make the decision
Cass is
for
like,
him.
fuck that. I need
Fuck
concrete.
that.
Like if my
answers.
parents could make the decisions for him, Jordan would not be where the fuck he is. He wouldn't have been in and out of jail multiple times. He wouldn't have been on parole over and over and over again. He wouldn't have gone to multiple fucking rehab centers.
Okay,
He just wouldn't.
And
It's different, just different people.
But here's the thing: is you could stress about the path that your son's going to go down and psych yourself out and be super worried about it and drive him down that path, where he doesn't go down that path or whatever. Maybe he doesn't, and you just stressed about it for no reason. You know?
I mean, these are just worries I have to deal with as a parent. You know.
That's all part of the game,
Yeah,
baby.
it is part of the game. It is 100%. But it's still gonna be on my. It's gonna still be on my mind. It's not gonna direct me on like how I raise my child. All right. But then there's gonna be a certain point where like, all right, there you go. I'm gonna let the world teach you the rest, and that's a hard thing to kind of accept.
It does seem like that's been something you've been battling, because I think you talked about that last time, of this idea of there comes this point in time where the world starts to have a bigger influence on your child.
100%, 100%. Because like the things I had to go through and all that, like Kansas to here,
Yeah, but Kansas seems like it's another fucking place.
It was a different
I don't know
ballgame,
if you can
dude.
count Kansas. That seems otherworldly.
it was a different ball game, but it was like something. It felt so normal. I was vandalizing shit. We were stealing shit left and right. It didn't matter who we upset, who we did anything. If we wanted to do something and it was remotely dangerous to the people around us, and we just did it. We just did it. We didn't think about the consequences about that. I can remember, and then coming here, I wanted to have a different mindset, and it was all going good to a certain point, and then my life took a drastic turn, and then I still had to figure things out, and I was surrounded by a whole bunch of influences that could have made me go to a different. Because there was a point where I was just mad depressed about when I was like living in that trap house for like a little bit, and then I would see all the drugs happening. I would see people just almost ODing left and right, and I would just see it firsthand. I'm just like, dude, this is not. This is why I wanted to get away from back in Kansas. Now I'm reliving it here in California, and then eventually my life took a right track. But just don't want that for mass. Like for example, if I would never let him be homeless. I'm never gonna let him be homeless. I'm never gonna let him sleep in his car. I'm never gonna let him have not enough money to go buy food. Right? If he wants to go to school, I'm gonna pay for that. If he wants to go and work, great. But if he gets into any sort of trouble, I'm gonna be there to help him and try to keep him on the right path. I don't. If he tries to figure it out, that's cool. But he needs at least let me know. Because that's the thing I didn't do. I didn't let my dad know. My dad didn't even know about that shit until like he came down to visit one time. He knew nothing. He knew nothing. My mom didn't even know because we didn't have a good relationship. And I was like, "Fuck you." It's
But that's what life is.
Yeah.
Your parents did the best they could with what they had, and you learn from that, and you'll do better. And your kid's gonna learn from you, and he's gonna do better, and then
and that's all I
it
want.
builds to some. I don't know if it ever reaches, a final point. I think each generation just tries to do better.
No, and that's what I want.
Nobody ever has life figured out. Nobody does.
Did you ever go over to the trap house he was at?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's been there.
There's one memory I have that every time I think of that house, it's just vivid in my mind.
What was that?
I don't remember what we were doing, but we were all over at your place, and we had just gotten there, and we walked into that little solarium room, that sunroom that you guys had. You know?
Yeah.
And I just remember there was this girl laying on, I think there was a bed or something in there, and they were doing whippets. And I just remember the look on her face.
Yeah.
She, did one, and just, it was like she was just not.
There were so many zombies
Not
around,
there.
dude.
That's a great way to describe
There's
it.
so
It was
many
like she was a
zombies.
zombie.
Exactly.
And you went from seeing this person who was
Lively and-
lively, alive, and just I've never seen anything like that. That scared the shit out of me.
That's when I realized I was like, I'm fucking back in Kansas. I'm in California, but I'm back in Kansas already. Like that
'Cause
shit's
it's all about who you associate yourself with.
Oh, your
who
friends
you-
can make or break your life.
Oh, easy.
yeah. But I was like, I'm back in square one right now. I was like, damn, dude. I'm looking around. I was like, this is the exact shit that I tried to walk away from way back when.
But look at you now.
But you weren't like partaking in it. You said you were partaking in the stuff back in Kansas. You guys were, vandalizing whatever, but you weren't there along with them.
Yeah.
So you can't say that you were back to square one because you weren't there doing it with them.
And that's
what I mean?
different. You were
You were
bettering
just-
your
it was just-
circumstances.
it was just the situation that you were put into because you had no other option. That's
Yeah.
where you had to live. You didn't have
and
another
you
option
were
at the time.
you were going up, and that was a cross point where you were trying to go up, and these people, were going down.
They were just in your path.
Yeah,
They-
and you guys just intersected at that brief point in your life.
There's some fucked up things that went in that house.
I'm sure.
I am
There's
not
some-
surprised.
There's
I
some
am not
fucked up things that
surprised.
went on in that house, like left and right. I'm like, dude, this is just wild.
Yep.
And then if I just partook of just a little bit, that'd be a slippery slope. That'd be slippery slope.
Yeah, because
Life's crazy, man.
It is.
Choices. Every
Oh, it's all about
choice.
choices.
Yeah, I'm not gonna allow. No, I'm not gonna have. If Massey just reaches out to me, which I really hope he does, I hope we have a great relationship to that point where like he can talk to me about anything.
He's gonna send you that clip that I post of you just talking shit about women and be like, Dad, we
He's like,
we
dude,
gotta
you're
talk."
fucking dad, you're a piece of shit. I'm not gonna deal with this right now. I was like, no. Your uncle just fucking just decided to do a little cocktail, right? And he decided to say,
It's a
hey,
He
nice
just snipped it off. You didn't see
little
how he
clip.
ended
Fuck
up
you.
there.
Yeah.
fuck you. But no.
Do you guys think about your stuff living on after you're gone like that? Like with the streams or with whatever we built as we go through in life? Because now everything is
It'll probably-
forever.
Like saved. Yeah.
It's forever.
Yeah, it is forever. I feel like
All
it's
the
just being on
posts,
back burner.
everything that's out on the internet that we create is now
yeah.
just there.
I feel like you're being like the back burner, type of deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never really paid much attention to it just because I've never done anything that's questionable,
Mhm.
that I,
Why
would
so-
want to hide, you know what I mean? And so I've never really thought about it. If I did things that was like, okay, well, I shouldn't have done that. I probably don't want that just floating around, then yeah. But, I mean, no, I haven't done anything that I want hidden.
If I was saying some wild shit, left and right, or if you clip that things and fucking do all that, the whole
Little
bullshit,
snippet.
then yeah, I'd worry. I'd worry, but like you was saying, like, nah, I'm all right. Like, no, I said some like stupid things. But that's
Yeah, I
because
mean,
I was
everybody says stupid
gaming and
shit.
someone shot me out of nowhere. And I was like,
Fuck
this
this guy.
fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, literally. Well, I'm up. You better come back.
I said so many things about people's moms.
Dude, I had this one dude come back into my chat one time.
Oh,
Bruh. So we were playing Rebirth.
shit.
It wasn't too long. It was probably like it's probably been like a month and a half, 2 months. But yeah, we were playing Rebirth, and we were in the pregame lobby, and I killed this dude, and he said something. Oh, he called me the F word. The F word. He's like, oh, you fucking.
He's a
and then
swell individual.
Yeah, and I was like,
Swell guy.
Swinging.
yeah, I was like,
Swinging.
oh, so that's how we're gonna be. So I shot his body, and then he came back. I killed him again. He said the same fucking. I shot his body again, and so I was
And
like,
then you also started
and
teabagging him.
I was gonna say you gotta throw a little teabag in there.
Like normally I don't do that because I'm like, we're all playing the game. I'm not gonna just disrespect you if you're just playing the game just to have fun. But you're gonna start talking like rude and saying derogatory terms to people. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking teabag you. I'm gonna shoot your body or whatever. And so we end up going into the actual game. He happens to land at the same fucking spot that we did. I killed him. But I think I killed him with a pistol too. He had a gun. I killed him with a pistol and I shot his body. And he and then he came back. I killed him again. And then Caz killed his teammate and we squad wiped him. So they were out of the game because as long as you have in that mode, as long as you have a teammate alive, you keep coming back.
Keyboard
He ends
warrior.
up coming back. He finds me on Twitch and comes in, like,
Oh, no
into my
shit.
chat and's like, oh, I think I actually screenshotted it.
Oh
I
no!
think I
shit.
want to say because I sent it to him. I want to say
Oh, it's probably in there. Yeah,
It's got to be saved somewhere.
yeah, it's gotta
then.
be safe. Internet.
Oh
the
damn!
internet. Yeah, let
We'll
me see.
save everything.
Let me see if I can find this.
Every time we come into this podcast, it's gonna be internet related. I can already see it.
I mean, it's everywhere.
The internet, baby.
Yeah, dude.
Let's see.
Like
Like,
someone
who
come
takes the time to do that?
Literally.
up to this
Like,
individual.
You already got wrecked.
This-
Just eat it. Go join another lobby.
this healthy,
Yeah.
young looking man did.
Okay, let me. Yeah, maybe I didn't send it to him. But yeah, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it was funny. But he came in and he was like talking shit. Oh, is it right there? It is. I found it. Okay. So he's like, okay.
Oh shit!
So he's like, you flexed and was toxic about it, and you won, and it was the same name in game. And so I was like, okay.
I
And
know
so
who
he's
this
like,
is.
Yeah, I
he's
know
like,
exactly
yeah.
who it
So he's
is.
like, you flexed and was toxic about it, and you wonder why you have one viewer. You didn't have a UAV up and no heartbeat, high KD, and using a VPN doesn't make you any better. You whack. So he was calling me good, but he thought I was cheating.
Mm.
And so he's like, imagine being this good at the game with no viewers. It's okay. You can do it at the game, but in real life, I'd wreck you, boy. Enjoy your hacks. Obviously, you give a fuck about the video game. You had nothing better to do but troll me in the game and talk about putting smiles on people's faces, hypocrite, because you deserve it, you hacker. Like, he just like, yeah. And because I shit on him over and over again. And I was like, you fucking start. And I told him, I was like, you started it. I don't ever do this to people because we're all just trying to play the game. We're all just in here for the same. We're just playing for fun.
Right.
And No, and so I was like, you started it with your fucking derogatory terms towards people, and so yeah, I fucking disrespected you and I shot your body because you deserved it. And yeah, and we just kept going back and forth, and then I got a message from his wife.
Hey,
She
That's
messaged
just
me
plot
over.
twist.
That's just
Dude,
not to go. Yeah,
Whoa.
it's just not to go.
I want to say I screenshotted that. Actually, I
Oh
should,
my
no, I probably
God.
have
That's
the
just
message
not
actually
to
on.
go.
I probably have it on Twitch.
It's
Okay.
just not. This is not how.
I think it's safe to say that this guy's life is not.
It's
not going
it's
well.
my last DM. Okay.
No.
She's like, so I couldn't help but notice that you can talk shit to other people who call you out, but you can't take any constructive criticism. It's not constructive criticism.
What
when
part
you're
of that
coming in
was
and
constructive?
disrespecting me.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
it's not constructive.
Literally.
And so she was like, you sit in your game chair and you call him a pussy, and then you have your little boyfriends who
That was me.
suck your
Hey,
dick,
hey.
say stupid shit because we were both talking shit to him. And since I was streaming, he could
That
hear
was-
him.
Yeah.
And so and she's like,
Oh,
sad,
that's awesome.
sad as
That's
hell
me.
if you ask me. You are what we call in this world a really sad and disgrace to society. Keep up with the hacks, bud. You're just mad you got called out for your shit. And this is his wife, by the way. So I would choose your words very carefully. I'm like, bitch, I don't give a fuck what I say to
Bitch, I
you.
don't give a fuck.
Like, but
Bitch,
she
what?
but she blocked me, so I couldn't even message her back.
Yeah.
I'm
Same
like,
thing with the
I'm
dude.
like, oh, you're calling me a pussy, but you can't take anything back, so you're gonna block me.
Same thing with the other guy.
He did the same thing. I
Yeah.
couldn't even message him because I was gonna message him like, really, you had your wife come in.
That's a bitch move.
and DM me because of you couldn't handle the situation on your own because you started something with somebody online.
I've looked this guy up too. I've like, I'm invested. I'm invested in it. I've looked him up. I'm like, you are the typical keyboard warrior.
Yeah, somebody hide behind the
You
monitor.
are the typical guy, dude.
I just started laughing. I was like, you really took the time out of your fucking day to come and find me
Yeah.
and try to talk shit. And he sat there and watched the rest of the game. We ended up winning the game. And I was like, I was like, you sat there and you took the time out of your day and you're still watching. I'm like, why the fuck? If you didn't like me that much, why are you still here?
Well, listen, that was sad enough.
Exactly.
The story could have ended right there,
Oh, yeah.
and it would have been sad enough. But to get your wife,
wife,
involved?
dude.
And that was like later on because it was like a couple hours had gone by. And that
Wife.
was like after my stream. I saw that and I was like, and I like read the whole thing. I was like, who the fuck is this? And then I read it and I saw this is his wife. But I was like, wow, he really took the time to go complain to his fucking wife. And then she wanted to go stand up for his fucking ass.
Did I?
And I was like, dude, what the?
After
I was
that,
dying.
he also messaged me
to
Oh,
talk some shit.
to talk some shit. I don't know exactly what he said. I don't know if I can be able to find it. I should be able to find it. Hold on.
All the Twitter DMs are all, or not Twitter, but
Yeah, I'm about to go
Twitch
back.
are all,
I'm going to Twitch right now.
they're all saved. I was like, dude, you really?
That
a
is
safe
so
space.
sad.
Literally.
This
That
a
is,
safe
I
space.
mean,
Especially because I could see if I just did it out of nowhere and I'm just being a dickhead over online.
But still,
whatever. Even then, it's still sad.
if somebody was
still,
teabagging me and being a dick and killed me multiple times, I'm not gonna.
no, I'm not gonna go search him out.
Yeah,
But
or
like-
even if I knew that they were a Twitch streamer, I'm not gonna go message them and be like, "Hey, fuck you."
Yeah, and so yeah, but I thought it was so funny.
I'll give this guy. He's got some creative insults, though. Like I will say that it
Oh,
made me laugh. So here's a DM. He's like, so you think I'm pussy, huh? You'd elbow me, huh? Nerdy hillbilly with a. He's called me. He's like nerdy hillbilly with a boy mustache. And then I'm in the hood, so let's meet up. Give me your address and I'll pull the fuck up, boy. Let's see who's tough. I highly doubt that you couldn't even hurt a fly, better yet, a person. Stop acting like a keyboard thug. Called me a keyboard thug.
Keyboard thug.
Call me a keyboard
Damn.
thug. And pull up, bitch. I'd wreck you and your boyfriend. Oh, dude.
Aw,
Oh,
dude.
He called you my boo thing?
We're a couple now.
So sweet. What
You
a
guys were like,
guy.
we weren't even gonna put a label on it.
I was like, I thought we just left it in the air, dude. It's not like anything. Watch yourself because you don't know what I'm about. You made a video game about talking shit in real life. Make sure you back it up, soft ass pussy with. And then this user has turned on block whispers from strangers in their privacy.
So they
stream.
message you and then they block you to where you can't even message them back.
I was
And
like-
so I'm like, what's the point of fucking messaging me if you're only getting your word out
They
there?
can't take it. They
No.
can
Can't
dish
take
it,
it,
and
dude.
they
No.
can't
They
take
can't
it.
take it.
Yeah, I thought it was so funny.
That's when he messaged. I was like, I'm really curious about this individual, and I looked at him up. I was like, there's no way you're gonna call me a keyboard thug. Well, I didn't even do what you're just doing,
Literally.
and you look very unhealthy, good sir.
That is somebody that has never been in a fight.
That is somebody who's given the power
There
of the
you go.
internet.
There you go.
Is what that's the
That's-
typical person that they feel like they have power because
And is not afraid of any repercussions.
no.
No,
He's like, I'll
dude.
wreck you, boy. I'm like, you
No.
can talk whatever shit you want. I show up on your door, you still gonna be talking the same fucking shit that you are over
I've-
online. I
I've
guarantee
literally
not.
seen people get their asses knocked out right in front of me in the fucking trap house because they thought they can say whatever the fuck they wanted. It's just
No, yeah.
back in Kansas too. Someone would say some racist slang, and then all of a sudden the big. I don't know why they would say it to the biggest black dude in the fucking room, but then they get knocked down. Like That's a
What did
natural
you think was
consequence, dude.
coming?
I don't know what
Like-
the fuck you thought was gonna
Like,
happen.
what did you think was gonna happen after that?
It's in a way, it's weird that people still think you can just go and do that because there are so many videos online of people getting the
Yeah, dude.
shit beat out of them.
YouTube.
Hey,
Hey.
Yeah,
I don't
thought it was-
know.
I thought it was funny. I was like, wow.
I feel bad.
So
for
you're
that
talking to
guy.
me and saying I'm sad and a disgrace, but you're gonna search people out online and take the time out of your day
Oh,
to
yeah.
go and talk shit to somebody
And then block
over
'em.
in
And
a
then
video
block
game
'em,
and then
dude.
block them. Like please.
My keyboard warrior friend, he's a little hefty, bro. He had the like little.
You gotta get some
Pikachus.
keyboard thug merch.
I know, I
That's-
do, man. The
turn it
keyboard
into a
thug right
thing.
here,
You
dude.
start making money off of his
Like, thanks,
his
man.
insult. Be like, oh, I appreciate you. I made a lot of money actually off of that. Thanks.
No, I need hillbilly nerd with the boy mustache as a hat. That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
And have a little mustache
Thanks.
logo on it.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
This guy, the people who just do, I don't know what, because it's like it's Call of Duty, right? It's Call of Duty. It happens all the time. People
Shooting
get-
bodies has been
people-
in
it
the
happens
game
all
for
the
I
time.
can't tell you how long.
Back on-
Teabagging has been around since
the
the
beginning
first
of the
console.
game.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't think this guy's ever played like the original Modern Warfare 2, because that was the
That
fucking
was
worst,
toxic,
bro.
Dude,
Those
you
were
hear some old
toxic
voice
things,
chats.
dude.
Oh my god.
Oh my,
that shit was so
that
funny.
was
though.
shit was
Oh,
so
The
funny.
difference was nobody cared back then.
No, no
so
one
shit
cared.
was slung,
Slung,
and just
left
literally
and right, no fucks given. I was like, dude, I don't.
everybody's getting called the N word in those chats.
Everyone,
It's just rough.
everyone, dude. Especially if you're playing
Oh.
like Search and Destroy and shit like that.
Oh, that's where it gets the
That's when
most
it gets
toxic.
the
Because then you can
most
chat in
toxic.
between the
between
rounds. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
kill somebody and you like teabag them in the
Oh,
middle of that
I'm
round.
coming for you now.
Then it's like you get to talk for a half a second and you're like motherfucker, and then it gets cut off and you're into the next round.
And
Yeah,
it just gets to the point where everyone's just screaming into the mic. You can't.
you can't
no
tell
one.
what's being said.
No one can tell, but you can tell there's some shit being thrown. I was
Bro,
like,
yeah.
Different time.
different
very.
time. Different time. 2022.
We got too many sensitive people out here.
That's the problem.
I mean, it happens.
Too many
Like if somebody,
many
I mean, because
weak
I've had
people.
plenty of people teabag and shoot my body. I'm like, I will find you. And I'm gonna kill you in game.
We're gonna do
Like, oh,
this.
okay, I'm coming back. And there's been times where I've said it over the mic, like they'll teabag. I'm like, I'm coming back, and I'll come back. I'll find a gun and I'll kill him and I'll teabag him. Like that's what you fucking get. You thought I wasn't gonna come back.
I've had to take a break from Call of Duty, dude. There's some mental strain. As if you play like night after night, it's like, oh god, all
Takes
right.
a toll on you. I haven't played in a minute.
Good.
I gotta-
You haven't missed out on Warzone. I
Good.
mean, with the new map, I'm not a huge fan of the new map really.
Yeah, no.
Rebirth is cool still.
It's pretty much all anyone plays.
Yeah,
No.
but the new map, like they took it out.
I
To
miss
where-
Verdansk.
Same.
Yeah.
They took it out to where you can't even get the loadout until after the first.
Yeah,
circle.
that was
That's
dumb.
stupid.
Yeah.
So the gameplay's so slow, and by the time you actually get your
They
loadout,
gotta
there's
fire
like,
whoever the fuck came up with
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like so many people are already dead by the time the loadout finally comes.
I'm not
in.
surprised.
It's-
I'll be surprised if they haven't already fired a lot of people, because like, freaking
I
Microsoft.
was gonna say Microsoft. bought 'em
Microsoft
out.
bought Activision, right? So they're now the head honchos.
Yep.
Well, Sony bought Bungie.
Bungie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Bungie. So, I mean, they were like, oh, okay, you bought
Yeah, they're like-
Activision, so we gotta
We're
do
going-
something.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
tit for tat. We're gonna buy somebody too.
All right.
It's always a war between those. Like, why can't we just coexist? Like,
That's okay. I've been trying to get a PC for like 2 years. Still made no progress.
So-
about it.
well, I mean, once COVID hit, dude,
It was hard.
there were so many
man.
people that picked up like PC building as a hobby during that time.
Yeah.
Not a
Parts
good
were
time.
Gone.
Mm.
Consoles were gone. Everything electronic was just gone because everybody was at home. So they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna spend my time doing something that I don't normally have the time for.
It was so hard trying to get a PC, like a PS5. It was
Dude.
like it was.
I mean, they're still
so
like
fucking
way
hard.
under stock.
Oh yeah,
There's still a ton of people that can't get their hands on the new consoles.
100%.
Or buying them way overpriced. From
Way
third
overpriced.
parties.
Mhm.
People will buy it like off the first market and then put it on the secondary market for like $15, sometimes $2,000, and
And people
sure,
will pay.
people will pay. People will pay easily.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
I mean, so it's just it is what it is. But eventually, I'm probably
You're going to go PC.
100%. I'll go PC. You know, fuck
I
it.
have to.
Are you gaming on your PC or are you.
Yeah, I play on controller on PC. I don't play me
Oh,
keyboard and
okay.
mouse. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
I have my controller plugged into the PC.
Okay.
Always
That's
a
the way to go,
controller
baby.
player.
Hey.
I'm trying to go back to my nerd shit, but dude, I'm fucking trying to go back to Skyrim, man.
Hey.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I put years of my life into that game before I didn't. I don't know why I stopped. I was happy back then.
Simpler times.
It was simpler
Yeah.
times, man. It was simpler times. But no, video games has taken such a big. I mean, they're really fun. They're really fun, and then I would love to make it like a part where you're making money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, man, those YouTubers and those streamers, dude, they make so.
they make bank, man.
Are you still streaming?
They make bank.
I haven't in a little while because, well,
Yeah, Mary was
I
talking
wanna-
about you being on that, you guys on that NFT craze.
dude,
NFTs cool. I like NFTs.
yeah, we've actually gotten in a couple big projects.
Yeah, a couple of big projects, man. I mean, NFTs is it's just so new right now that it's been just really crazy. Especially with the big projects, like the type of turnout someone can make off an NFT is just crazy.
Yeah, so we just got into a project. Well, we got whitelisted for this project back in November.
Yeah.
Hate Beast. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
I'm so.
It just yeah. So I got like whitelisted in it.
What does
back
that
in-
mean?
So that's like where they are usually when projects come out, there's a public sale and a pre-sale.
Yeah.
If you're whitelisted, you're a part of the pre-sale. And so usually the gas fees are lower because there's not as much traffic. And so when there's more traffic on the blockchain,
You have these gas
the
wars.
gas fees are insane. Like there's been times
left and
where
right.
you buy an NFT for say $400, the gas prices are gonna be like $800.
Yeah.
That you have to pay because those fees go to the miners who mined the Ethereum. Most of the NFTs are on the Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah.
And so those fees go to them. And so, yeah, if there's a lot of traffic on the blockchain, so if like a big project comes out, a lot of traffic in that on the blockchain because a lot of people are trying to get in on the project, the gas fees are hella high. And so when you're on the pre-sale, there's only a set amount because say you have a collection of 10,000 NFTs. They usually will pre-sale. Some of the other projects like this one I'm going to talk about is fully pre-sale, fully whitelist. So if you're on the whitelist, you don't get mint. You have to buy from the secondary, so off of OpenSea.
Which is good and bad at the same time.
So you either have to, you have to hope that you get a part of it, or you're out
That
of luck.
probably drives up the price if there's only a pre-sale for it, right?
No, I mean if they choose
I
to.
mean, it depends on. A lot of it depends on the project itself. It
Yeah.
depends on the team behind it, the amount of people that are in it. And a lot of it is their utility. And so there's one called Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is kind
I've
of
seen
the
that
gold,
one.
the
Yeah.
gold standard of NFTs. The floor price right now is like 100 Ethereum, which each Ethereum right now is like $3,000.
For like
So
100 Ethereum, that's
the
like
base
bank
price,
money,
the base
dude.
price is $300,000 to get in. You have to buy one, and they have exclusive events on like yachts and fancy ass hotels. And if you don't own one, you can't go to those events.
It's like a status symbol.
And
That's
that
what
is
it really
that is the utility behind the project. You get to, if you have one, you get to go to these events.
Are you still paying for these events, or no? That's
No.
like your
No.
that's your
As
ticket.
long as
to
you
get
have
in.
that token right there, you have access to whatever they
And so
offer.
if you don't,
As long as it's
you're
in
out
a
of
smart.
luck.
As long
And
as
there's
it's
been a
smart
lot of
contract.
celebrities getting in. Like Kevin Hart just bought a Bored Ape not too long ago. Serena Williams just bought a Bored Ape not too long ago. And other celebrities I can't think about off the top of my head. But there's been a lot of people that have bought. I think Cristiano Ronaldo just bought one not too long ago. But a lot of people have been buying these Bored Apes because more people are getting into NFTs. But yeah, and so if you have like a collection of 10,000 and they try to whitelist, let's say they're going to whitelist half 5,000. If you're on the whitelist, you get the pre-sale. They usually release it like the day before. So you get 24 hours to do the pre-sale and to buy yours if you're on the pre-sale. If you don't, then all the ones that weren't minted for the pre-sale, so say 4,000 people bought that were on the pre-sale. Okay, that leaves 6,000 rest. And so those 6,000 will be on the public sale. And so everybody else has at it. And in a big project, it sells out in seconds. If a lot of people went in, it sells out in seconds. And so we just got into one called Hate Beast. And it was supposed to come out last month. It was in December. And then they pushed it back to the 19th because they wanted to make sure of January because they wanted to make sure everything was perfect for it. And then we minted on the 19th. And minting is when it goes from the company wallet to our wallet. And so you're buying it directly from them. You're not buying it from somebody on OpenSea, like off of the secondary market. You're buying it from them.
And so
And
minting is when it switches hands.
Yeah,
To us,
To you guys.
from the company to us.
from the
Okay.
original price.
And
stuff
so
like that.
that price was 2.2 Ethereum, which at the time was like $600 plus gas.
Yeah.
And if you wait a while, like, the gas is always going to spike in the beginning because everybody's rushing to the server as soon as it goes live because they want to get in. But we had 5 days. They were like, okay, you have plenty of time. Don't overspend on gas because you have 5 days to mint. And the whole project was whitelisted, so there were 8,192 of them. And they were like, don't rush. You have 5 days to do it. And so I waited until, like, at first the gas prices were like $200. I was like, well, I'm not going to spend $200 just to buy this, because then we would have been spending like close to 900 instead of 600 and whatever. And so I waited, and the gas prices were like $50. And so I bought it for like 650, 700, something around there. And as soon as people were selling them on OpenSea, they were selling them for like 10 Ethereum. Like $30,000.
Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate.
And people were buying them for that price because they wanted in and they didn't get on the whitelist and they wanted in. We just had one sell today for 99 Ethereum for $300,000.
Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you guys have some of
And
these?
we have
one.
We were only able to get one because if you're on the
One.
HAPE list, you only get
You
one.
only get one. And there's people that have enough money to be able to buy it from the secondary market like it was nothing.
Like this one dude, he bought 12 of them the other
Yeah.
day for $300,000+.
That's some money, man.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's some
what?
money. 12 of these guys, man. And it's like, it's really cool about the whole NFT thing is like, I was following this guy, Gary V, right? Gary V, he's really big in the whole NFT space.
Yeah,
And-
Gary Vaynerchuk.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then he was saying like he wouldn't be surprised if things like a sports ticket or airplane ticket would be turned into an NFT eventually, because things like for QR codes are already a thing, right? Instead of a paper ticket, we have codes in our phones to be able to go onto the plane. And then he said, well, if they were doing like a sports ticket, and then within that sports ticket in a smart contract, they're saying, you get an endless supply of like let's just say beer, right? You could resell that to someone else with a hefty penny, and then you can just keep that, and then that is almost like a status symbol. That's like literally, people only want this as like art. People buy like art for like Leonardo, right? People spend millions and thousands of dollars on just art pieces that they just want to hang up on their wall just because this is something like, hey, this is what I have. This is a flex, and that's all it is. It's just a digital flex.
At the end of the day, it's a collectible.
Exactly.
Is there
It's
anything
collectible.
tied to you guys got into Hypebeast? Is that what it's called?
Hate
Hape.
Beast.
Hate
Like-
Beast.
Yep.
Like ape.
Oh,
Bored
Hate
Ape, it's
Beast.
Hate
Hate
Beast.
Beast. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything tied to that?
What do you mean?
With like the Bored Ape Yacht Club, you get to go on a yacht, or you get these things.
Yeah, they
Fashion-
have
fashion.
It's all like fashion based. I know they're gonna do like collabs with certain brands and stuff. They haven't like listed because they don't want to. They've been like pretty discreet about what they're saying and what their roadmap is. And the roadmap is basically kind of like where they plan on going with the project.
Yeah.
And
So
they've
these
been-
projects, you're basically buying a ticket for the ride, and you're hoping that they're going to do something that
Yeah.
adds value to
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
ticket.
Practically.
you're buying, and that's what a lot of that determines the price is like the utility, the team, whoever's behind the project. You know, if somebody like is a big name in the art industry or something, and a lot of people know him, and he comes out with an NFT project, a lot of people are going to buy because okay, they like his art and they've known about him for a long time or whatever. But yeah, a lot of the price is determined by the utility, and
Yeah.
so what you can do because you have one.
Okay.
And that's what Bored Ape, it's like a status symbol. It's like okay, I have one. It shows that I have money. I'm able to go to these events, even whether you go to them or not. But it's the gold standard of NFTs right
Right.
now. If you have a Bored Ape, you are a somebody in the NFT.
It's like having a Bentley. Like
Exactly.
you just have this.
exactly. It's like
status
okay, I
symbol.
got this Lambo that I bought.
It's just a
Yeah.
digital
status,
flex.
It's a status symbol. It's a
Digital
collectible
flex.
at the end of the day. Like, and there's always going to be a collectible market. You have these trading cards, that
Pokemon cards.
Pokemon
Exactly.
go
Huge
for
right
a
now.
lot of money,
Exactly.
and so it's just a collectible.
I
from a
wouldn't be
certain
surprised,
collection.
dude. I really wouldn't be surprised if Hate Beast right now would replace Bored Ape in the near future.
I mean, I can
What
show
made
you
you
what ours
guys?
looks
Yeah,
like.
hell yeah! What
Yeah.
made you guys pick this project?
I'd been looking at it for a while. I'd found it on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I really like the art. And there's things that you just got to look into when you're researching a project. A lot of it you look into the roadmap to see where the project's going. And I don't really base very much of my decision off the roadmap. A team can say what they want
Right.
about a project. Okay, we're gonna do this and this and this. We're gonna collab with these and these and these brands and these people.
Doesn't necessarily
Doesn't
mean it's
mean
going to happen.
they're gonna follow through.
Right.
And so what I had to base my decision on, and another project that we're in called Psychedelics Anonymous, there's this dude called Voltura. His name's Voltura. That's his name on Twitter. He's been in crypto for a long time. He's been in NFTs for a couple years, so he's like very early to both. And he said that you're betting on the team behind the project. If you have confidence and faith in the team that they are going to be able to follow through with everything that they're, saying that they're going to do, and that they're going to keep up on the project and they genuinely care about their community, then that is a project you want to be in. And Hate Beast is one of those projects that, I have faith in their team because
It's also like one of those things where you can get a pretty damn decent turnaround if you do your research. If you do your own research and you get into a project that's actually on a higher level and that they are worth their salt, right? The turnout could be amazing compared to like investing into crypto. Crypto goes up and down, or stock markets go up and down over time. You never really know. But if you do your research and you go into a project like, for example, Hate Beast or Psychedelics, you have the confidence to be like, no, this project is going somewhere. It's gonna go somewhere, and once it gets to a certain point in SL, then you can have a lot of money, man. That's it right there.
Called Hate Prime.
Hate Prime.
Yeah, it was Hate Beast, and that's what their Twitter is called.
So these ones are going for 3-4 Ethereum.
The ones with the red number, the red little symbol next to it, that's called wrapped ETH, and that is what you use to place a bet on somebody's. And so if it's like an auction, basically, you can make an offer on somebody's NFT.
Oh, so these are people are selling these, and you're bidding it up.
Yeah,
or you're bidding the price.
And so you can either decide to list yours for sale when you want to sell, or you can list it for auction, and then you can place like a minimum bid that somebody has to put out.
There's like some heavy hitters in the NFT space. Like there's one individual called Beeple. Beeple.
I listened to his podcast with
his
Joe.
sell for millions,
man. He sold one that's like a physical NFT. It's like, I don't know, it's like Human One or something like that.
That's insane. And how many were in that project? The Hate
8,192.
8,000.
And I can show you ours. Let me just go to OpenSea real quick.
You guys are saying this, and to me, I'm kind of equating it to stocks, but it sounds like it's almost like an IPO.
Well,
like you're buying into
ours.
this company that hasn't really, it's not there yet, but you're saying, hey, I'm going to buy in, and hopefully this thing
I mean, it could be
produces.
dangerous though. You can invest $5,000, right?
Oh, that's pretty sick.
And like
Yeah,
into an
that
NFT
is the one
and
that
lose
we
all
got.
your money easily.
Because there are things called rug pools within NFTs.
Yeah.
And so a rug pool is basically you invest into their product, their business, and they sell out. The project looks good. They look like they got all these certain plans lined up, and then all of a sudden the team just pulls the project.
That's why it's
So
super
you invest
important.
it, and they just take the money and run. Basically.
Super important to do your own research, man.
But pulls the project, so then you're just left
So
with
they just
this,
take all the
You're
money.
left with this
They
image.
just take all the money. You're left with the image, but they take all the money because
And so
the blockchain is protecting them, right? The blockchain, you can't track them and go to an actual place and be like, "Hey, give me my money back."
So it could be like a Ponzi scheme. They're just putting this out there just to get that IPO money.
Yeah.
And then we didn't have anything actually planned for this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why I say don't base your decisions off of the roadmap, because any team can say, oh yeah, I could go out there and create some art and say, oh, I'm gonna do this and this and this. I have these collabs already lined up with so and so brands, and this is what we're gonna do. This is our utility. Anybody can say that.
But it's that follow through.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And so that's what like Bored Ape has done. Bored Ape, they said that they were going to have this utility, and they have that utility. And now people want in because it's this special club, and you have to have one to be a part of that.
Oh yeah.
And so people are willing to pay 300. I mean, once have sold from them for like 700 Ethereum, which is like $2.1 million. And people have bought them for that price.
So it's
Easily.
not so much the art necessarily, it's what comes along.
It's
with
what
it.
comes
Okay,
along.
see, that's what,
That is
because I've
the
talked to
first-
other people about this, and that's never come up. I was like, why are people paying all of this money for these
The first
images
thing
they
that
don't even
attracts
have?
you, the first thing that attracts you is the art, obviously, because
Mhm.
that's what you see. But then you look into it more. Like the first thing, I'll just be on Twitter and I'll be looking around, and I will see a project. Like, oh, the art's kind of cool. So I'll look and see, okay, how big is your guys' following? I'll join the Discord, and I'll be like, okay, how active is the community? If it says, oh, there are 90,000 people in this Discord, but the chat's not really moving, I'm like, well, that doesn't really add up. I feel like there's a lot of these numbers are filled with bots. And so, yeah, you just go and you just look at the team, and then you can, a lot of the team, like they'll have it doxed. And so you can go and like find the team, see what they've done in the past. Like Digimental, the artist and the founder of Hate Beast, he has like his whole LinkedIn profile, all the past things that he's done. So you can go and easily access it. It's available for the public. And so, yeah, you just do your research and be like, okay, obviously he's done things like this in the past. So I don't see why he would, put a project out there and put all this time, because they've been doing this for months. And so it's like, why would you put all this time and effort to just gone? Take the money and leave, basically.
There's projects that do have good intentions. Like we were just part of a project recently called not recently, but it was like a few months ago, called The Last Dragons, and they've had some, like, they promised a few things that like it sounded really appealing. They did some correct things, but then eventually just the management behind it, behind the art, behind the team, just kind of collapsed within itself. And then we were lucky enough to pull out when we did, because they had like a little burn system. So we were able to get our money back practically in full, right? But it kind of depends on who the people are, how I want to say professional, how professional they're going to be about this whole thing. Because like you said, anyone can create these projects, but it's like this, it's like the few, like the 5%,
You gotta find the
1%
select few.
that will actually pull their strings, get things done, and then have a decent project for you to be a part of. It's kind of a crazy thing, man. But you can invest all, like, let's say like $5,000 and just lose it all just because of a rug pull.
And you wanna know how fast Bored Apes went up? I think they released last April for 0.08 Ethereum. So you
Damn.
probably paid
Yeah.
like, and Ethereum at that price was way cheaper. I think it was like 1,000 something.
Oh yeah.
So you probably paid like $150 for this thing, and now it's worth hundreds of thousands for the base ones.
There's also another
Jesus.
there's
And that was
another
just
cool project.
That was just in like a couple months.
There's like another cool project called CyberKongs. All right, and one of their utilities behind having that NFT is that they give you 10 tokens, 10 crypto
Nano.
a day, right? And then each one of those tokens right now is worth I want to say like 40.
It's like $40.
Yeah, $40, and you get 10 of those a day. So you can just hold on to that for months and just stack money up easily
It's for 10 years.
for 10 years.
It
So
has that.
$400 a day for 10 years.
How much was it to buy initially?
That was cheaper.
That was cheap. That was cheap. I think it was like 0.05.
Yeah, that was cheaper.
How is that producing a coin?
Because they've made so much money off of the like the project when it minted, and people.
Oh, so they're
they
just
have
like
a community wallet
reimbursing
that they are funding.
fund. Okay.
They have a community wallet.
They're making more money than they're dishing out right now, and that's for, if they can promise that for 10 years, you're set. If you have like 3-4 of those suckers,
I mean, $400 a day is a lot of
a
fucking
lot
money.
of money, man.
So Bored Ape Yacht Club, as an example, that one I'm guessing they didn't have that yacht pass or anything when it first released.
I'm not sure
I'm not
because
entirely
I
too
wasn't
sure.
I wasn't
Okay.
into NFTs
Yeah.
that early on.
Because I'm just trying to figure out, how did that?
We're
Well,
fairly
is it
new.
just
We
public sway? Like so many people wanted that the price just
Yeah.
increased, and then all these other things start coming on? Or
I mean, that's what it comes to supply and demand. So
Mhm.
many people want in, but there's only a certain amount of them. I think there's only 10,000 of them, and so if there's all these people that want in, and it just comes down to supply and demand, basically.
10,000 is so small when you think of like the grand
Well,
scale.
the amount of people. I mean, yeah, only 8,000 Hapes.
Yeah, so
But
small.
there were so many. There were 450,000 people in the Discord. So it's like you have
Yeah.
8,000, and all these people want in. It's a lot of demand for a little bit of a supply.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm confident that this project and like the team behind it, because the Digimental, he had it's not so much of a previous project. He did like tester art basically for Hape, that he
Genesis.
released earlier. It's called the Hape Genesis, and the floor price for that one right now is like 88 Ethereum.
damn,
That was a test run.
And that was just like the test. That was like, yeah, I think he made them for like a select few people just to like test the art basically. And so I saw that and I was like, okay, wow. And just a little bit ago, the floor price was like 40 something Ethereum, but there have been ones that have sold for that, like 42 plus Ethereum. But yeah, today I got the notification on my phone because I follow the Hape like bot sales tracker page on Twitter, and so I get notified every time one gets sold, for how much, who buys, who sells. And and you can track all of these on there's a site called Etherscan, and you can track it all on the blockchain. And you can check, okay, it went from this wallet to this wallet, and it went from this wallet to this wallet for however much Ethereum. Yeah, one sold today for 99 Ethereum, or like $300,000.
That's insane.
And I was like,
It's like the fact that people have this amount of money to be able to just like, I want that one.
So is there any difference between the one you guys have and the one that sold for 99 Ethereum?
rarity.
Yeah, rarity.
There's different traits.
Yeah.
Each trait, okay, there's certain trait. There's only 10 in the entire collection that have that trait.
Traits being
So
in
like
the image,
features
features
of
of
the-
the image.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So did you see like the hat we were wearing is like
Yeah.
a bright blue hat? That is a trait. The fur color is a trait. The background color is a trait. And so each project will have like a certain amount of traits that they'll make. So like Psychedelics Anonymous, there's like 900 and something traits, because what he was going for, Voltura, what he was going for that project was aesthetics over rarity. So there were ones that, like, when we first minted ours, it was ranked
So
like
bad.
8,000 out of like, it was like 8,400 out of 9,500.
We
it
were
was
like literally
almost,
1,100
we
away.
were 1,100 from being dead last in rarity. But there were ones that were less rare. So for like in like the 9,500 range that were cooler looking than ours.
Yeah.
But I was like, how is that one less rare? And so he went for aesthetics over rarity because he created so many different traits. Whereas like Bored Ape, I think they have like 130 traits.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that trait is going to pop up more often, And so this one, yeah, there's just different traits. Like, okay, this blue hat, like, it only pops up, say, 10 times out of the entire collection. So you do 10 divided by 8,192 gives you a percentage. Okay, it only pops up point however much percent in this entire collection. And so if you have a bunch of them that are rare, that determines your rarity.
Do you know how rare one is going in?
No.
No.
It's all random. It's all generated random. So you can get either a really cool one, like a really
Oh,
rare
you don't
one.
even know what one you're buying.
No, it's all
So like
random.
when I minted the Hape off their website, it just said your number 5403, and that was the one that we got.
Yeah.
It was number 5403. You don't know what it looks like. You don't know anything about it. And
Oh,
so
you don't
then-
even know. So like with that,
No.
you didn't even know it was going to be an ape.
No, you know that's gonna be an 8, but they
Because
like
it's
what they
from their
do. They like
collection.
they don't release it right away because I feel like sometimes for projects they'll have like minor tweaks or things that they'll need to do before they release the image. And when you compare something like Hate Beast compared to like Bored Ape Yacht Club, it's just a night and day difference.
So you
man.
see that image, just with the dark background and the monkey looking.
Yeah,
figure?
the bottom one. Yeah.
The Hate Prime. That one. That's the image it showed us.
Yeah.
Oh, so
it's
you just see
it's
that.
You just see
until
that.
they determine their release date. So we minted on the 19th of January. We just got released on Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
This one's gonna be one of the first projects that like actually do like 8K 3D art, and it's like ape related. Because right now apes, like monkey things, are like really big when it
That's
comes
great.
to
So
NFT
people that
space.
can't see this. It's just an image of an ape, but the background's black and the ape is super dark, so you can't really make out any distinguishing features. So that's all you guys saw.
That's all we could
That's
see.
all we see.
And then you don't know which.
You really have to bet on.
You don't
the
even
project.
know what.
You really
traits
have to
they're
bet
gonna
on the
be.
project.
And so you're just hoping that, like, okay, you're hoping that it's rare. Because I mean, if it's rare and you're in somebody like, say, our position where we don't have like a ton of money, it's life-changing money. If
Yeah.
you happen to mint that one that sold for 99 Ethereum, and you sell it for 99 Ethereum, you just made $300,000. And if you're in
Easily.
our situation, that's a lot of fucking money. That is life-changing money for people.
Oh yeah.
So it's almost speculative, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, is it like buying a lottery ticket? Is that a
When you
It
mint,
can be.
when you mint, I mean, when you're doing your research on the project, it's an investment.
like for
basically.
Bored Ape right now? Like any one of those are worth 100 Ethereum. The floor price for
whereas
that
at the beginning
at the beginning it
it
was
would have
less.
been rarity.
Now since that floor price, that's like the least, like the cheapest one is being sold right now. Since it's worth 100 Ethereum, so
it's
people can
100,
be like
it's 103.9 Ethereum. is the floor.
103.9. People could be like, hey, I'm gonna sell mine for 150 or 200.
So you
easily.
see all those little numbers up top? See the 103 floor price, 103.9?
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of the entire collection, that is the cheapest one listed for sale.
Cheapest one.
And so
103 and this so there's 10,000 NFTs in this collection.
Yeah.
And it says that they've traded 385,000 times.
385,000
Ethereum.
Traded.
Traded.
Okay.
And so if you look at
That's
the,
an
so if you swipe
insane
to my,
amount of money.
if you swipe to my homepage,
I don't know. I don't know.
just
how to do-
swipe up.
Swipe up?
Yep.
Swipe up. Can you? Apparently, I'm retarded because swiping and it's refreshing.
Yeah, and then go to.
Is this an app or something that you're on
and
here?
click to the homepage. Just click off of that. See, look at the price of Ethereum. Up in that
Ethereum
widget
right
up there.
now is worth $3,022.75.
And yeah, you can show him too.
That's.
See up in the top left of my phone, the little big block says 3,000.
Oh, you've got a little tracker for Ethereum.
Yeah,
Because Ethereum's was pretty much primarily what we trade with NFTs, and so I always have that open. But yeah,
That's
and so that's the price. So
ridiculous.
if you do 3,000, so 385,000 Ethereum traded, 385.
because when it comes to like
That's
Bored
times
Ape,
3,000.
That's a ridiculous amount of money.
rarity doesn't matter when it comes to Bored Ape. If you have a Bored Ape,
One-
no matter what type of rarity it is, you will have money.
Jesus.
$1,163,470,000 has been traded just in that collection.
There's people.
over OpenSea.
There's people that will just follow you just for the sake that you have a Bored Ape.
So you're buying into a collection as an investment at a base price, hoping that it'll go up.
in the beginning.
Yeah.
And on
yes.
top of that, there's a chance that you get a rare one that just off the bat is
There's a
initially worth
chance.
more.
There's a chance, which is nice because you can't have someone like go into it and be like, I'm gonna pay this much money, and then start having like a little bidding war. Everyone gets a fair chance to be like, you may get the rarest one, you may not get the rarest one.
You may get dead last.
You may
You
get
just-
dead
You
last.
just don't know until you get revealed.
And then you're just hoping,
Yeah.
okay, base
Like
price
that-
this rises.
If
Yeah.
there's 10,000 NFTs out like for that project, that's a 1 in 10,000 chance you might get a really cool one or a really shitty one.
And that's why you're betting on the team.
Yeah.
You're betting on the team long term. If you have faith that they're gonna hold the longevity of this project and that they're gonna follow through with what they're saying, then you want to get in, and that is what you make your base investment decision off of. But then
Okay.
yes, when you mint, it is completely randomized.
Completely
I didn't
Complete
know that.
luck.
I thought you gotta obviously see what you were buying, and then you gotta pick.
Only off of the secondary market. So if
I
you were to
didn't
go onto
know that.
OpenSea and you want to spend 104 Ethereum, you get to see which one you're buying. It's
Yep.
gonna be the base one, and that's what that one's lifted for.
And it's all protected by the blockchain. All protected by blockchain. So you can't just like save the image and then try to resell that for the same amount of price. No, you have to have that specific one.
But see, what does that mean? What if you because obviously you own that and you just screenshot it and send it to
It's just not
somebody?
the same. It's just
because
not the same.
it has an address,
Yeah.
a contract address, and so if you screenshot it, that address is no longer tied to that image. But if I were to send, I can transfer my NFT. Like if you were to have a wallet, say like a MetaMask wallet, which is it's an Ethereum wallet, that you can hold Ethereum and hold NFTs in. And so if you had one, I could transfer that to you, and then you can go on to Etherscan and you can see it went from my wallet to your wallet. Each wallet has an address. It's like a 42 character address. It's randomized between letters and numbers. And it would show that it went from my wallet to your wallet. And yeah, if you screenshot the image, and then each NFT has a contract address behind it. And so it's all verified on the blockchain. And so, if you screenshot it, there's no longer a contract address behind
It's like
it.
if you went to the fucking museum and right, you take a picture of the Mona Lisa. You can't sell that same picture for like $3 million, right? It's just a copy. The actual art piece has it all. Your picture you just snapshotted has
no
nothing.
value.
Has nothing. No value. Nothing original about it. It's just a copy and print type of deal.
That's fucking crazy.
NFTs, man.
And there's a lot of people willing to pay a lot of money for them. And it's only like getting bigger. Like
do you think it's here to stay? Like this is
100%.
going to be?
I think
100%.
so. I think so. Because of like the whole like ticket thing. And I mean, even earlier there was Coachella. They're selling like lifetime passes for their concerts and stuff
As
that are
NFTs.
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 Wow.
And you can buy yearly passes as NFTs. But they just released their collection like yesterday. And you could buy Coachella passes.
Right, because like what was interesting what Gary Vaynerchuk was saying, it was like 98% of like the whole NFT space is gonna be complete shit. It's like the beginning of the internet, right? The internet, there's so many things going on, but only a select few lasts for the long term.
Yep.
It's gonna be the same thing with NFTs. As long as if you do your research right and they're doing what they say they're gonna do and they're actually building upon something that they have, then they're gonna be here for the long run, and that's pretty much what you're betting on.
And one of the reasons I think they're here to stay is the metaverse. Have you heard of the metaverse? I'm
Yeah.
sure with Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
So
Meta.
a lot of these things are tied into the metaverse. So, and a lot of them are making them 3D so that you can be your NFT within the metaverse. they're going to have like marketplaces where you can buy clothes from that collection, that like metaverse wearables, basically, like Psychedelics Anonymous, the other project we're in. You're going to be able to buy metaverse wearables for your avatar that are from that collection that you won't be able to buy if you don't own something from that collection. And so that is one of the reasons I think there's longevity with NFTs, is because the metaverse is coming out, and with big, companies like Facebook and like VR, VR it's going to only get bigger. And that's basically what the metaverse is just it's like a VR. And so, yeah, I think that's where a lot of the longevity behind it is.
Why is Ethereum the only coin that you can use for that? No. Do they all have gas prices?
Yeah.
No.
There's
Polygon.
There's
which
two
is,
of them right now, right?
Huh?
Aren't there two that have like gas prices right now?
Ethereum's the main one.
Yeah.
That is
has
traded.
gas. Why is everybody using Ethereum and not Bitcoin? Where
Because
Bitcoin doesn't have gas?
there are no smart contracts with Bitcoin. You can't do anything.
What does that mean?
So smart contracts are what? I'm not entirely sure, because it's very in-depth technology that I don't understand. But the smart contracts are what allow you to, like,
Pretty much like a promise, like a guarantee. Like, hey, like here, we're gonna do this.
let me look it up. I'll try to find it in like an exact definition,
because the gas prices seem like a problem.
They can be. There's things
That
called like a gas
fluctuation
war.
seems ridiculous.
It really can, because it depends on how much traffic is going on to that certain project or that certain site. Will determine the gas fees and stuff like that. That's why with hate beats, they give you like a 5-day window. So eventually, there's not gonna be that many people going on throughout the whole 5 days. You'll be able to have like a lower gas fee.
Okay.
When it
But
comes
you're
to a certain
hoping
thing.
they haven't sold out.
If you're whitelisted, you're guaranteed one.
Okay.
Yeah.
if you're on the
So
pre-sale,
you could
you're
just wait
guaranteed.
for the gas price
you
to
can
go
just
down.
wait it out. It'll be all fine. And as long as the gas prices go down, you have a chance to be able to just, hey, like for like $80 compared
Did you
to
guys
like
have to
300.
pay or
always-
something to get on that whitelist?
No, you just
It's
have,
like when I got the Hape list, what they did, they handpicked everybody. So you had to be in the Discord and you had to be chatting with people, and they saw members. Okay, this is he's a genuine person in this community. You can tell he shows interest. He wants to be a part. He's been in here for weeks. We'll give it to him. And they went and handpicked everybody.
Okay.
that's good and bad at the same time, because then there's times where like you might not have the time to be able to grind it out in the Discord for how many hours you need to go through. Like especially now is even going to give you more difficult since we have jobs and we have to be at a certain time. With our job, it's pretty simple. I mean, there's some leisure time.
But a smart contract, it says, before we get off topic, it says a smart contract is a computer program or transaction protocol which is intended to automatically execute, control, or document legally relevant events and actions according to the terms of a contract or agreement. So they'll like create these for the mint. They'll be the mint smart contracts. So it has a certain purpose in mind. So, okay, we're going to go in and we're going to click on this mint button, and we're going to hit mint. And then usually it's just the one, or unless you're like, they allow you to have up to like 3 in a wallet, then you can plus 1, plus, go to 2 or 3. But that is the smart contract is what executes that. So you go through those steps, and then the smart contract is what, I guess executes it and puts that, verifies that you have an NFT.
And those smart contracts can only be tied to Ethereum.
Ethereum, right?
Yeah, you can't do it with Bitcoin, which is why they don't trade in Bitcoin. Polygon is one that you can also have smart contracts, and they call it kind of like an Ethereum 2.0 because it doesn't have gas prices. Gas prices are like pennies, whereas they're Ethereum, they can be hundreds of dollars. And so I definitely see Polygon getting bigger, and a lot more projects going to there because it saves their community money. If you don't have the money, especially with NFTs getting bigger, there's gonna be a lot more of the normal public getting into them that can't afford hundreds of dollars of gas prices or can't afford as much,
Eventually,
And
NFTs is going to be to a point where it's like it's going to be pretty pricey. The longer the road goes, in my personal opinion, it's definitely going to get up there. So
wait, where these gas prices are going to the miners?
the miners, yep.
As they are, because
they mined the Ethereum. Because they're miners that are needed to mine the Ethereum.
And are the Ethereum mined at the time of transaction, or they mine them and then they're dishing them out?
I have no idea.
That, yeah,
how
I
it
don't get
works.
that
I
part.
don't like. It's so in depth, the whole crypto and the blockchain. Like I've tried to research it, but dude, it's
There's
a
guys
lot
out
of
there
info.
like for like there's guys out there that have like a whole facility just like with a shit ton of PCs. Specific person like the specific purpose is just to like mine crypto.
They're mining rigs.
Yeah, mining
I've
rigs
seen
and
some of
stuff like
that.
that.
It's so much electricity though. That's why a lot of people are like, there are people that are hating on like that crypto market and industry because it like requires a lot of energy to mine.
Significantly a lot.
Like Bitcoin requires a lot of energy. to
Like a
mine.
significant amount for like let's say you power up a whole city. You can power up with the amount of electricity that these miners are needing to use. Power up hundreds of cities with that fucking shit.
Gee, that's insane.
That's what we want to get into, man.
Are you guys buying any Ethereum and just holding on to Ethereum too and hoping that rises, or you guys are primarily in the NFT
We have
space?
some in the wallets.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
when I have more money too, I will buy it because I mean, since a lot of them are Ethereum based, and I think like Ethereum obviously holds value because it
Yeah.
has utility. You can do things with it.
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin is just the thing about Bitcoin is the supply is so low. I think there's only like 1.2 million coins total.
But isn't that what everybody says is a good thing about Bitcoin? Is there's that finite supply, so there's intrinsic value in that. There's a limited quantity. Because
Exactly. And
Ethereum,
that's
you
why
can keep mining, right? There's no limit.
No, there is a limit to the Ethereum. As
Oh, there
well,
is?
but it's a higher limit.
Oh, okay.
And so that's what like there's, market cap. And Bitcoin is, yes, limited in its supply, and that's what makes it so valuable because there's only that set amount. Ethereum has that as well, but it's a higher amount. And so it is not as valuable because there are more of it.
But it's still finite.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so that's why, that's what determines a lot of like the crypto's value is the utility and the amount that it, will be ever be in circulation.
Now, what does it mean? I've heard people say, "Oh, so and so burned this much Ethereum." What does that mean?
They just put it into a dead wallet. Like they just threw it into a dead wallet that had like nothing attached to it, and then you can never get it back.
It's gone from existence.
Why would somebody do that?
To build up the value, man. To build
Of
up the
Then
value.
Ethereum.
it drives up the price because there's less of a supply.
Oh, so people
Yeah.
are just trying to chip away at how much there is out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you are
Why
burning
not just
Ethereum.
lower the mining cap?
That's a different. I need to be more educated on
I
that.
was
man.
Mhm.
Or I guess, well, the miners are obviously different than the guy that developed the currency.
Yeah.
So he probably developed it with this amount in mind.
Right.
And that's weird.
Which I just don't understand.
But
'cause
aren't you
it's
just
like,
pissing away money then? Like if you bought 100
Essentially, yeah.
Ethereum and then you just
oh yeah, and if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just burned it, then
throw it
and
away.
People
100
have the
Ethereum
money,
out
though.
of how many that there are total is nothing.
People
I know,
do
but that's
have
a
the
lot.
money. They're
That's
just
a
like
No, that's
100
no, but it's not a lot of Ethereum is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
yes. Yeah.
Because there's millions of Ethereum, but that's a lot of fucking money. If you buy 100 Ethereum right now, that's $300,000. If you just decide to burn that, you just threw $300,000 away. But that does nothing to increase the value because 100 out of the millions that there are of Ethereum is a tiny percentage.
So
you're
they're
not-
not really doing anything other
No.
than
Like unless you were back when Ethereum was just starting out and it was very cheap, for you could get it for dollars, then you buy a ton of it, millions of it, and then
there's been a lot of those when it comes to like, oh, I am now insanely rich because of my past investment into crypto. Insanely rich.
yeah, there are people that bought into Bitcoin back in like 2011.
Oh, yeah.
for like a couple dollars each, and now they're like millionaires on it because they just forgot about it and it sat there,
Yeah.
and now it's worth $40,000. It was worth like almost 70 earlier this year, but it's the crypto market's pretty much was down a ways right now.
NFTs is kind of it's an interesting space. It's also a scary space because there's a lot of shit projects out there that you have to watch
and then
out
you're
for.
just out your cash.
You just gotta
Yeah,
do
you're
your
just out your money,
research.
man. Because like when they say don't invest with emotion when it comes to emotion of mine. Like for me, I was very new into whole, and I just wanted to get in. I just wanted to get in the NFT, and I invested in something called like Shikai. It was like a Shikai NFT, and then eventually
Oh, I'm guessing this did not.
No, it did not go well.
Rain's over here laughing.
it did not go. Thanks, dude.
No, I'm just
Thanks.
laughing at the whole Discord. That's what I'm laughing about.
Oh, the fucking
Yeah,
Discord,
that's what
dude.
I'm laughing. Not because you lost your money, but because of the Discord.
I lost my money, but they're like, this is how like I was like, oh shit, this is going south real fucking quick. It's like the developers and like the people behind it were barely present. Like the actual founder of the whole NFT were barely present. They would chime in once in a while, and then eventually people got fed up. They were like, "Yo, we want answers. What are you gonna do for us for this project since we just bought in so much?" Eventually they got so fed up people started putting like gay anime porn, freaking people sucking dick left and right.
Oh my god,
dude, he was on FaceTime and he was like screen sharing. I started dying because he was just showing me these pictures. I was like, what the
And
fuck
people
is
was
happening
like
on your Discord?
post the same fucking picture. So there's like just a scroll through of the same person sucking dick throughout the whole entire
Discord feed.
entire Discord feed. And it's like, and then eventually he'll chime in and was like, no, dude, I'm like, I think he just wanted to rattle people up. He was like, I'm gonna fuck with these people because he knew he was safe. That's the whole thing about the whole NFT thing is that you can't really track these people down. Like,
because
sure,
it's protected by the blockchain.
it's protected by the blockchain. You may be able to see the wallet, right? But that doesn't mean anything. It's not like it's giving you an address. We're like, okay, this is where I'm gonna find this dude. He could be anywhere around the fucking planet.
Well, and when you send your Ethereum or NFT to a wallet, there's no way to get it back. Like, you can't contact MetaMask and be like, hey, so my Ethereum got hacked and taken.
It's just gone.
It's
just
gone.
gone.
They can't do anything for you. And so, yeah, if you put your money into that wallet willingly, and the
You're
project
just
goes south, you're
hoping.
just out of luck.
I look at that shit like almost every day as a reminder. So whenever I'm looking into projects and I'm doing my own research and shit like that, I have
Just
that in
go
mind.
back.
Yeah, I really do have that in mind. I'm like, dude, this is because like, I think it wasn't too much money. It was like about like 300.
Okay,
bucks.
Times. Before we dive into this, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Same.
Okay.
I was
Thank
just about
God.
to say.
Thank God.
So it could be a line to the bathroom.
Are you going to the bathroom too?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, gas wars. You get a bid for a gas price.
Pretty much. I mean, there's like a whole bunch of people like in like the servers right now, and one person wants to pay like $80, and the next person wants to pay 100 and 100 something, or even more than that. Then the miners always usually go for the higher bidding, and then you still paid that gas fee though. Let's say I'm the guy that paid that $80. I still paid that gas fee. There's no guarantee that I'm ever gonna get that back, ever.
Well, and another thing that sucks is you could have a failed transaction on the blockchain where, like, you say you buy one and the transaction fails, whether it's OpenSea's fault, whoever's fault it is, and you pay gas fees for it, and it's, like, you're confirming the transaction and everything. You pay gas fees, say you pay $50, your transaction fails, so you don't get the NFT you were trying to buy, but your gas fee they keep.
And you just eat that.
You just eat it. That's
So
happened to me.
yeah, it happened to him.
That's happened to me.
He tried to buy an NFT, and for some reason it failed, and he
just
spent like
failed?
$80, and that $80 was just gone.
So the gas fee and what you're buying are separate.
They're separate. They're
you have to
separate.
Buy
But-
the
but
gas
it's- but
fee
it's all in the-
first.
No, the gas fee comes along with the mint price. They'll always, like, when you're in a project, they'll always say what the mint price is going to be. So for the HAPE, when they finally figured it out what it was, because for the longest time in most projects it'll just say TBA, just to be announced. They don't know yet. They don't know when the mint date's going to be, but they just say TBA. And by the time when they finally do, then they release it to everybody and they'll let everybody know. And so that was 0.2. So that's the price of the NFT.
The
But
floor
it's
price.
it's always 0.2 plus gas.
But the gas fees can be even higher than the mint price. It could be a good chance that your gas prices, let's say it's 0.2 for the mint price, well then there'll be another actual like 0.5 for just the gas fees.
How do you go to pay the gas fee?
It just all
It's
comes
just
out of
auto.
the same wallet.
Automatically happens.
It's
all-
it's automatic.
It's all in Ethereum. It'll say like how much because you'll have, if you're doing it on like your PC, it'll have a MetaMask pop up, and it'll say like so and so, like the price of the and then it'll say plus gas, and the gas fluctuates.
I'm over here fucking shaking. It's so
You cold?
Shout out to Mary for enduring that because
Yeah.
it was cold as fuck in
I was
here.
gonna say, she said she couldn't feel her feet or anything,
Oh
but
damn.
yeah,
Yeah, that's why I bought that
pretty
heater, 'cause
pretty
it was-
rough.
Fucking cold, huh?
It was just warm enough where you could breathe out and not see your breath.
nice.
Just warm enough.
Tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I can already start this.
I can
Start
feel a
feeling
little
that.
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But continue. I know. I just
I
fucking
don't
drew
remember.
away.
I don't remember what was being said.
I was over. My brain's
Um,
on default. Okay,
But the gas will so you'll be in the middle of a transaction, and the gas will actually fluctuate while you're in the transaction. So it'll first immediately pop up, and it'll say plus gas, and it'll say $130.
and so
And
then
gas
the gas
is
will
just
change right
it's
then.
just folded in at time of
And
transaction.
so if the traffic gets more all of a sudden, that gas could shoot from 130 up to 200.
So you're really at the
And
mercy
so
of the
then-
miner.
yeah,
You really are.
And so, but if they develop the smart contracts correctly, and they put a lot of time and work into it, and they develop them well, they can minimize a lot of the gas. Like Voltura, he comes from a background of business. He had his own business. He lives in Australia, but he comes from that background, so he knows a lot of people in the and now in the crypto world. And so he said he spent months and months developing these contracts. So when I went to mint, and there's 4 in a collection. So there is the Psychedelics Genesis, which is the profile picture, like what the Hape you just saw, just the picture. Then there is an IRL pass, so it gets you into IRL events. And then there's a Metaverse pass, and then there's a Component 1. And the Component 1 is to play the little mini game that they're going to have later on or whatever. But each NFT has a utility, and it has a certain purpose behind it. And so if you have all 4, that's a collection. And he spent so much time and usually when you're buying more NFTs, you pay more in gas because you're buying multiple NFTs. And it was when it first went live, we went and looked, and it was $180 for all 4.
Yeah.
And I was expecting hundreds of dollars, especially and this was right when all the traffic was flooding in. And so I was like, hell yeah, I'm buying that. And so we spent it right there. And I was like, wow, you put time into it.
Put time in the smart contract, man.
And it benefited your community because, and I went and bought a Component 1 later on. So there were 9,595 of each of them. So total, I think there was 38,380 or something total across all 4 collections. And he said that Component 1s and the passes and stuff will be a huge role later on. They'll play a huge role. And he's very cryptic about his messages. He'll just this equation he gave out on Twitter. He was like, okay, Component 1, Component 2, and Component 3 plus IRL or Metaverse pass plus burn times 4 equals DEMP. Nobody knows what the fuck that means. Component 1, 2, and 3, we know what those are because we already have Component 1. And then because we had a full set, we were entitled to airdrop Component number 2.
It's crazy how many people can still crack it down though.
Yeah.
They'll go into that and they'll be like, all right, this is what he meant. Okay, I'm going to go back to the back history. Be like, okay, he tweeted this, this, and that. Okay, I'll go back to the utilities. This is what he's trying to do with this project. All right, and then they'll just piece it together like it was some fucking high-end puzzle.
Yeah, it's just like a riddle is basically, and he just puts out riddles on Twitter. And I can read you a message from the Discord of the Psychedelics Anonymous. And yeah, the messages that he puts out and that the team puts out, let me just go to
So while he's looking that up,
yeah.
you were telling me about the project that you got in your first rug pull one.
It's a shit project.
And so there's just no value on that because nobody else wants to buy those.
There's no one. No, it's actually last time I checked the value of it right now it was .001.
Yikes.
Yeah, 0.001, and I spent $300 at the time. I forgot how much that was. I think it was .08 at the time. And then it's just you have to watch out for because I was just very emotional based on it. I was like, okay, cool. If you grind it out, you can get whitelisted. And I got whitelisted, and I was like, cool. I'm really happy. I got into the project, and then at first it was looking good, but then it just all went down so quick. And then when I think back, there's so many red flags that were trying to warn me, but I was just too ignorant to see it.
Well, and you're so new.
And you're so new, exactly.
Now that we're in these big projects, looking even at the Last Dragons that he was telling you about earlier,
it's just it's a night and day difference. There's nothing comparable to the projects we have now to the projects we had back then.
In terms of
just because we were so new and and the teams behind it, the community that's involved,
the artwork, the utility, the smart, everything behind it is just a night and day difference compared to the Last Dragons, where it wasn't really set up to succeed.
It had good ideas behind it, but the team behind it wasn't a team that was.
And I was like, Shikai. Shikai gave me all these red flags that I didn't even know were red flags until shit went down. And I'm going back and I'm like, okay, that was kind of sketchy what he was doing there. It was kind of sketchy with all these different things.
Just in terms of how the team was handling
How they were
stuff.
handling things and how they were going about trying to execute the things that they promised, right?
Was there any utility behind the Shikai one?
The Shikai, it was like anime based. So they were planning on doing their own manga, and then eventually lead that into its own anime series. So I was like, okay, cool. Anime is really big in like the whole fucking world. That'll be a really cool thing to do. If they executed right and they actually were doing things, then I could have seen it to be a big thing. But then it's all about the team behind your project. So if your team behind your project is just kind of slacking off, or sometimes they'll go on a rant, right? That happened with the Last Dragons. Like this guy,
The founder went on Twitter.
I think it was, I forgot his name. It was like
Ackridge
or something like that. He went on a rant on Twitter and was just left and right shitting on everyone, and that was a red flag. But like, I still didn't really learn my lesson compared to like the Shikai. And then the Last Dragons, they were still up. They were still doing things that like people promised, and they were still doing like staking,
The
the burning, the evolve, like breeding of dragons. If you have two different sets of dragons, you can breed them and all that. So it still looks solid. And then I got into that one, and then Braedon and I were just like, yo, dude, I think we should just pull out because it's not really going anywhere.
By that time, we'd already gotten into psychedelics, and so we were like, okay, there's this project, and then there's this project, and they are completely different. And so,
did you guys make money or break even on that one?
I made it. Well, he broke even.
Yeah.
Or no, you actually made a profit because I
because
sent you a dragon.
he sent
So
me a
I
giveaway.
had bought one because I happened to mint one for the stealth launch, which was a whole fucking ordeal. But I happened to get one in the stealth launch, and then I ended up winning one on a giveaway on Twitter, and so I had two. But then he was able to get one. And then how did you get one? Did you end up?
No, I ended up buying mine.
Oh, you bought yours?
Yeah, I ended up buying mine off the secondary market, and it was a site called Immutable, and then it was actually relatively cheap. I was like, all right, cool. I can just get into this one. It was slightly higher than mint price, but it wasn't so high. I was like, okay, that's kind of ridiculous. I'm not gonna get back into this. It's too late for me. Yeah. And then you ended
but then we could yeah. And then I got one from a giveaway, and then I also got one airdropped to my wallet because if you held one past a certain time, so it was like the earliest you could get one was for the stealth launch because that was the first time they'd released them. And so you had to, if you held before a certain date, then you were eligible for an airdrop, and then you get one airdrop to your wallet. So I had 3, and he had gotten one, and I sent him one, so we each had a female and a male. So because we had planned on breeding.
Mm-hmm.
But then by that time, we'd been in psychedelics, and we're like, okay, well, there's this project that is very well done. The team behind it is amazing.
Yeah.
And then there's this project that the only
Just
person that was really on the team was
not-
the founder.
Yeah.
There was no really anybody else. There were no moderators in the Discord.
He fired everyone else.
Yeah. And we were able to burn a dragon because they had a burning mechanism. So where you could, like we were saying, send it to a dead wallet, and you could just burn it. And so then that supply just would dwindle down. And that's what I was like, okay, well, if we can burn it, then like people to burn, it'll just diminish the supply. I was like, if the people end up wanting in, then there's gonna be already a small supply.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I ended up burning, and you can burn and get your mint price back. So you burn and get 0.08, whatever 0.08 is worth at that time, you get it back. And so I got my money back for that one. He was able to burn and get his money back. And then, or he was able to burn both. I couldn't burn the airdrop one because they said that you couldn't burn the airdrop. But then I ended up selling it on Immutable and got money back. So I made a profit because I only started out with one dragon, but was able to sell and burn one.
Why do you get your money back if you burn it? Is that with
That's
all
one
of
of that's
these?
one of the
That was
one
for this
contract.
one.
Yeah,
for this
that one.
contract.
That was what they had promised.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it was kind of like it was a safe investment. Okay, so if you get in and you want your money back, you can just burn.
Okay.
So it makes people feel more comfortable.
Here's a
about
fucked up thing, right? So we, shortly after we left, right? He turned that specific function off. So there's people that are still trying to leave to this day that can't because there's no funds in the burn wallet because they actually had to put funds in for you to be able to get your money back.
Oh, so they set up the burn? Because I was gonna ask, how do you know if you're
I think
sending
it's
it
from
to
the
a burned
community
wallet?
It's a
wallet.
community wallet. Yeah.
Okay.
And so they're funding it from the community wallet, but there aren't any funds right now in that wallet. So you can't, if you burn your dragon, you don't get your money back right now.
What is the community wallet?
I
That's
think that's
just
from the
yeah.
initial investment. So everybody that mints and everybody that bought
That
the
all that
collection-
money goes
all
into
that
the
money
community
goes
wallet?
into a wallet.
So how are these people that are releasing the projects? How are they making money? Are they pulling money out of that community
Yeah,
wallet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
put,
take
a
money for
percentage.
yourself as like a wage,
Yeah.
Okay.
basically.
Like, hey, I did this, so I earned about this much.
And then they pay like their admins. I don't know if they pay their moderators.
I think
know
moderators are
Hate
free.
Beast. I think moderators are free too, but Hate Beast they were gifted Hapes, and so
Which is a
the floor
big
price
ordeal.
of Hapes was like, I mean, now it's dropped down because it always drops after reveal because people see, oh, mine's not rare, or I don't like mine, I'm gonna sell it, and so they'll just keep listing it for below floor, and so people keep doing that, so floor just drops a little bit, but then it settles out, and it and then it just kind of goes sideways for a while.
But Hape's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna be like a status symbol, just like Bored Ape. I highly believe it's gonna be, and it's gonna be one of those things where it doesn't matter about rarity. Like if you have the shittiest one, that's fine as long as the floor price keeps going up, and you have a Hape. People are gonna be looking at you and be like, you have fucking money, and it's gonna be another flex.
Even in
flex symbol.
Discords that I've been in, I'm like, I'll be like, they're like, oh, were you in Hape? And I was like, yeah. They're like, how the fuck did you get in? I was like, well, I got in early because when I joined the Discord, there was like 35,000 people, and now there are 450,000 people.
Oh shit!
So
Yeah,
got in early. And so yeah, but even Discords I've been in because I'm still in Discords. I'm always in new Discords trying to get for new projects. And yeah, people are like, oh, you got a Hape? Oh, you got a Hape? Like everybody's like, wow, how'd you get in? How'd you manage to get in? It's just everybody knows about it.
It's surprising how much luck or luck has to go into for all the the super big projects for people that go in a little bit later. Like, cause it's hard to get noticed when there's like 400,000 people in there. If you join at that point, it's like you have to be in there 24/7, just grinding it out on the Discord, just to get even slightly noticed and hopefully handpicked.
And it's just that they just want engagement. You
Yeah,
just
they just
commenting,
want-
talking to people.
They just want genuine community members is what they want.
Mm.
Like, okay, this person's going to support us and support our long-term project,
Yeah.
And so that's who they look for. And like, yeah, because then I had been in there. People were like, oh, you deserve it. Oh, you deserve to get whitelisted. Oh, you deserve it. And then like I had been in there for like a couple weeks. I'd been like 2 weeks, and I didn't have a job at that time. And so I was like in there for hours, like 8+ hours a day, every day, because I was like, I want this project. I was like, I definitely think this will be a big project for us. I want to be in. And yeah, and so finally I'd gotten off my computer. I was like, I'm gonna go for a walk because I'd been on there. And yeah, and then Mojito was like at Mr. Magnificent, which is my Discord name. And I was like, there's no way. That's one of the moderators. I was like, there's no way. there's no way. And so I like went in the Discord and like I saw my name was gold. And they'll change the role because there's roles in the Discord. And so usually when you join, you have a base color for your role.
It's like usually gray or it's just some basic.
Usually some basic color. And then there are server boosters that usually they help you like stand out a little bit because it changes your color. And then there's like a whitelist role. And so that one was gold. And so I saw my name was gold and I was like, there's no fucking way. I made it. I finally made it. And so yeah, I was like hella excited because I knew it was a hard project to get in and spent so much fucking time that I finally was able to get in.
Now that we have like jobs now that like we're like working full time, it's definitely like a little bit more of a challenge. Like you can't just dedicate that much time unless you have like some leeway in your like while you're working, and then like they're pretty lenient about that, which it can be. It can be. It's just another thing to watch out for. So that's why sometimes grinding out on the Discord, and that's like the only way you can get into a project, can be like really cool because they're only having select few people, but it's really shitty for those that like have to work and have to still make a living and can't
just give up that time.
Exactly, you just can't dedicate that much time into it. So that's why it's really important to get into projects while they're early on and stuff like that.
And most of the projects, that's how you get whitelisted, is through engagement.
Most of them now.
Most of them now. Like
Yeah.
Psychedelics was not. Psychedelics was all Twitter giveaways.
Oh,
And then
okay.
he would ask a question. He'd be like, okay, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? I'm going to whitelist a few that I like. And so everybody would comment in there and on that post on Twitter. And he'd be like, I love that flavor, whitelisted. oh, that's one of my favorites, whitelisted. And so like that was one of the ways he did it, which I really like how he did it like that.
There's one person who was like, "Give me a whitelist so I can sleep." He was like, "All right, done."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, literally. He would like if you made like funny comments and stuff, he's like, I'd be like, I've been glued to my phone. I haven't been able to sleep for like the last week because of this. And he's like, all right, get some sleep, and then he'd whitelist you.
Whitelist.
Like, it was
There you
cool
go.
how he
That's
did it like
cool.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but then a lot of them he was like, it was giveaways. So he'd be like, okay, like, retweet, and maybe tag a friend or comment or whatever. And if you got lucky, and then they do a random Twitter picker, which is like an app you can put the requirements in, and say, okay, so you needed to you're gonna put the link for that tweet in there, and then you can say, okay, you had to like, retweet, and then it would say all of the eligible people. And be like, okay, there were 3,000 eligible people, or sometimes there were like 10,000+ people. So the odds that you were gonna get picked were like, and they'd only be
Super
picking like
slim.
5 or 10 people
Mm.
out of 10,000+. So you're like. And it was all like luck, and so that it sucks because it's all luck based. So if you don't happen to get on, it's like you don't get to be a part.
Right.
Yeah, that one happened to get lucky enough. Saw my name pop up, and I was like, "Whoa, there's no fucking way!" And yeah, we got in that one. But most of them are engaging in the community in the Discords.
Are these projects created by like famous artists or anybody can do it?
Anyone can do it.
Like there's one right now that I'm looking at called the Imaginary Ones that's got like 230,000 people following them on Twitter. So I'm like, okay, well, you guys have a massive fucking community behind you guys, and the Discord's closed. And so I was able to get in the Discord because they'll post like at random times. They don't state when, but they'll just post a Discord invite, and they'll only have it up for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So if you don't get in, or you don't see that, or you miss the notification,
And you just
you
shit
miss
loud.
out until they post another one. And so I happened to get in the other night because I saw it, like I was on my phone, and I think on the Discord for a different project, and I saw it and I was like, oh, finally. And so I finally got into that one. But yeah, she's just a mom. Just a mom. She has a daughter. I think she's a single mother. Has a daughter, but yeah, she's creating her own NFT
Just a
project.
normal
Doing
person.
it.
Just a
doing
normal
it.
person.
So it's all about having that community,
Exactly.
yeah,
obviously,
100%.
because somebody's got to buy it.
Yeah, someone's got to buy it. Someone's got to believe in your project.
And they just want a community. And obviously, I mean, you have to, unless you can do the art yourself, you have to know people or have to have a team of some sort. But yeah, I mean, most of the people, they have artists that they know, and
Is it hard to do?
I
Like,
don't
could
I
you
have no
guys just
idea.
make an NFT if you wanted to?
You have to, I mean,
Probably.
as long
I'd
as
have
you
to do
know
some
how to
research.
do, as long as you know how to do the art and like
You'd have
the
to
utilities behind it.
find a style that you want to do,
Yeah.
and then determine what utilities you want to have behind the project.
It's like it's not impossible,
No,
but
I mean,
it's
no.
definitely
People are
difficult,
doing it all the time.
I feel like.
But I think with like a little research, it wouldn't be that bad. You just have to. I mean, it's almost kind of like starting a little business. Basically, it's basically starting a company in a sense, and so you just have to, yeah, just determine what kind of style of art you want to do, and then, I guess, find people that can do that for you, and then whenever that comes out, then you pay them a chunk, obviously, from that project.
No.
But I don't know how it all works, but
Main goal would be either to be part, like hopefully, if we sell one and stuff like that, and then just be able to be part time or even, or even just full time in the whole crypto thing, and then be able to have the actual time to be able to get these whitelist spots right now, because it's definitely
Well, time to just do shit.
Yeah.
The work-life balance just doesn't exist.
no man.
And so I'm tired of working a 9 to 5. I got this job, and so now I work at Mad River Community Hospital.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. And it's like even the first day I was like yeah, I'm
Not
just starting.
for me.
I'm like, dude, I'm tired of fucking working
Yeah.
for somebody else. I'm tired of not having fucking time to do anything. It's like life shouldn't just be about working.
I think
It
it's
shouldn't.
the quarantine. When the quarantine happened, a lot of people realized like I don't want to be fucking doing this anymore.
It was
a
a
lot of
wake-up
people-
call for
it
a
was.
lot of people.
It's a wake up call, man.
But I mean, even since like early high school, I was like, I don't see myself ever work. I've told you
Yeah,
that multiple
we've
times.
talked about this.
yeah.
All of us have talked
Yeah,
about
and I
this
was
for
like,
a while.
I don't see myself working a 9 to 5. I just don't. Like, I've looked at my dad, and he's like, he enjoys what he does, but he doesn't want to do it for the next 15 years, And so it's like, I don't want to be at that point in life and be like, what have I done for the last 20 years? Like, why have
Yeah.
I been in the same fucking thing for the last 20 years? And so I think NFTs and crypto, because it's such a new industry, and I think there's a lot of money to be made, I think that's a lot of way out for a lot of people. I think there's a lot of money to be made. Especially within the next, I think this year and next year, because I think it's only going to get more public, more people getting in, more money circulating.
hopefully when that when if we get enough money, and I could just either go part time or even no job, because I also work with Braedon at the hospital.
Oh shit! You guys both work
Well,
there.
Yeah, well, because Cam works up there, and I was looking around for a job because I was like, I don't want to work all the way up there because I was like, that's a ways up there. It's like 20 minutes up there. I was like, I don't have a car, and so I'd been like applying around to jobs, and I'd gotten like some interviews, and then I would follow up like how you're supposed to. I would like call and be like, hey, have you gotten a chance to look at my resume or whatever. And I'd call like 3 days in a row. They'd say, oh no, we haven't gotten a chance yet. And I'm like, okay. And so I'd give it a couple days. I'd give it like 2 days. And I'm like, okay, I'll call back. By the time I call back those 2 days later, oh, the position's been filled. I'm like, I called you 3 days in a row, and you guys said that there was nothing, and then all of a sudden now the position's filled 2 days later. And so like that happened with like 6 or 7 different jobs I was looking into. I got an interview at Ace, and then they said that the one over by Safeway right next to the house would be like might be hiring. So I was like, okay, is there somebody I could talk to over there? They're like, yeah, talk to this dude, the manager. And so I was like, okay. And so I got in contact with him, and he was like, okay, yeah, and he's like, come down and meet me sometime. And so I kept going in to meet him, but every time I was going in to meet him, he was off already. It was like 2:30, and he was already off. And I'm like, and so then I ended up just calling one day, and he's like, oh yeah, actually we don't have any positions available. I'm like,
well,
then why the
thanks.
fuck didn't you tell me to tell me that? And then I called back. So I was like, after I found that out, a couple days had gone by. It was like 2 or 3 days. I called back over to the other Ace where I had an interview. All the positions have been filled. I'm like, it's been 3 fucking days, and you told me to come over here because they might be hiring. I was like, it's right by my house, and then I wouldn't have to walk all the way to Henderson Center or whatever. Yeah, it was just frustrating.
But hopefully, like once back to what I was trying to say. But if I can just do this full time and stuff like that, that'll be, because it's really hard whenever I have to get home from work and then I still have to spend time with my son.
That's a crazy commitment to then go from that and do. Well, now I gotta log many hours in this Discord.
It's really hard, especially I didn't realize how hard it was going to be with a kid. And then not only a kid, but like just like a family in general, because like there is time you need to be stake to spend time with them. Thankfully, he's gotten a lot like these whitelist spots, and then and we've been going in together. But it's just I want to get to the point where I will actually have the time to be able to grind out and get some whitelist spots, so that way we can both be contributing to all this shit, stuff like that. He's been the amount of luck this guy has when it comes to like the whitelist spot is unreal. It's just unreal.
Not really though. I've gotten 2, and how many giveaways I've entered? I've won 2 things.
I won none. I've also put the same giveaway.
It's
So
like,
I'm gonna
over
give
here?
him the same. I'm gonna say that like the amount of luck he has for that was like amazing, especially with these big projects and stuff like that. But just working and just being away from the family is it's just not my ideal situation. I want to be able to stay at home and like take care of my son, and at the same time be able to look for these projects and dive in, because I can do all the research all I want, but when it comes to grinding out to the Discord, that one's a tough one for me. That one's gonna be a tough one for me, because I still have to stay up past the time I want to be up, and like
Putting in that work.
put in the work, and then still try to wake up at 5. I'm like that's hard, man.
What are you guys doing for the hospital?
We're admitting. Yeah, we work in
Okay.
admitting department and stuff like that.
Shit,
So we
yeah.
register people for like X-rays and like CT scans and stuff like that. And then I've only been working there for about a week and a half, 2 weeks type of deal. So I'm just relatively new to it. So far, compared to sales, it's like the easiest job, but it's still work.
A job's a job.
A
Oh,
job's
yeah.
a job. It's still
Doesn't
work.
matter
Job's a job.
how easy it is
Yeah.
or how cool everybody that works there is. A job's a job. I'm still forced to be here when I
Yep.
don't necessarily want to be, to make money because I have to.
Every day.
Yep.
Like if
Same
when I
time.
compare it to sales, it's just such a fraction. I was like of difficulty compared to all that, and like there's no one breathing down my neck. It's very simple. It's very just
No
repetitive.
quotas.
Because
You
it's
gotta
not-
No
hit.
quotas
it's not
or
a
anything like
corporate.
that.
It's not a
Exactly. It's not a
corporation.
corporation. It's a hospital. So they're not gonna be like, you need to admit this many people on this amount of days. No one's gonna be telling me that. Compared to Verizon, where I'm like, hey, I had to sell this much, and then frequently get my job like threatened left and right for about like 4 years. I dealt with that bullshit. Compared to this is nice.
Yeah.
But what I've seen, like from paternity leave, from quarantine, like I'd much rather be spending quality time and still making money on the side.
Yeah,
100%.
working a 9 to 5 for the next 40 years does not.
Does not appeal.
Yeah,
No,
that does not sound like a fun way to spend 40 years of your life.
no, it doesn't. So I mean, it's been cool because like we work together and like I pick him up and stuff like that, and then we go to the job. So it's been nice having someone like that I'm close to work with because it makes the day go by longer. But we're just over it, man. We're just over it. I want something. I want something more of my life than this, and eventually we'll get there. 100%.
Progress is the name of the game.
Damn straight.
100%.
But yeah, that's the. I mean, we got NFTs back in like. It was like the end of October, early November.
Of last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
last year.
Okay. So
we're
relatively.
still relatively new.
Yeah.
Still relatively.
But I
new.
mean, before that, you had to really be like searching for them.
Yeah.
It was not.
Well, it
very-
feels like they've
It-
really just blown up, and even that blow up is still.
It's still, you kind of have to
relatively
like.
small.
There's still a lot
Yeah.
of people that don't know them or don't know what they are or haven't heard of them.
That's why they say like 90% of the projects right now are gonna be complete shit in the long run. But those select few that will stand out, those are the ones you want to be a part of.
It's like that .com bubble
yeah,
back in the day.
yeah.
There's all these industries breaking out that are a part of the same industry, but
Yeah,
there's
it's
only
the
going to be
new
the select
this, it's
few,
the new
like
that.
Microsoft and stuff, that are going to be the ones you're actually going to want to be a part
Right.
of.
There's only so many Facebook, right? There's only one Facebook. There's only one YouTube. There's only one Google, right? I mean, I guess there's Bing, but no one gives a fuck about Bing.
I mean, there will be other ones that are players, but they just won't have the same, I guess, impact as the bigger projects
yeah.
in the long run.
Yeah.
But
I really do think that like Hape is gonna be one of them.
yeah,
Like Hape
I
and
can-
Psychedelic.
I mean, since just the projects that we've been in, I haven't seen anything like the volume traded just since they released. I guess that was yesterday. Yeah, it's like 12,000 Ethereum traded just since yesterday.
In a day.
In the
Yeah.
day. Like people have money, man. I wish I was one of those people that could
Yeah,
just
who
be
the
able.
hell's out here just.
They're
I'm
just
gonna
dishing
dump
out the
99
cash.
Ethereum.
Dude,
Like, I've got
dropping
it.
$300,000 just, and they're not even like I said, like, yeah, I hate, like, as much as like we are confident about, there's still always that possibility
Yeah.
that the team's not going to follow through or the project's just going to tank. So it's like you spend $300,000, you're confident. And so the amount of people that I'm seeing drop money, because there are big sales left and right. I've seen multiple 50 plus Ethereum sales. I've seen multiple 20, 30s. And so, like, the amount of people that money that people are spending on this, I was like, okay, that gives me some confidence, because obviously you guys have money. You guys seem to know what you're doing. You've been in there, because you can go look at their wallets. Wallets are public, and so you can click on somebody's name and click on their wallet, and you can see what other NFTs they have. And so if you're like, okay, so you have a Bored Ape, or you have a Doodles, which is another project that's worth quite a bit of money. You can see what they have. You're like, okay, you've been in the project for a while, or the NFT space for a while. And so you're like, okay, you have some experience. You know what you're doing. So if you're dropping money on this project, it means you're pretty confident about it.
Oh yeah.
And so it gives me some assurance that
People
people
will
are
spend
spending.
hundreds of thousands of dollars on Hapes alone without even batting an eye.
And it's just released.
Insane.
It's just released. Like, this is the very beginning of it.
People want in, man. Celebrities, normal people, everyone. They just want in. And then because they think of the long term and they think it's going to be a great thing, especially if you're dishing out hundreds of thousands of dollars,
You're pretty.
you're
That's
pretty
not.
you're pretty
yeah.
confident.
Let's not
You're
jump.
not
to-
expecting it to just, the
No.
NFT market just to tank.
No,
Yeah.
you're
You're
pretty
expecting it to
confident.
go somewhere if you're spending that much money. So, yeah.
It's one of those deals, man. One day they call them whales, and I will be one of those whales. I will.
I just want to get to the point where I don't have to worry about pre-sales. I can just be like, okay, I want to be in this project. I'm going to wait till they start selling them on OpenSea, but I have plenty of money to just go and buy off the secondary market. You're still early because this is the first time they've actually been put on the secondary, but you're able to buy. You're not like limited. Okay, I have to get on this whitelist, otherwise it's going to be too expensive when they actually come out public.
Yeah, and then you don't have to.
And then you don't have the
grind.
money, and then you have to grind. So it's like, eventually I want to get to that part. But yeah, I mean, you just got to make your one big sale. Like, if you happen to get lucky enough to get that one that sells for $99, you get
That's all it
$300,000.
takes.
You
That's all it
save,
takes?
so that's all it takes to start. Because then you save a fat chunk of that. Say you save $200,000, you leave yourself $100 to reinvest. You can rebuy back into Hapes, because Hapes are only going for, like, the floor price dropped. It was like 9 Ethereum before release, and they're always like that. It always builds up until reveal. And then the
Drops.
reveal happens. People are like, oh, I don't like this one. It's not rare. I'm going to sell it. And so the floor price just keeps dropping. And so right now it's hovering, I think it's like 5 or 5.5, which is still a decent amount of money. I mean, that's like 15,000+.
How much did you guys pay to get into that?
600.
600.
Oh damn!
So just
Oh,
300.
that's a pretty.
No, yeah,
They're
immediately
each.
we could have sold it for like 30,000 because
Oh,
people
yeah.
were buying them for 10 Ethereum. But
Oh,
I was like,
shit.
I want to hold on to because I think this is a good long term
It's gonna
project.
go up, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I was like, I'm not gonna sell. But if you have multiple, and if you're gonna buy multiple, then you can, man, sell one for a $30,000 profit or 24,000 whatever profit, and yeah. And then you make a big profit, but yeah, like if you sell for 300,000, save 200,000, and then reinvest 100, you could buy a couple Hapes, you could buy a couple others from other projects that you want to hold long term, and then just save whatever rest in your Ethereum or in your MetaMask wallet until other future projects come out. And so it's like, yeah, it takes one big sale to where it's like, yeah, now I got $200,000 sitting in the bank, and I can reinvest in the projects that I want to be a part of. Because like I was telling him, I was like, dude, if we get lucky enough and we get a rare one and we can sell it for a lot of money, that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go rebuy back into Hape, and I'm gonna buy a couple to hold long term because I think this project can do it. And then I was gonna go buy in psychedelics and buy another full set or two, and because that one, like the full set that we hold, I think it's like last I looked, it was like 11,000 was the total value of it.
That's a lot of money.
There's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot.
And we just got airdropped. And the cool thing about this project, we got airdropped because if you have a full set, I told you we got airdropped. I don't know if I told you, but the component 2 just came out. So they took snapshots of all the wallets that had a full set. Okay, all these wallets have full sets, so we're going to airdrop them. And so we had the ability to go and we could claim a C2. So we went back onto the website and we claimed, and all we had to pay was for gas. I paid like $50. And that NFT alone is worth almost 2,000 now.
Oh, Jesus.
And I paid $50 for it. And that was only because I hold a full set. And so, I mean, yeah. And there's people that have 60 plus sets. So they claimed 60 component 2s that are now worth $2,000. So they just made $120,000 just for holding the sets.
That's so That is
I'm
so
like,
crazy.
Dude, I'm like, you guys, yeah. I'm like, you got, yeah, because this guy posted on Twitter, he's like one of the whales in psychedelics, and he's like, yeah, I just claimed 60 plus C2s. I'm like
it's nothing.
yeah,
Like
and
it's
then he
nothing.
like put like the amount of gas that he spent, and it was like a couple thousand. But the amount of money he just made, now they're worth like 2,000 each. It's like now that okay, you spent a couple thousand, and now they're all worth a total of like $120,000. And I'm like,
oh, there's definitely a fuck ton of money to be made in that.
Oh yeah,
so
dude.
if you want in, dude,
Make
hit
sure
us
you do
up
your
and we can-
research.
Jesus, I don't have time to do. I don't know. I do not have time to do that. I barely have time for
I
anything.
definitely hear you, dude. I wish I had more time to be able to just do things I wanted to do. Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah, no. If I had more time, like and didn't have a commitment with like a child and stuff like that, then I would be able to do it at least somewhat, to a certain level. Massey's just a freaking he's a handful sometimes. he's
Takes after his dad.
he's adventurous. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, 100%. He's adventurous. He's completely all over the place, and almost like a workout. It's like it's my own personal cardio. There you
You
go.
don't even have to go
I
to
don't
the
even
gym.
have to
You
go
just
to the
chase
gym,
him around
dude.
the house.
And I don't even need to go to the gym. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'll just be chilling at home. He'll be my gym.
pick him up a couple times, it'd be good.
No,
Yeah,
seriously.
curl him.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, seriously. He's freaking heavy, dude. He's a heavy little tyke. But then one day, oh man, I'll get to the point where I just gift him like an NFT. Like, hey, dude, here you go, dude. Just wait 5 years. You'll thank me later. Type of deal. And it's gonna get to that point, man.
yeah. I've started
Crazy.
to get my dad into it.
Really?
Yeah, he's with us in psychedelics.
He invested some of with us in psychedelics, so he's a stakeholder in that project. So he'll get a portion like whenever we decide to sell, and then we'll take a portion. But yeah, because I've just been telling him about it because I'd been like doing like so much research on it. I was like, how much money people are like selling these things for, and he's like, what is it? And I'm like, I was just explaining it to him. Yeah, and now he's like, every time I call him, he's like, have you seen this and this and that? I'm like, oh, you've been doing your research. And but yeah, I know he's excited about it. He sent me money. He's like, he'll send me money. Finally got him to do Apple Pay. Well,
I still do not have that shit set up.
You know how that shit?
I don't have that shit set
dude, that
up.
thing's
Oh,
so
wow.
nice.
It really is.
It's
dude.
You
so
sent
nice.
me that for the sweater, and I was like, it took me a second. I was like, I don't even.
Just connect your bank
I
account.
thought you just
Yeah.
like screenshot an image and it's like 30 on it. I was like, why did you just
No
text
way,
me?
dude. No
I was like, what?
way.
What? But I was like, I don't understand. How? Yeah, I gotta set that.
No,
up.
it's nice because like he can just text me the money and then I can just transfer it from my wallet on my phone to my bank. And then I can send that money from my bank to Coinbase and buy the Ethereum in Coinbase and then send it to my MetaMask and then buy the NFTs from there. And so that's
Powerful technology.
One thing I'm trying to look into though is the taxes that'll be associated with NFTs, because there's definitely gonna be a big tax
The
rate when it
IRS is
comes to
gonna.
that.
They're gonna go for whatever they can.
Well, because they're already making it so where the moment you exchange your Ethereum for an NFT, if you have it hold it for a long term, like a year, then you're gonna get taxed like at least like 30% from that.
Off. They're gonna tax off the gains, the potential gains for that.
They're gonna tax on how much you had. Like let's say you had like 1,000, right? They'll tax like 30% because you traded it.
Oh,
short
when
term.
off the sale.
Yeah, off the
Okay,
sale,
yeah,
off
that
the
does
sale
not
type of
surprise
deal.
me.
No, so like, and I just don't like. Let's say like an NFT goes to like Bored Ape status, where it's like 100 Ethereum. How much are they gonna try to take out when it comes like, do I need to hold that NFT for a whole year before selling it, or I need to hold the actual Ethereum I get for a whole year before selling it before getting taxed? Because if you wait over a year, I think it's like 15% instead of 30. So they'll cut the taxes like in half.
yeah.
That's
Charge
how it kind of
pretty-
works with capital gains too. When you sell, how long you hold it before you sell.
Yeah, so that's like one thing that we'll have to watch out for when that time comes.
Well,
That
if
won't
you
be
guys
for a
need an
while, though.
outside investor who does not do any research, hit your boy up.
Hit your
'cause I
boy
don't-
up.
Well, I want to get into projects that like can hold multiple. Like this one that I'm looking at, it's called The Other Side. And there's like a bunch of people following that project as well. The Discord's also closed, which is nice because if you're in the Discord and you're trying to like get noticed, there aren't as many people. I think there's only like 20,000 people in the Discord, but they have like over 100,000. They have like 120,000 people following them on Twitter. There's a massive community, but there's only a certain amount that are in the actual Discord because they do the same thing. They post random links, and you have to be on your phone, and they only have it available for like 30 seconds. And if you miss it, then you're done. You can't get in at that time. But that one, they have 3 different whitelist accesses. They have an Earth access, they have a Pluto access, and they have a Jupiter access. Earth access allows you to mint 2. Jupiter allows you to mint 1, and so does Pluto. But Jupiter you can mint before Pluto. So Jupiter you can mint 24 hours before the public sale, and then Pluto you can only mint 12 hours before the public sale. And so, but you can mix like there are people in there with Earth access and Jupiter access, so you can mint 3 total. And I'm like, dude, if you can manage to get that, and then you can manage to get 3 NFTs from that collection, I think that collection will be pretty solid. And so you can you can have 3 NFTs. But yeah, that's the Discord I've been in for the last couple days, trying to get noticed, I guess.
Get noticed.
That's pretty much all it is. Just chatting. You just chat with people.
Just hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just hoping.
It's such a crazy world.
It is
I
a
know.
very crazy world. I mean, it's nice. So many ways to make money. So many ways to make money. That you don't have to be working or don't have to go to school or, yeah. It's nice.
I really wish, man, because I can only dedicate like probably like an hour or 2 a day to that, and that's not very much. They say on the Discord like it doesn't matter how much time you put in, but it definitely matters. Like
I think it's more though consistency. Like if you only pop in like once, every 3 or 4 days, you're not. But I think if you pop in for like an hour or 2 every day, they're gonna see your name over and over again. But okay, I see him every day.
and they must not give a shit about
Cuz
me.
it's like, that's what I've been doing.
They must not give a fuck about me. Then it's like, oh, dude, what a guy.
It's like, that's news to me because it hasn't happened yet.
I hope it hasn't happened yet. It's pretty frustrating. No, I'll get the time. Especially if I go part time in the work, that'll be nice.
Yeah, I mean, shit, if you get, like you said, if you get a big sale, I mean, even 20 grand is ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But the thing is, we're splitting them. So if you sell it for say 8 Ethereum, yeah, it's a lot of money for like one person.
Mhm.
That would be like $25,000. But for 2 people, it's like, okay, that's only 12.
Yeah.
And so then that's like me selling it for like 4 Ethereum instead of 8 Ethereum because you're not
Nice.
getting that entire amount of money. And for a project like that, it's just not worth it
Mhm.
if you sell like your Hape for that much.
And when you sell it, you're not paying the gas. The person buying it is paying the gas.
Person
You-
buying
well,
it.
you
You have
to
to sell
list
the
it
gas.
for sale, you have to pay gas to list
Jesus,
Yeah,
these
so you have to
fucking
you have to
miners
still
are-
put money in
Like
there.
I went to because I was trying to list our psychedelics for sale because I wanted to try to sell above floor and then try to buy back in because I want to eventually I would like to get a second set because I think it'll be a good long-term project. So I want to like sell it above floor and
use that money to reinvest.
use that money to reinvest, but still and then buy some off the floor, buy one off the floor for so say I sell it for 2.5 and then I buy one for 1.5. I have I have 1 Ethereum left over and then I do that again, sell it for above floor until I'm able to afford 2. And then I could buy 2 and then whatever and then have Ethereum to buy the passes and the component. And so then you have 2 full sets. But yeah, I was like gonna list it for sale and it was like gonna be $200 just to list it for sale. I was like, hell fucking no, I'm not gonna sell it for I'm not gonna pay $200 just to put it on here and not even guarantee me a sale.
No, that's why like people like when you go look on OpenSea, they'll put their sale from like let's say today's date for like 3 to 4 months down the road, and they'll just they're just hoping that someone will buy between that time frame.
Is there a max amount of time you can have something listed for?
I think so. I haven't looked really into it because I've never listed anything for sale. But yeah, I mean, I would assume so.
I think it's at least. I think it has to be under. It can't be a year. I don't think so.
No.
No, I think it'll have to be definitely under that for sure.
Yeah.
Can't list it for like 2 or 3 years. Hoping.
So when you're listing it on the blockchain,
Yeah, I mean,
or how does that?
you're listing it on OpenSea, which is a marketplace.
Is there only one marketplace though? No, there's multiple.
That's the
No,
main one. There's
that's the main
Immutable, which is the one he was telling you about earlier for the Last Dragons.
Yeah.
And that one is cool because there are no gas fees on that one.
Pretty small. It's pretty relatively new though, so there's not really many projects that are trying to go through Immutable.
Yeah.
Do you have to sell it on the marketplace that you bought it on? So like you couldn't take your project and go over to Immutable and try to sell it now.
No,
because the project is listed on OpenSea. So like Hate Beast, you can only find it on OpenSea because it's only listed on OpenSea. And Last Dragons is only listed on Immutable. So
Yeah,
there would
so
be nowhere to sell it.
they can't just cross
on OpenSea
platform.
because there is no Last Dragons project on OpenSea.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's some like imitations on Immutable from like projects that are on OpenSea that they're trying to do on Immutable, but it's just not getting the same type of level of return just because it's not like the first one, right?
I mean, there's a lot of people. There's like a project that just came out not too long ago that, like, I was looking at to the start of because it like seemed like a lot of people were excited about it on Twitter, but like they hadn't showed any art yet. So I was like, well, obviously I'm not committing to anything because I don't even know what the hell the project looks like or what their roadmap is or whatever. And yeah, and then they finally showed the art and it's literally like a copy and paste of Bored Ape. And I'm like, you're just hopping on the bandwagon. I'm like, you got to do your own thing. Bored Ape is its own thing. You're not going to be able to compete with Bored Ape. Even Voltura said, like, for psychedelics, he was like, because the people are like, oh, do you think this will be as big as Bored Ape? He's like, Bored Ape is Bored Ape. It just is. There's no comparing. There's nothing out there like it. But we can coexist, and we can be our own project, and maybe we'll get bigger. Who knows? But it's like Bored Ape is Bored Ape. You know, you don't create a project intending it to be the next Bored Ape because there is not going to be a next Bored Ape.
Yeah, imitation is the key to failure, right?
No, yeah.
And so, yeah, you see projects out there and like that one.
They'll do it though.
It's called like Prime
They'll
Ape.
do it.
Like Prime Ape.
Well, they're
like,
probably just trying to get any
Athletes.
cash
Prime Ape
they can.
athletes.
And it was literally like, yeah, copy and paste, like the same exact art, but with like athletic like jerseys on or clothes on. And I'm like, no.
Like you want to have a project that has originality behind it. Like they're doing their own things, or they're actually, at least being creative, right? Creative with the artwork, and still having a great team behind it.
Well, I mean, like Hate Beast. Hate Beast, yes, is apes, and it is ape related like Bored Ape, but it's the first like real 3D, like high quality
AK
apes.
AK 3D
Whereas
art.
like you saw the Bored Apes, they're 2D. It just looks like a drawing, you know? And so, yeah. That's why, I mean, that kind of like sets them apart. But yeah, there are so many copy and paste projects out there, and you're just like, you're not going to do well.
Yeah, I do truly believe that freaking Ape's going to be the next Bored Ape when it comes to that, like the new status symbol. If you have this, I mean, Bored Ape is still going to be around. There's no knocking that down, right? But they're just going to have another, it's like a Lamborghini and like a Mercedes type of deal. I want both type of deal.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah, because Bored Ape, like I said, like even when we were first getting into NFTs back in like November, it'd only been out for like 5 or 6 months. The floor price was already 50 Ethereum. I'm like, people are buying these things, and at that time, Ethereum was like $4,000 per Ethereum. So people were buying and selling these things for $200,000 plus dollars, and I was like, damn, like what are these things? And so that was only like 5-6 months after the project went public. So, yeah.
What a crazy fucking time to be alive.
Very.
It's definitely something. It's for you to be able to make money off something you can't even hold physically. There's no way for you
Who
to
would
hold
have
that physically
thought that would be a thing? Something that doesn't even exist in
this space.
our space, and people are paying hundreds of thousands. There was a
Sometimes
yacht
millions.
for sale in the metaverse that sold for $650,000.
Not surprised. I'm really not
I'm not
surprised.
What?
Not surprised.
I'm over here. I need to start building virtual ships because that's where the money's
That's
at.
where the money is. No, seriously though.
I was telling Mare to like, because their whole thing that they're looking into, I was like, you guys should look into making wearables for the metaverse. I was like, I think
That's
that
a
is
smart
I was
idea.
like, I think that is the next industry. I think that'd be a very good idea for you guys to do that, because I mean, if you can hop on, like, Matt, look at all the people that hopped in early on the .com bubble. They are so wealthy right now. For all the people that hopped in and are like early
Ground level.
Yeah.
That's
adopters
the
of
key.
these things.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, with everybody's, and I mean, the metaverse doesn't even like, it hardly exists right now. It's so new. Like, it's there, but it's so, I mean.
It's definitely not what it seems like it's going to be.
No.
But we'll see. Just give it like 3 to 5 years, and we'll see how it happens, man. Things change fast when it comes to like technology and internet.
Oh, yeah.
Super fast, and more than we'll ever get to experience.
Well, fuck, guys, I'm excited. I'm
Same.
excited for you. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see what happens with just the NFT and metaverse space, just in general, because I'm over here like, I don't fucking understand it. I feel like somebody's speaking Chinese to me, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just
Literally,
gonna
what I
sit here and wait
just
and
said,
see.
just like Google what is an NFT.
I know.
That's
That's
start.
literally what I started
I'm worried if I do, I'm gonna just fall down. I almost went into that with the cryptocurrency stuff. I just don't have the time. I
Nah,
know
dude.
I know it's gonna be one of those things where you just jump in, and then I'm not gonna be doing the podcast. I'm not gonna be just in it. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Takes
You
it
gotta
takes time.
pick what you dedicate your time to.
It takes time. That's the main reason I haven't even been streaming, because it's like, should I stream or should I try this?
Work on this.
Work on this. Should probably work on this, and then eventually get back to
I was going to say,
streaming.
because eventually, like, if you can make, like, money doing that, and you make plenty of money, then it's like, okay, then you don't have to work or do a job, and then you have plenty of time to do what you want. And so,
That's the
Yeah.
broken cycle, right? Is you have to dedicate time to work
Yeah.
so that you can live, but you want to dedicate time to things that are going to make money so you don't have to work, but
Mhm.
then you don't have any time to do that.
Yeah.
but then if you end up getting to the point where you have enough money, then you don't have to do that.
And then you can do whatever you want.
Exactly.
And you get to just
And that's what a lot of people can do. You make a couple big sales on massive NFTs like Bored Ape, or like the Ape today. The person who ever sold it made $300,000.
or with
that's-
crypto and
Yeah,
That's
just
plenty of money to start off.
like that's so much money. Like that more people that like so many people don't even see in
Their
years,
lifetime.
in years, or even
how many people are
lifetimes.
going to see 300 grand in their lifetime?
Like it's insane.
Not many. Not
And
many.
So yeah, I mean, if you can just do that, then it kind of like jump starts, I guess, everything.
As long as you're smart with it.
Yeah, you don't want to be like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm set. Let me just go out and buy a Lambo real quick.
Yeah, no, seriously. No, seriously.
You know, like it just yeah.
People
Smart
do
with the
that.
money.
Oh, they do. You get money and they goes to their head, and all of a sudden they
Just
buy
go
it, and then all of a sudden,
buck
where the hell
wild.
did my fucking money go? Like, well, I'm back to work. You're
Professional
gonna be
athletes.
driving your Lambo that you paid off to to whatever job you got now. Yeah.
No, money does buy freedom to a certain point. Doesn't buy happiness, but it will
Doesn't
buy
buy
freedom.
happiness, but being financially free is definitely like a freedom that I want to have.
Oh,
It
yeah.
might not buy happiness, but it definitely fucking
does-
helps.
it helps.
It definitely
It
helps.
Oh, I
freaking
definitely
helps.
think, yeah, because I mean, a lot of like, and just since like, before I got the job, because like I kept interviewing with people and kept interviewing and like not getting the jobs. I'm like, dude, my savings are. I'm like, I'm fucking dwindling here. I'm like, I need a fucking job, and nobody's like, I'm like, okay, supposedly every fucking place I could throw a rock at, and you're hiring, right? You need people, right? Okay, why the fuck aren't you hiring me? And yeah, and so it's like starting to dwindle. But yeah, I mean, there's so many stresses related just to fucking monies and all the bills and shit that you have to pay. It's yeah, so money definitely would help with stresses for like that.
Facts. Just facts.
Okay, boys. Well, we gotta wrap this. We did 4 hours. I gotta go try to squeeze in a fucking workout here, but
4 hours.
yeah, dude, it's 9 o'clock.
Oh, jeez.
Power of the podcast,
Power of
baby.
the podcast, man.
You walk into this room and it's a time warp,
Really?
except for when you have to go to the bathroom when you're sitting over.
No,
here
you're
fucking
sitting here, dude.
shaking because it's
I'm
so
glad you
cold.
said something because I was like, all right, here
Yeah,
we
I
go.
was starting to get in pain. I was like, it was like I felt it all here. I was
You
like,
could feel it.
I was like trying to wait because I was like, all right, I'm gonna let him finish his conversation. I was like, I want to get to like a good kind of stopping point. Maybe we change topics, but we just like we kept like going to topic to topic, and I'm like,
Yep.
I'm getting in pain now.
Yep. You feel it, and you're like, this is not gonna.
This is not it. This is not it.
I was hurting.
Okay, do you guys want to? Do you have anything you want to plug? Any stuff? Some people plug like their Instagram or.
Not really. I mean,
No, I'm pretty low key, man.
Okay.
yeah, I'm good.
You don't need to follow me. That's
Okay.
cool.
I don't really care who follows me.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to follow me, follow me. If
I
you
got
don't,
my
you don't.
NFTs. I don't need shit.
Yeah.
We're good.
You know, I'm just chilling. I just want to live my life.
Exactly.
I'm straight.
Just no keyboard warriors. I don't need that shit, dude. Don't forget the fuck out.
Don't hit me up in my
No
DMs
keyboard
complaining
thugs.
about anything.
Don't do it, dude. If you're not gonna say it to my face, don't fucking do it. No, damn.
Okay, well, guys, that was fucking awesome. I appreciate the fuck out of you.
I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
dude, appreciate you.
I'm excited to see what the fuck happens in this space.
Same.
Same.
It'll be exciting.
Oh,
All right, thanks, guys.
yeah,
Alright,
thank
peace.
you.
Jesus Christ.
God,
4 hours.
fuck. That'll be fun to edit.